It's 2 a.m. Stop the tilt.
Clear the board. Buy yourself time. Magnet. Pull every shield your way. Royal Frenzy! How long can you survive? Come on, the board's waiting.
Has this ever happened to you?
Oh, shoot. Another mouse slip.
What about this?
Oh, well, holy bishops en passant. I think I'm getting carpal tunnel. If only there was a way to play online chess with a real-life board.
What if I told you you can with ChessUp 2? That's right. With ChessUp 2, you can now play over the board online.
Wow.
Simply connect your Chess.com account to our state-of-the-art ChessUp 2 and get a game started. Every time you move, our revolutionary board will transmit the data online directly to your opponent. And as soon as they move, squares will light up, signifying which piece is going where.
Well, shucks. This Hikaru guy seems pretty good.
With ChessUp 2, mouse slips and sore wrists are a thing of the past.
My carpal tunnel is gone. Well, this sure is fun. I'm playing online against my new friend Hikaru. Who needs a family? But I sure do miss clicking on a piece and seeing all of my available moves, like they have on chess.com.
Well, Danny, you're in luck. This feature is totally available on the ChessUp 2 as well.
Wow. Well, I'm convinced. But hey, what if I don't just want to play an opponent online? What if I want to use one of chess.com's other great tools?
I thought you'd never ask. With ChessUp 2, you can fully take advantage of the chess.com integration by playing bots, analyzing your offline games, and even using our optional AI assistants to visualize the quality of moves with color-coded hints.
Well, holy ChessUp, you did it. You made IRL chess cool again.
You got it, Danny.
And how do you know my name?
Play chess today on the board of tomorrow.
This is the Esports World Cup, and in 2026, we're raising the bar again. For 7 weeks starting in July, over 2,000 players from more than 200 clubs will compete in 24 game titles. And with a life-changing prize pool exceeding $75 million, the club championship stakes have never been higher. The club with the most points will be crowned as the best esports club in the world, taking home an incredible $7 million grand prize. But that's not all. With over 300 plus activations taking place across the event, the Riyadh Boulevard will become a must-visit destination for families, friends, and fans alike. EWC is where players become legends, fans become a part of history, and the best rise above. See you this summer at the Esports World Cup 2026.
वेलकम चैट। इट इज अनदर इवेंट और हम लोग वापस आ चुके हैं कैंडिडेट्स के बाद, और इस बार है chess.com ओपन एंड द स्टेक्स कुडंट बी हायर एंड द प्लेयर्स कुडंट बी मोर एक्साइटिंग। वेलकम सहज भाई, फिर से आपका स्वागत हो।
अरे थैंक यू सो मच साहिल भाई। आई फील लाइक एक कैंडिडेट्स के बाद एक अलग सी एनर्जी आ गई है। आई फील हम में भी, इंडियन फैंस में भी, यू नो, आफ्टर वाचिंग व्हाट वैशाली डिड एंड ऑफ कोर्स वाचिंग सिंडारोव एज वेल इज वेरी वेरी रिफ्रेशिंग। and भाई मजा ही आ गया. What were your thoughts? I mean, we have been sitting with the candidates, and I know this is chess.com, but like we've been sitting with the thoughts for such a long time, right? I mean, and what do you think now?
भाई आई थिंक 2 वर्ल्ड चैंपियनशिप्स होने वाली हैं और दोनों में 50% प्लेयर्स इंडियन है भाई. इससे बेटर सिचुएशन हो ही नहीं सकती थी भाई, हो ही नहीं सकती थी. वी कुड हैव 2 वर्ल्ड चैंपियंस और वी कुड हैव नन. सो स्टेक्स आर द हाईएस्ट दे हैव एवर बीन. सो देखते हैं चैट. एंड let me point out the important stakes of this event. So chess.com open replace karta hai, the CGC हुआ था global chess champs को replace करता है. It's part of the EWC cycle and यहाँ से 3 players as far as I remember directly qualify होंगे. And of course players कौन कौन है भाई? मैग्नस कार्लसन खुद खेल रहे हैं. He is fighting it out today. Can we have that bracket in front of us? आज किस किस का मैच होने वाला है? It is a knockout event. Of course winners bracket होगा, lose bracket होगा सहज भाई. And 2 ही मौके हैं. You lose 2 matches, you are out of the event.
Absolutely, and there we see the matches. Of course, Magnus playing against Shant. आज तो शांति का माहौल नहीं होने वाला, I feel. इससे पहले predictions पूछो. But of course, the most interesting one, of course, we're going to focus on Pranesh, Arjun, and there is Nihal as well. But look at that match of Sindarov playing against Dubov. That is absolutely nuts, I feel, in this specific format, because Dubov was world rapid champion and Sindarov भाई वो तो हर चीज का champion है at in 2026.
I have to agree. I think ऐसा उन्होंने तहलका मचा दिया चेस की दुनिया में कि we have Arjun, Nihal and Magnus, and तब भी हम लोग मैक्सिमम बातें सिंदारोव की गेम की कर रहे हैं. And of course he is playing Dubov. Especially ऐसे फॉर्मेट में इतना आसान नहीं होगा सिंदारोव के लिए. क्या लगता है सहज भाई? डू यू थिंक ही कंटिन्यूज द डोमिनेशन? वेलकम चैट बाय द वे. आप भी बताओ, डू यू थिंक ही कंटिन्यूज द डोमिनेशन ही शोड एट द कैंडिडेट्स?
It's tough, I feel, because it's rapid. So okay, slight change है because candidates में आप इतने मतलब 6 घंटे के मैचेस. Okay, I know Sindarov के मैचेस 6 घंटे नहीं चले थे. I'm sure chat will also remember that. But still classical से rapid में shift करना is definitely a challenge, and him playing against Dubov I think is maybe not the most fortunate pairing, because you can think about World Cup जब प्रग का दुबोव के साथ मैच हुआ था, then in the classical of course it ended in a draw, but Dubov took that match against Prague. So he's definitely a player जो rapid में I feel is one of the best if not the best. So it's going to be a tough fight for Sindarov.
इमेजिन करो सिंदारोव पहले ही राउंड में नॉकआउट हो जाए भाई, गुकेश का कॉन्फिडेंस हाई हो जाएगा आई फील. लेकिन अगर सिंदारोव ये टूर्नामेंट जीत जाते हैं, स्पेशली अहेड ऑफ मैग्नस कार्लसन, देन पूरी चेस की दुनिया को रुक के एक बोलते ना एक अच्छी सी पॉज लेके सोचना पड़ेगा भाई, who is really winning the championship, because सिंदारोव क्लियर फेवरेट हो जाएंगे एवरी इवेंट. मैग्नस ने खुद बोला बाय द वे कि भाई आई एम गोना फॉलो सिंदारोव गेम्स इन द अपकमिंग इवेंट्स, कैसा वो खेलते हैं. उनको गुकेश में कुछ ऑब्वियस वीकनेसेस दिखती हैं जो उन्होंने बोला, जो सिंदारोव में नहीं दिखती. वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग क्लेम सहज भाई, मैग्नस हिमसेल्फ.
Yeah, true. I would love to of course I have so many questions, so many follow-up questions as a chess fan, as a commentator, as a viewer, as an everything. But yeah, but that's a big statement from the world champion, incoming. Sindarov के पास कुछ obvious weaknesses नहीं है. Yeah. And also, of course, we remember that that interview that Sagar did against with the coach of Sindarov. I believe his name was Roman Vidoniak, and some very interesting claims there as well by the coach. Chat, have you looked at that video at all?
Highly recommend checking it out. I think Sahaj bhai ne mujhe bheji thi. I definitely went through it. Interesting details on the rivalry between Gukesh, Sindarov, Nodirbek, the comparisons. Very, very interesting, of course. And of course, that's his perspective. So, ab Gukesh coach ka alag perspective hoga. By the way, we see Nodirbek there. He's like a green screen, a white screen. I don't know what that background is, Sahaj bhai. But maybe he's, playing from a secret Sindarov training location.
अरे भाई इतना भी सच नहीं बोलना था.
तानिया स्ट्रीम पे होनी चाहिए थी यार. But okay, anyways. By the way, we see Vincent Keymer there, chat. They're all ready. By the way, Vincent की तो रोशनी ही रोशनी है भाई, मतलब कमरे में. आज वो धोएंगे. उनका मैच by the way प्रणेश के साथ है. Pranesh, by the way, rising up the ranks. Let's see how he plays, because अगर वो जीतते हैं विंसेंट से, उनका मैच मैग्नस से आज ही by the way. So प्रणेश
अरे
के लिए
wow.
लाइफ टाइम अपॉर्चुनिटी सहज भाई.
Absolutely. And you know, he's been rising up the ranks. Of course, he was there. He has been there for Vaishali as well in the past. And bhai, matlab, I feel if there is one player okay, Pranesh is 2587, I can see on the screen, and Vincent is very high rated, I think, in classical rating. So,
Yeah.
वहाँ पे I think Pranesh is an underdog, but I think this is a match जो जहाँ पे underdog जीत सकता है. I wouldn't say the favorite is the favorite here.
I agree. The confidence boost जो प्रणेश को मिला होगा after that helping, as a helper, in that tournament with for Vaishali, like the confidence boost कि भाई preparation मेरी इतनी crazy है. Sometimes like, like you also get surprised by how much you've achieved. I think कई बार होता है ना, सच में कुछ crazy कर दिया आपने. You're like, damn, मैं ये सब भी कर सकता हूँ, मुझे पता नहीं था. Like I can
भाई
jump 10 meters. I didn't know.
Correct, bhai. And on top of all of this, we all remember when that that event happened for the Chennai qualifiers, and
Yeah.
Pranesh, ended up winning that match. That was also 10+0, by the way. So that this specific format, I think favors Pranesh because he's a very quick player. He's young, and he's played a lot of games online. So I feel like he has a good chance to make an upset here.
And thanks for reminding me about that, सहज भाई, because मुझे याद है challenges प्रणेश जीते, मास्टर्स विंसेंट, एंड दोनों ने बाद में कुछ फ्रेंडली गेम्स खेली थी, याद है, लॉबी में होटल
Oh
की.
yes,
एंड प्रणेश डिफीटेड सिंदारोव इन दोस
Yes.
फ्रेंडली गेम्स. तो सॉरी, केमर को. तो केमर को यहाँ पे याद होगा कि भाई वो हारे. एंड बाय द वे, निहाल सरीन, there we go, the online champ of India, by the way, who's rising up the ranks finally in classical chess as well. Sahaj bhai, I think Olympia team में उन्होंने नाम कंफर्म तो कर ही दिया है. By the way, इतनी सारी जर्सीज, ये क्या है सहज भाई?
भाई अरे तो ये तो अलग तरह का फ्लेक्स कर रहा है अभी निहाल यहाँ पे. आई फील he's flexing that 2700 wardrobe.
कि भाई मूव्स तो कूल है ही है, मतलब बंदे का ड्रेसिंग भी कूल है, मतलब समझ रहे हो?
Yeah, of course, bhai. And you can see, I mean, I would say it's an 8 on 10, yeah, minimum. Very nice.
Oh, by the way, chat
Let's
career
go.
हमारे पुलिस अभी कह रहे हैं he might be at an Seoul boot camp, by the way, very interesting. वहां से अगर खेल रहे हैं तो
Oh, crazy. Wow,
भाई
amazing.
मतलब and by the way, Nihal का मैच अभी है against Maxime Vachier-Lagrave, and Maxime is an extremely strong player at this format, so will not be easy. And if he does win, guess who's next for him tonight? It's the winner of Sindarov and Dubov. So अगर मुझे pairings wise जाना है सहज भाई, I think Nihal probably has the toughest pairings for day one today.
Yeah, true, because he has basically three guys. MVL is a former world blitz champion. Sindarov is a candidates winner, and Dubov is a former world rapid champion.
Yeah,
So it's like
yeah.
हर जगह से you are gonna have a tough fight. That's a very, very nice point.
And by the way,
I think
Saj,
for
I
Nihal.
really want to hype up the wall also in front of us. Bhai, great player. I can tell you, कई बार हिलती नहीं है, time pressure आए या कोई भी opening move हो, it's always there standing like a rock.
Amazing.
Chat, guess the player from the chat. Come on, chat. Who do you think? किसका कैमरा है ये?
ये है, I believe,
राहुल द्रविड़.
राहुल द्रविड़, या एग्जैक्टली. या फिर
और इस
विराट
बार
कोहली तो नहीं बोल सकते आजकल.
हाँ, किसका कैमरा है भाई ये? गायब भी हो गया भाई. चलो.
Hello. Has to be Magnus, no? No, not Magnus.
was-
It would be Arjun.
I was guessing Magnus actually. Very interesting. Let's see. शायद पता लगेगा बहुत जल्दी. Not Sindarov, unless कोई नया अपार्टमेंट गिफ्ट कर दिया हो उनको किसी ने. कौन था?
Sindarov तो सेम बैकग्राउंड होगा ना जो नॉदिरबेक का है.
Magnus था.
That's his second. So
हाँ, वो दूसरे साइड पे होगा स्क्रीन
हाँ.
के.
साथ साथ खेल रहे होंगे.
By the way, दो निहाल दिख रहे हैं मुझे. And chat, I think the games begin in just about a couple of minutes. Yes, Arjun is also playing today. He is back. The India #1 is back in action. And chat, let's not forget 3 spots up for grabs for the EWC tournament. पिछले साल का, I would say it was the star highlight for me, सहज भाई. 3 spots सीधा इस टूर्नामेंट से मिल रहे हैं. भाई क्या फील आई थी भाई वो एक्साइटमेंट देखने में, याद है सहज भाई? ओह,
Correct, bhai, correct. And also, let's not forget for a lot of these players, like, getting being signed with a team is a huge deal, because especially, financially, and it makes their lives a lot easier, going into their chess career. I think this is one of the main reasons, why like esports, like it's one of the main reasons players are playing so seriously. I feel I don't know, Sahil bhai, if you've noticed this, like in the last like 2-3 years, players are really taking these things very, very seriously, yeah, as
Yeah.
opposed to like having, you know,
ओके
oh,
हमारे प्रोड्यूसर साहब कुछ कह रहे हैं, गेट रेडी, ऐसा क्या दिखाने वाले हो हमें भाई? भाई ध्यान से, हाँ मतलब कुछ ऐसा ना दिखा दो पता लगे
4 streams
सिंदारोवर।
हैं आज, so
हाँ सिंदारोवर वो साथ में प्रिपरेशन कर रहे हैं भाई, अभी तुम सेकंड लीग कर दो, कौन है, क्या चीज दिखाने वाले हो भाई?
Tehej bhai, can you suggest best online chess academy? Bhai, I mean, there are many, yaar. There are so many.
आई
I think
थिंक
that you
द
can
बेस्ट
choose
इज
from.
इन योर
I don't
सिटी.
think there is a wrong option here, to be honest with you.
हाँ, I think find the best in your city. I think a simple Google search can help you there. Because I think
Yeah.
you will get the benefit of doing it both online and IRL. I think that's the best version. Everybody doesn't live in Norway, but you can probably find the closest player best in your city. By the way, ये था क्या surprise, Swayam bhai? Okay, something else.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, there is a surprise coming apparently for us as well, chat. So
मुझे
stay tuned for that.
By the way, Arjun plays against Mr. Seen a Move Ahead. So, Sahaj bhai, if he's already seen a move ahead, what can Arjun even do in this matchup?
I didn't even connect those dots. What? भाई ये तो चीटिंग हो गई.
ध्यान से भाई,
रैपिड में
ध्यान
वो
से.
भी ये तो चीटिंग
ये
हो गई
शब्द का
भाई.
इस्तेमाल बड़े ध्यान से भाई.
I mean, but that's actually quite funny. But yeah, he's actually a very strong player. I think
Yeah.
he has won a couple of title Tuesdays as well, and every title Tuesday that I've followed personally, he's at least in top 10.
Sahaj bhai, Daniil Dubov relaxing.
Bhai, is it relaxing or is he going to actually play?
Like this? I hope not.
Bhai, I think he's playing like this. Let's
No
go.
way.
Bhai, he's gonna play like this. Chat, he's going to play like this. I'm telling you.
Why? There is no
Yo,
way he plays like this.
Bhai, he's going to play like this. You know this, Tiku bhai. He's going to play like this.
Chat, do you think he plays like this? Yes or no?
Bhai,
Come on, chat.
Dubov
karo.
has also seen a move ahead.
By he's literally sitting a few inches, ahead, below. I don't know what's the correct, adjective there. But meanwhile, unka match is against Sindarov. Imagine beating the candidates champion like this. That would be like a aura move by.
Bhai, imagine showing up to beat the candidate champion like this. Like that's also, I think, insane. Yeah, crazy.
Wow.
मुझे लगता है भाई को आई थिंक फोन से ज्वाइन करना था, बट वो अलाउ नहीं किया उन्होंने, तो उसने कहा चल ठीक है लैपटॉप पे आता हूँ बेड पे.
Okay, this is hilarious, bhai. This is amazing, by the way. And I don't know if you have Arjun on camera and Magnus. I think इन दोनों को देखना चाहेंगे बहुत जल्दी. Chat में कह रहे हैं he'll switch. ठीक है, आ जाएंगे बहुत जल्दी. So let's have like I don't know who can we have on camera, but camera with board अगर सीन आ जाएगा तो बढ़िया है.
Yeah, I think we would love to see the development, like the first move Dubov making in that state, because I don't think he's moving from there. भाई वो जान के ऐसे बैठा हुआ है. I'm telling you, it's a psychological move.
Yeah, by the way, Dubov and Sahaj bhai are very good friends. जब Dubov पहुंचा था वर्ल्ड कप से इंडिया छोड़ के, सबसे पहले सहज भाई को टेक्स्ट किया था उसने. याद है सहज भाई?
Like of course भाई, of course. बिना बताए भाई, crazy. Sahaj bhai, will Gukesh get affected by Magnus' statement? I guess Gukesh will come back stronger. I think I don't think so, because वो already घायल है in that sense, yeah. Because I think
क्या वो घातक
because
है is the question.
but exactly, वो I think Gukesh already घातक बन चुका है, because he sees this.
Let's go!
Let's
We have
go!
Arjun Erigaisi in the house, bhai. Let's go in his jersey, by the way. So आज तो मतलब opponent मतलब जितना भी move आगे देख ले, मतलब Arjun has seen a move even further ahead.
Bhai, I have to say it's been like 3 months since I've seen Arjun. Missed him, bhai. Missed his presence. Let's go.
Agreed.
Bhai.
Agreed. Ajubai in the house chat. So let's go. He's, by the way, battling out a very, very strong youngster, but he is the favorite on paper. So hoping Arjun aaj jeetenge. You can see him calming himself down, meditating before the game. The game should start any second now, chat. We are ready for the action. Sahaj bhai, chat predictions. Ek by ek puchunga, theek hai? First of all, Magnus against Shant Sargsyan. Tough one.
भाई ये ऐसे ये तो लास्ट में पूछना चाहिए था ना भाई, ये तो बहुत
नहीं,
मुश्किल वाला 50-50 वाला पूछ लिया था आपने साथ में। आई थिंक शांति का माहौल नहीं है आज। आज लोग शांत नहीं रहने वाले, सो आई एम गोना गो विद मैग्नस भाई।
Magnus,
What
chat
do you
is
think?
kind of also agreeing with you, Sahaj. By tough tha question, chat, I know. And next one is Vincent against Pranesh. What do you make of this one, Sahaj bhai in chat?
प्रणेश।
I am also backing Pranesh, by the way. I think he
Pranesh bhai।
genuinely has a good chance today. Next up,
भाई वो दो आज प्रणेश, because Vincent is not that much higher rated than Pranesh, yeah, in like in rapid. Okay, and Pranesh की specialty है वो, तो I'm backing him. Yeah, please
Agreed.
continue.
Next is Sahaj bhai in chat. Arjun against Sina Movahed. Sina Movahed.
Oof. Arjun has always seen, भाई वो तो 20 moves ahead के बाद उसका thinking शुरू होता है, तो I'm taking
हाँ.
Arjun there.
Agreed. I think Arjun की prep तो 20 चाल की है, so एक चाल की prep से तो नहीं बनेगा, so I'm backing Arjun. Next we have MVL against Nihal. भाई क्या lineup है आज का, chat stream like करो भाई लोग, कहीं नहीं जाना भाई, आज तो मतलब 3.5 hours of pure raw entertainment incoming.
Yes, bhai, agreed. And I'm not so sure bhai on this one. What are your thoughts? Don't be the vessel. Don't be the vessel.
Vessel
कोई और थी।
Vessel, I'm missing the vessel, of course, Tanya, of course, but I would say I think Nihal takes this. Nihal वो classical में भी rise पे है भाई, like he's just rising all in every format. तो ये तो उसका घर है, मतलब वो बंदा बाहर जाके hunt करने लगा, so अब घर पे तो hunt करेगा. And the games have begun. Let's go
भाई, इतना जल्दी? What is going on? Look at this. Already Queen F5 check has been played by this 5 moves back to back. Yeah, that's super quick. And now C3 is possible, I'm guessing. Can anyone tell me what opening this is called? भाई ये पढ़ के भी बता दो, मैं मान जाऊंगा आपको।
भाई
टिकू भाई, आप पढ़ के बता दो। आप पढ़ के बता दो। It says PRZEPIORKA variation.
So spot the fake opening के लिए नया नाम मुझे मिल चुका है।
Exactly.
Pure का variation. Wow. Zeporkia variation, whatever it is. East Indian, by the way. Interesting. So Magnus का camera भी नहीं है, so I think maybe we can switch the games and let's check out the game of Arjun. Sahaj bhai, what do you make of the opening position there?
Let's actually take a quick look. Let's first go to Arjun, yeah? So this is Arjun's game. So, it's d4 as well, queen pawn openings. He took the pawn on d5, so QG-dy exchange. Bishop f5, knight f3, knight h4, f3, and g4. Bhai, you remember that one game of Arjun where he sacked that g pawn and then he like dominated on the g file? Chat में अगर किसी को याद हो भाई, वो याद दिलाना. I'm not sure वो opponent कौन था, but it was a classical game. That much I remember. It was a crazy game. Something similar happening here. Arjun cannot play QGD without pushing the g pawn. That's what I've realized.
Bhai, and you believe it or not, chat, he's already like plus 0.7 here. So whatever he's playing, this is not like a gamble. This is technically sound chess. So bhai, he's playing fantastic chess right now. Already b7 attack there. You can't play rook b8. b5 खेलना पड़ा. And यहाँ best move पता है क्या है? h4 या even queen side castles is one of the best moves. Bhai, crazy position, chat.
Wow, h4 I think is looking logical. I feel like he should know this because he played pretty quickly so far. But okay, he's thinking. And also long castle feels a bit wrong in this position, I feel, because black has already played b5. तो already वो intentions clear हुए कि मैं attack करने वाला हूँ. थोड़ा wait करो. h4 is very logical here, I think.
Yeah. So यहाँ पे सोचते हुए, by the way, chat, time control is 10+0. Let me explain the format, chat. So very simple format. You have 16 players playing in a knockout tournament, right? And knockout में से एक winners bracket है, एक losers bracket. So winners bracket में भी सारे 16 players खेल रहे हैं. And it's going to be a 4-game match. So 4 games होंगी एक match के अंदर. जो भी 2.5 करेगा, first to 2.5 wins. And he passes to the next stage, top 8. जो हारेगा, he drops to the losers bracket. And वहां पे 2 गेम खेलनी है. And if you lose, you're out of the event. So 2 match अगर आप हार जाओ, you are out. And जो winner, जो top 3 आएंगे from the winners bracket at the end, चाहे ब्लू से हो जैसे भी, वो qualify करेंगे EWC के लिए with of course some fantastic other prize as well. And India के of course 3 players सहज by out of 16. That's amazing, by the way.
3 तो लकी नंबर है आई फील इंडियंस के लिए बिकॉज कैंडिडेट्स में पहली बार 3 प्लेयर्स थे एंड उसके बाद वुमेन्स कैंडिडेट्स में 3 प्लेयर्स होने वाले थे इफ यू
Yeah,
रिमेंबर
yeah,
एंड दोनों
yeah.
जीते हम सो इट्स अ लकी नंबर सो लेट्स होप फॉर द बेस्ट भाई एंड 3 ही स्पॉट्स हैं
True, true,
इमेजिन
true.
लिखा हुआ है भाई
Agreed.
सब कुछ
सब कुछ लिखा हुआ है। बिशप D6 नाइस मूव यहाँ पे सीना जी ने खेली बिकॉज मारने के बाद आपके थोड़े E3 पॉन कमजोर हो गया सहज भाई विद नाइट C4 इनकमिंग। थोड़ा अर्जुन के लिए डर लग रहा है। मे बी ही डिडंट फाइंड द करेक्ट मूव्स इन दिस पोजीशन।
Yeah, I think he played bishop g2, which left this square, as you pointed out correctly, just completely open. Bishop f1 पे रहता तो knight c4 के बाद you could always take this and you could defend your pawn. But bishop d2 also feels logical. I'm guessing he wants to go short castle, but वो पता नहीं मन नहीं मान रहा मेरा because but I feel like there's going to be a lot of pressure on the h pawn here. From what I can see, knight e2 is still very much savable for him. Oh, he plays it. Let's go.
Bhai Arjun hai bhai apna Arjun. He finds the best move. And chat, of course, we'll also look at Nihal's game. Let's jump to Nihal's game for a second. And then let's come back, Sahej bhai. Kya lag raha hai? Nihal with the black pieces already equalizing by exchanging that bishop on g2. d4 square bhi thoda sa control mein hai. Feels like he's equalized, yeah?
He has equalized, but optically, I don't like it. I don't like Nihal's position somehow. I don't know. White can go rook c1, knight e3. I don't know. At some point, you can go rook c6, knight f. It feels very nice to play this with white. But black ke liye, I'm not sure what's the plan. Like, how do I move my pieces? Okay, knight d7 is a nice move. It was the best move, by the way, in the position. He's threatening knight c5 to put pressure on b3 and d3. And
Oof, bhai.
how am I saving this exactly?
भाई कितने सॉफ्ट है दोनों पॉन्स राइट आई आल्सो हैव a4 b4 एंड देन knight b3 अगर c5 के बाद सो इट्स नॉट इजी टू somehow save both the pawn. For example, the best move is queen b1 already completely something you don't want to play. So I feel like कहीं ना कहीं पे this is looking a bit interesting for Nihal and time neck to neck बराबर चल रहा है.
Also, bhai, when you play queen d1, that's admitting your position is not the best because you put the queen on a1 previously. So I'm just going to go back for a second here. In this position, white actually played queen a1. So after doing all of this, white wants to play rook c1 and put pressure on the queen side and or keep the queen on a1 to put pressure on the e5 pawn. And queen d1 is going against that. And that's technically admitting, theek hai, okay, I kind of messed up somewhere. But still, I feel it's hard for Nihal to play this.
Yep, very interesting. And let's have one look at the Dubov Sindarov game also, Sahej bhai. Then let's jump back to Arjun. Dubov ka pawn.
Oh, okay. Trivia question, chat. In which world championship, or well, which world champion defeated in a must-win game against, nice, very nice.
Why he just sacked an exchange while half asleep. Oh my God! Why he's trying to defeat the candidate's champion while he's laying down on the bed.
Bhai, what is this, bhai? Unlimited aura, bhai. What is going on? It wasn't ding, by the way, chat. We'll get back to that question, I think, once the games are finished. But basically, this exact structure, this exact position was played in a world championship match, and this is a world champion, and you know the guy he
Can I
beat
guess?
as well. Huh? Yes,
Can
you
I guess? Karyakin Magnus.
Yes, actually, game 10. Yes,
let's
go,
go.
Tikku.
Let's
Kya
go,
baat
bhai.
hai? Chat, go back and check game 10 of the World Championship match, I believe it was. जहाँ पे Magnus played this position and then he provoked this h4, h5 and वो knight ऐसे घूम के g5 पे आया था. It was beautiful. So to go check it out, bhai. Tikku, bhai, लेकिन
Arjun
OP.
is lost. Arjun is
क्या बात कर रहे हो?
lost. Yeah, he's completely lost. What's happening?
अरे यार, move ahead नहीं हुआ.
Bishop e3 आ रहा है. भाई,
अरे
great.
Oh, bhai, this is very bad duel. Bhai, white से पहला मैच हारना is very bad, no?
Yeah, it's not going to be easy. Chad, I think वो over extension हो गया. वो e3 point जो हम बात कर रहे थे, it fell and bishop e3 was a brilliancy, by the way. Any chance of saving this, Sahej bhai?
Bhai, of course not. Like, okay, you need like a bunch of miracles and very nice seconds उसके बाद. नहीं तो it's not possible. Knight g4 apparently is losing, bhai. Bhai, knight g4 is hanging here, apparently. I'm not sure if I would play this.
कोई कह रहा है here we go again. Chat 4 गेम का मैच है, पहला ही गेम है, चिल करो. मतलब it's okay. I mean it's not a big deal.
Here we go again क्या होता है? शुरुआत में तो अर्जुन मतलब usually like he's dominating in the first half of the tournament, right? So this is breaking some pattern, chat. तो pattern अब repeat नहीं हो रहा है.
And here we again वालों के लिए especially Nihal, by the way, is close to winning as well. So let's go to his game maybe, yeah. And look at that knight on d4 looking great, and it can't be taken. If you take that, take b3.
Alright, nice. So he's just a pawn up in this position. And if I go b4, then knight jumps to a4, I'm guessing, and you don't have rook c2. क्योंकि ये knight ये भी बचा के बैठा है. Beautiful. Bhai, look at this. b4 खेला तो knight a4. And if knight takes d4, then intermezzo. You go knight takes c3. You take my queen, I take your queen, and you can play knight c7, but very unfortunate for you that your bishop on b2 is hanging. Very, very unfortunate. So some deep calculation by Nihal. I'm sure he's seen all of this. So this is a good development. Let's go, bhai. MVL OP.
Bhai, look at the evaluations, by the way. Dubov is slightly better against Sindarov. Nihal is winning. Sina Movahed is winning against Arjun.
Why
Nepo is
Sindarov
winning
just made a
against...
mistake?
Oh!
Let's go there. Let's go there. Look at this. That's a mistake. Oh, he can go knight d4. Are you joking me? Are you joking me? Knight d4 is possible in this position, bhai.
Can he show the idea once? Say,
Bhai, knight d4. Look at this. Attacking this. Takes, pawn takes, and this is like GG.
Oh!
Bhai, if he
And
finds
F4
this...
pe, is it rook F4? F4 pe, is it rook F4?
Yes, it is.
Oh! Bhai!
Sir, bhai, lete.
Okay.
पूरा घर sacked.
Okay, let's stick here for a while. I mean, Gukesh का confidence up करते थोड़ा सा. अपना भी. Let's go.
Let's go. यही हाँ भाई, literally contact. You know who to contact.
Come on. Dubov भाई, याद करो वर्ल्ड कप की रातें जब आप सहज भाई से चिल करते थे उनके साथ. Come on, let's go.
Chat asking भाई दुबोव क्या कर रहा है भाई? He's beating Sindarov. That's what he's doing right now. वो भी very
Come on,
convincing.
knight d4. And he's thinking, by the way, he's pausing here. So I think he's considering that move.
Bhai, if he plays this, it would be insane. And by the way, just I let my computer run for a bit. And d4 is also a very good move here, by the way.
Very logical, actually. You can't take because, again, you get the same
Yeah,
job done opening up the bishop. Chat, by the way, Magnus is winning. Surprising news. So we'll stick to this game. But of course, crazy, by the way, if you're a Magnus fan. Still waiting for Dubov to play.
भाई
By the way,
मेरे को लग रहा है
Nihal,
थोड़ा अनकंफर्टेबल तो रहेगा ना दुबोव
भाई,
के क्या मतलब लेटे is
Nihal is completely winning now. Completely
Alright,
winning for
beautiful.
Nihal Sarin,
Let's
by
go
the
there.
way.
Let's go. So what's the move? Queen f6, I'm guessing? And you cannot defend this?
Yes. Queen
Wait,
f6
hello.
is
ये
winning.
बिशप कौन बचा रहा है? रुक a2 पे ये बिशप नहीं मर रहा क्या सीधा? पॉन तो बचा हुआ है ना?
Good point as well. सब कुछ winning है भाई.
By initially I thought queen f6 because I wanted to save the pawn, but the knight defends the pawn. So rook a2, let's just take this. GG. Khatam.
By the way, d4 played by Dubov. He didn't find knight d4, but he played d4. So still a very nice move, actually.
Amazing. By the way, just want to point out for everyone in the chat, MVL's, I think, rapid rating from what I see on my screen is 2844. Okay? 284. That would be like top 2 in the world, yeah? I'm guessing.
Yeah, Magnus is 2869, by the way. So just behind Magnus, actually.
Crazy. Wo bhi black se. That's crazy, yeah? Nihal's on some crazy form.
Chat, so Arjun is losing, but Nihal is winning. That's the good news. By the way, Pranesh is slightly better. That is crazy against Vincent. So this is turning out to be a crazy results round, chat. And 4 game hai. So nobody's lost or out of the tournament just yet, but maza aa raha hai, bhai.
भाई from what I can see, white से सिर्फ एक ही प्लेयर जीत रहा है और वो मैग्नस है. बाकी सारे प्लेयर व्हाइट से या तो ड्रॉ पोजीशन में या फिर बचा रहे हैं किसी तरह से.
Agreed.
Bye. Let's check in with Dubov for a second because I think Nihal is just about to win this. Knight a1 taken. I think this is GG. So he plays d4 here, b5 आता है, takes, and now d takes c3, and he's almost winning by Dubov.
Only move, by the way. He has to take on c3 first.
Oh, miss.
भाई, candidates
भाई अब तो उठ के बैठना पड़ेगा भाई. अब तो उठना पड़ेगा भाई. अब तो हो गया भाई. अब नहीं छोड़ेगा सिंडारोव.
गलती हमारी है भाई, बिकॉज चेसकॉम ने सेम इवेंट मंथ कैंडिडेट्स में टूर्नामेंट करवाया ना. अभी अप्रैल खत्म नहीं हुआ है, तो अभी सिंदारोव का ऑरा भी खत्म नहीं हुआ है. 30 अप्रैल खत्म होगा. सो ये टूर्नामेंट वही जीतने वाला है भाई, लगता है मुझे.
भाई जस्ट इफ यू लुक एट सिंडारोव्स कैमरा, यू कैन सी कि उसको वो फील हो गया है कि ओके नाउ आई एम नॉट वर्स एनीमोर. अब बताता हूं.
Nihal won the first result of round 1. Nihal has won the first game. Let's go. Beautiful finish by Bishop ही खा गए भाई फ्री का एक टॉप प्लेयर का. So which game are we going to next, Sahaj bhai?
Let's check in with Pranesh as well to see how he's doing against Vincent. He has just pushed h5. Some crazy attack. This two bishops are looking on the king side here. Knight bhi e4 pe badhiya. Queen on f6 is nice. And if you take the pawn, I can go with the bishop, I'm guessing, and there is no apparent way to gain anything on the center. f3 looks interesting, but it weakens your king side as well. क्योंकि golden pawn है भाई, वो तो गलत ही होगा.
Yeah, f3 looks very risky actually. Bishop a7, कल को bishop b5, कुछ bishop a7 भी आ सकता है. So you never know. So lots of tactics and अपने cd5. Oh, f4 खेला उन्होंने.
Oh, अरे ये तो गलत ही चाल है ना भाई. Look at this, h4 and just g3 and f2, both of them are now super weak.
भाई,
So
Pranesh is
so
doing
Pranesh
this
also doing well, yeah. Let's go.
very well actually. By the way, Arjun has lost. Let's not switch games, but
अरे
Arjun has lost the first game. So very, very interesting. Black pieces dominate करते हैं. By the way, Dubov is again slightly better. So आज तो white की लगी हुई है. सहज भाई चल क्या रहा है?
भाई आई डोंट नो, सिर्फ मैग्नस ही बचा है. वो भी मैग्नस की तरह ही जीत रहा है वो फिर से. आई फील लाइक दिस इज व्हाट ही डज, या इट्स टाइम जस्ट win in the most Magnus way. Just want to show it for a quick second. This is the position chart. As you can see, this is a very very Magnus position where you just play on and the rook a7 पे पूरी जिंदगी ये आज के दिन के बाद rook a7 पे ही बैठा रहेगा. बात in the end Magnus would still be pushing अगर ये क्लासिकल होता तो. And with each move, you can see the bar just keeps increasing and increasing. But yeah,
Yeah.
so I
Now
think he's
f5.
going to win his match. Exactly, f5, and then you push the h pawn down. Very very
Yep.
nice game. By the way, switching to Dubov versus Sindarov, ये तो winning ही लग रहा है. f5 played by the way, and knight g6. This is the current position. Tikku bhai, what do you think?
Bhai,
Do you think
this is
Dubov
gone.
takes this?
Bhai, this is practically so difficult to play, right? Knight f4 आ रहा है. Like, what do you even do as white here? I have no idea.
Oh, knight queen e3 is a mistake. Knight f4 is winning now for black.
Bhai, not even shocking, yeah? I mean, knight f4, इतने simple chess खेलना है. You can't move the knight on h2. Rook on a1 is just hugging air right now. ये वो है जो होता है ना सड़क पे भाई, give free hugs वाला बंदा है. कोई इंटरेस्टेड नहीं है उसमें. लाइक ऐसी फीलिंग आ रही Rook on a1 को देख के मुझे.
भाई और Dubov को देखिए कैसी फीलिंग्स आ रही है भाई आपको.
बहुत आ रही है भाई, बाद में बताऊंगा. By the way, d4.
Oh, nice idea actually, because apparently pawn takes pawn is not working here. I'm guessing because queen takes pawn and this is hanging, and then you would have to play e5, and e5 जब भी push करोगे bishop block हो जाएगा फिर से. So don't play pawn takes pawn. Go knight b3 first and then take, ताकि queen से ना मार सको आप.
Yeah. Okay, knight b3, best move played by the way by Daniil Dubov, attacking the rook. और d4 pawn पे भी नजर. अब वो knight से मारेंगे d4 के ऊपर, या pawn takes his only move. That's okay.
Surprising, no? But
yeah, makes sense the move, but only move है, that's surprising. Oh, he takes. Wow.
क्या बात है भाई. Oh, knight d4 also taken. Bishop e5 now best move क्योंकि mate हो रही है यहाँ पे. भाई I think he's gonna win this. You can't make this stuff up भाई.
क्या क्रेजी स्टार्ट हुआ भाई सहज भाई. मतलब ऐसे मतलब खतरनाक स्टार्ट टू द इवेंट. भाई लुक एट दैट मूव, नाइट g6, ब्रिलियंसी.
मतलब rook g6 पे obviously there's a checkmate and there's nothing
Wow.
else you can do, yeah?
And rook
You
is
can
hanging,
b6
yeah?
apparently you can play.
Bhai, this is crazy chess, by the way. Sindarov lost at the cancel. Chat question for you, sir. I have a question for you. Do you think Sindarov loses this match and goes to the losers bracket? Yes or no?
If he wins with black, I don't see Dubov losing with white in any scenario. Bhai, you saw, I mean, we know his strategy, right? d4, knight f3, g3, and you just, okay, that's Magnus, Magnus versus Nepo wali prep, जो Dubov के पास है. I think you're fine.
He's losing now, I think. He did make a mistake. I think somewhere. He was actually better, but he spoiled it. But okay.
Opposite colored bishops, white spawns are amazing. Rook on the 7th rank. This also hanging. अरे ये तो checkmate हो गया. Rook d7 and rook h7 is mate.
Yeah. So Pranesh will lose the first game. Magnus has already won, by the way, but Nihal did win. Nodirbek also won. Very interesting detail there. Nepo is better. So let's go back to Dubov maybe.
अरे भाई rook g6 जाना था ना भाई. Rook h6 would have been nice. Oh, rook h6. Let's go. It happened. Let's go.
अरे that's harsh. Chalo,
okay, but I thought like in that sense. Oh, but the rook g2 played. Wait, what? Why not just king h2? Did I just miss something? Why not king h2? There was knight e5, knight f3 check आ रहा था भाई.
And now knight e5 best move. Anyways.
Isn't he just a piece up here? It's just a piece up, no? Knight e5, knight f3 के बाद bishop तो बच गया.
Oof, भाई knight f3
okay, but
now.
It will go down to the wire, I think, because both players are having very little time.
By the way, खड़ा हो गया Dubov. Very interesting. He's now sitting up. He's like थोड़ा सा seriously लेना पड़ेगा इसको. अब तक मैं chill कर रहा था.
वही है ना, क्योंकि 1 मिनट जब दिखता है घड़ी में तो okay, now I have to take it seriously.
Do you think Dubov जानबूझ के आज ऐसे लेटा हुआ था like before his match against Sindarov
100%.
है ना?
100%, 100%. भाई सब कुछ there is so much. I think the higher you go in chess, the more psychological it becomes. The more and more psychological. Everything you do, I think, it really matters.
By the way, mate in 2 का threat अब लगा सकते थे वहां पे रुक G7 के साथ. But there's always like knight G5 idea stopping everything. So rook G4. But knight G5
Now rook
anyways,
G8 is possible. Rook F4 पे rook G1 mate था. But he goes knight G5. Simple. Everything is defended. He goes rook H4 to attack this pawn. बचा लिया इसको. And now basically Sindarov is out of moves.
Yeah. Very nice move. Bishop D6. B6 भी खेल दो.
38 seconds. 38 seconds.
Ooh.
Oh, okay, nice. Mate in 1 का threat था. Okay, there we go.
Resigns.
Wow.
And
Sir, मान गए sir. मान
the
गए.
candidate goes down to a player who was laying down for
वापस.
9 minutes and again lays down. Why?
भाई commentary भी ऐसे ही करते हैं ना. I feel like.
I agree, भाई. Player को लड़ा तो हमें भी लड़ना चाहिए, भाई. Absolutely agree.
और जो लोग ऑरा लिख रहे हैं, I mean, yeah, of course, but the guy also delivered. Yeah, that's like the very important thing. अब अगर वो हार जाता, from any situation, then people would be like, oh, लेट के खेल रहा था and all of that.
So chat, now very interesting because Nihal won. I think he is looking safe. But Pranesh and Arjun lost. So I think Arjun ka game in this round becomes very important, right, Sahaj? If he loses this, I think it would be almost impossible to come back.
Yeah, of course. And also Arjun will be playing with the black pieces now, which is always difficult, I think, to play for a win. But I think Arjun now has to bring out one of those monster opening preps, which he has looked at 6 months ago, which no one will see coming. And I can almost predict, yeah, E4, G6, E4, D5, like something weird, something offbeat is incoming. कितने लोगों को लगता है chat में कि पहली चाल या दूसरी चाल में अर्जुन कुछ उल्टा करेगा?
By C5
already
on the board. So let's have
it's
the
coming,
cameras.
bhai. It's coming. I'm telling you. Just wait. Okay, he goes knight C6. Yeah, मैं बता रहा हूँ कुछ bishop C5 कुछ वो करता है इधर. Okay, but knight C6, bishop D3 played. This is more of a safer option for white because white can play C4 here if black ever goes D5, which is kind of nice here. क्योंकि आपने knight C3 commit नहीं किया है, which is always a nice nuance in this position. Generally, when knight C3 पे आ जाता है तब आपको knight A4 जाके C4 खेलना होता है. So because you have not played this, it can really help his case here.
Yep. कोई कह रहा है Sindarov forms where it matters the most, but I can tell you this matters a lot because this is the qualification of the EWC chat. Last year, if you look at the biggest event in 2025, for me, that was the EWC. Happened for the first time. It was so exciting to watch. Just like ऐसे कोई Filmfare Award की तरह चला था भाई, crazy match था, and everybody wants to qualify. It's very, very hard to do so. जब सामने मैग्नस जैसे प्लेयर्स उसके लिए फाइट कर रहे हो इन दिस इवेंट. सो आई थिंक टॉप 3 आना है आपको, एंड टॉप 3 आने के लिए सहज भाई, आई थिंक यू बेसिकली हैव टू प्ले फैंटास्टिक चेस इन दिस फील्ड.
Oh yeah, 100%, 100%. And I think also important nahi hai, delivers when he matters the most. I feel like those things are not really the right way to look at it because I think that's how you differentiate, like someone who dominates, because they try to dominate at every single event equally. And I'm sure players are not taking this. I mean, players are taking this very, very seriously. By the way, that's a mistake from Arjun. Queen G4 ke baad this pawn is attacked. And now apparently G5 is very good, which is not likely to me at all, bhai.
Wow. I mean, G5 idea मैंने देखा है किसी और ओपनिंग में कि भाई when white has castled, you can go G5 and H5, but to play it when you are 1 point down, like it takes insane courage, and I don't see Arjun playing that though.
He plays Queen B6. That was also very good, by the way, attacking the pawn on F2. And अब Rook E2 के बाद G6 खेल सकते हो आप. This is okay. Okay, so I think Arjun got the position he wanted. I think from black, if you're playing in a must-win scenario, this is a good position because not many pieces have been traded off. And yeah, it's not like pieces बहुत जल्दी trade हो भी रहे हैं. Like even if you go pawn takes pawn, bishop takes bishop, it will only make white's position a bit worse than it already is. So let's see what happens. Now G6 is the best move.
By the way, Rook E2 के बाद, can we have a look at the Nihal game also, Sejva? Just for like 30 seconds and we come back to this one because Arjun is, of course, trailing. Nihal, by the way, has a great position as white. I mean, this would be almost impossible to lose. I think he's played a nice opening, slightly better bishop on G2. Looks like he's in control.
Bhai, Oh, isn't this? This is also from a. This is from the candidates match of Hikaru and Prag, no? From 2024.
Really?
Hikaru beat Prag here. By I'll bet Maggie's on 100%. This A5 move was played by Hikaru against Prag. Chat, do check this position. But I believe in candidates 2024, Hikaru beat Prag here with black. So it's a very nice move, this A5 and bishop is. I believe we're still following that game somehow. Okay, now he goes 94 and now takes and maybe basically F5. But yeah, I mean, just coming back to your point, I think this is a good position to play for a draw basically. But let's not forget Prag white से हारा था ये classical में.
Fair.
So अगर ये game थोड़ा dangerous होता है though, it will be a very very long one. So but let's see what
Agreed.
happens.
And Nihal, I think, is comfortable though, Chad. I think I would say he's comfortable. He should at least draw. This is my hope. Although black's pieces are kind of developed well. C5 bishop looking great. Bishop C1 kahan jayega is an important question. Sejbhai, where do we put that bishop?
Can't put it on E3, that's for sure. I think you will have to just keep it on C1 for now and just decide. Maybe knight B5, bishop D2, bishop C3 looks good, but you can feel a bit uncomfortable here as white right now because I cannot play bishop G5 because F6 के बाद there is no bishop H4 because G5 is there. And bishop D2 पे just थोड़ा uncomfortable सा लग रहा है. So I feel like slight pressure maybe for Nihal right now. But if he wants to equalize, he can. Like he can play bishop C2, force E3, take everything. And okay, that should be easy, no?
Agreed. And Chad, by the way, jumping to the Arjun game because galti kar di hai Sina Movahed ne, and Arjun has a chance now to play F6 and take control of the position. What's happening, Sejbhai, in that game?
Going. So Queen G3 has been played and now F6. Okay, it is better. Long castle, by the way, from Arjun that's a bold move. H4, H5, Queen G3 and now F6 apparently is the move. I think the idea is once you take on F6, I'll capture back with my G pawn and then Rook G8 so you can put some pressure on this king. But my question is, ये pawn तो मर रहा है, but this is something you should not even think about, yeah, because it's being a bit too greedy. He goes bishop d4. That's a mistake.
Okay, it's maybe the idea is knight c5. Yeah, looks very logical. But what is the move for white? Is it knight f3, just attacking the bishop on d4? Looks very logical to me.
Knight f3 में there is dc4, I think. Knight f3 also looks very very logical. Yeah, takes, knight takes. No, but then pawn takes d3, baby. Yeah. Apparently after takes, which by the way is the only move in this position for black, यहाँ पे knight f3 के बाद, that's a very good find from you. White can just go bishop e4, bhai. This is clearly better.
Wow.
So Arjun in some trouble.
Arjun भाई hold कर लेना भाई, दूसरी गेम हार गया तो बचाना फिर losers bracket में खेलना पड़ेगा. By the way, white doesn't find the best move, plays rook b1, but the idea is very solid. Yeah, a3 and b4, just launch an attack.
Bhai, also Sindarov now pushing against Dubov, by the way, just putting it out there. हम भी candidates जीते हैं भाई. So it's gonna be a close one there. By the way, knight c5 played.
Okay, only move bishop c2 played quickly. I think Arjun के pieces बढ़िया लग रहे हैं, but a3 b4 के बाद तीनों pieces वापस जा सकते हैं. So he needs to strike, he needs to do something. Time से ही पता लग रहा है he's feeling some pressure there.
Oh yeah, Arjun having 2 minutes less and no increment is definitely a problem. By the way, looks like Nihal has made a slight inaccuracy. We should jump there. Sorry, no.
MVL.
My bad. It was MVL who made a slight inaccuracy.
Nice.
And now there's b4. I'm guessing to put pressure on the b7 pawn because the knight is defending this. So b4 pawn takes and this knight is pinned because rook a8 का अभी hanging है. And if you go bishop takes b3, then at least knight b7 kill के draw तो हो रहा है. Of course, you defend the rook, but apparently rook db1 is just winning for Nihal. Oh, he doesn't find it. He plays king f2.
But okay, ठीक है. I think he should be okay. इतना stress मुझे अभी लेना नहीं चाहिए, मेरे लिए अच्छा नहीं. By the way, Dubov completely winning. Sindarov has blundered the game away. Queen c6 and Sindarov could go down 2-0. I mean, कमाल भाई.
अभी भी लेटा ही हुआ है क्या? अबे भाई वो अभी भी लेटा हुआ है. Crazy. What is going on here? I feel like Dubov is that one player जो anyone can be in any form, but he's like the dark horse. He can beat, he can take down anyone on any day. You just don't know कि किसका नंबर आएगा.
Chat, आज से आई थिंक मैं सारे काम लेट के करूंगा भाई. अगर मुझे बोर्ड का पेपर देना होता, मैं बेड लेके साथ में जाता. अगर मुझे like कोई tournament खेलना है, I'm gonna take like a couch with me or something. Like ले लो भाई. I think लेट के सारे काम करो. Clearly it works. जो psychological impact आपके opponent PPT देने जाना है काम पे भाई, couch bed लेके साथ में जाओ भाई. लेट के दो presentation.
Correct, man. By the way, you know what the best move here is? It's knight takes c5. And that is GG.
Oh, the queen
Pawn
is trapped.
takes. And that's it. If you move the queen, this is gone. Does he find it? Tikubai and chat.
100%.
Yes or no?
100% he finds it. By the way,
Arre!
Nihal is... Arre!
भाई ये तो brilliancy का जो symbol है ना, that's like just ultimate, like unlimited aura, I feel. Let's go.
By the way, Nihal is winning again. So things looking great for Nihal Sarin. That is the good news. बट अर्जुन की गेम में अभी भी एक कॉम्प्लेक्स पोजीशन. चैट इतनी गेम्स है, कौन सी देखे मेरे भाई. एक तरफ सिंदारोव हार रहा है, एक तरफ निहाल जीत रहा है, अर्जुन प्रेशर में, क्या देखे भाई.
By Nihal, I think is winning. I think it's going to be 2-0 because he's a pawn up in an endgame. I think we can safely say draw to matlab is like okay.
Yeah.
We would be shocked under normal conditions. Agar
Nihal will go to the next round, very likely.
Yeah,
yes.
He is definitely going. So Nihal is going. So GG to Nihal, and let's go back to Arjun and see how he is doing because 2 minute ka difference hai, and this is the match where if he loses, then he goes into the losers bracket. Which is something we want to avoid that.
हाँ, उसको दोनों जीतना पड़ेगा फिर अगले.
Exactly.
It's going to be very tough, right? So I think
he has to beat him basically.
हाँ. Draw भी maybe if especially ले भी लेंगे तब भी I think it's acceptable because currently it does feel like white has the better chances. G6 by the way, saving his pawn on G7. But hey, F6 square एक होल सा मिल गया है white को to occupy. For example, Queen F3, Queen F7 ideas हो सकते हैं end game में. Still, knight on D3 looks impressive though. There is counterplay, Sahaj bhai.
Yeah. And also he has an extra pawn, Arjun, in this position. So this C6, C4 is... It doesn't feel like an extra pawn, but once you take this, maybe I can capture back with my pawn. Actually, no, that's a bad idea. You should go with the rook. But at some point, you want to use this extra pawn to your advantage. Maybe you move the knight, play rook D3 straight, bhai. How cool is this move? With sack karo, bhai. Maza aega.
Bhai, sack karenge and time difference come to the chat. Anybody joining us right now, this is the chess.com Open day number 1. 4 दिन का event है. We have Magnus Carlsen, we have the candidates Vincent Sindarov, we have Arjun Erigaisi, we have Nihal Sarin, we have Pranesh, we have so many stars and 3 spots up for grabs at the EWC जो पिछले साल का star event था जहां पे हमने देखा था Magnus जीते थे. So everybody wants to qualify. देखते हैं कौन होंगे वो 3 खिलाड़ी जो top 3 में आएंगे. Bishop E7 by the way, a slight error by Arjun and Queen F3, great move putting pressure on F7.
Yeah, and now the sad thing is you cannot move this bishop again. Queen F7 is not really a threat for some reason. I'm guessing bishop A3 or something. Oh, this is what I was afraid of. That he would defend the pawn and that would be a mistake. And now B3 is completely winning for Sina Movahed. Now the real question is, has he Sina Movahed?
Sina Movahed. He hasn't.
He has not.
What's in a name, chat? What's in a name?
And now, by the way, only move for Arjun though, it's Queen C7 or else he's again losing.
एक बार मैग्नस की गेम देखो बस. मतलब थोड़ा सा ना कई बार ऐसे ब्यूटी लाइज इन द आईज ऑफ द बिहोल्डर, बट आई थिंक यहाँ बिहोल्डर की जरूरत ही नहीं है. देयर इज क्लियर ब्यूटी ऑन द बोर्ड. लुक एट द व्हाइट किंग ऑन F1. वो क्यों चेस खेल रहा है उसको समझ नहीं आ रहा है भाई. व्हाट इज हैपनिंग हियर?
भाई ऐसा लग रहा है मैग्नस की मतलब it's about to get checkmated, but there is nothing like you cannot even if you this H8 check here now, but if Magnus just goes Queen D4, chat पूरा file खुला हुआ है, but you cannot access any of these squares. This is defended by rook, bishop and queen. What nice symmetry.
Wow. So Magnus winning 2-0 as well. By the way, Sindarov completely lost. It's over 97 by Sindarov going down 2-0 right now.
And also, I just want to point this out for everyone watching. If you haven't noticed, Dubov has 7 minutes on the clock. He started with 10 minutes with no increment. Just putting it out there. 7 minutes on the clock, boy. Ridiculous.
Sahaj bhai, एक नजर मारते हैं निहाल की गेम पे and then let's jump to Arjun because I think he's back. So Nihal chat is still better. देख कैसा लग रहा है? He's not as much better as he was, but still maybe good enough to win this, Sahaj bhai. What do you think?
I mean, I think he only Nihal can win this. Oh, he goes bishop h7. He's playing to win, that's for sure. Only Nihal can win this, but okay, he doesn't have to. I think he's going to qualify for sure.
Yep. So
and look at this, great. Arjun. Did he just make a mistake? No, it was Sina who just made a mistake. Bhai, Arjun is back. Let's go. -1.
Let's go. Ooh, slight. Okay.
Yeah, I think time pressure. Yeah, time pressure is a big problem.
But still very interesting chat. Queen b3 feels very strong set with the idea of queen b6 winning the bishop.
Yeah, queen b3 and then queen c5, and then I defend everything. Queen c5 now is forced basically. And look at this, after queen c5, bishop takes c6 is actually a draw.
What?
हाँ
भाई
भाई,
bishop b7 पे क्या हो रहा है? Rook b7. Oh!
blunder bhai. That's a big blunder, and I think Arjun Erigaisi is going down in this match after that. There is no
Bhai!
coming back from this bhai.
Sindarov lost. Pranesh is completely winning against Vincent Keymer. If he
Wow,
finds the pawn, move to g3.
Wait, what's happening? G3, queen goes to h5 and then queen d4. Oh, that's checkmate. Let's go. And if bishop f3, then there is queen c3. Let's go. Oh, he doesn't play it. He plays queen
पहले
c3.
g3 खेलना था. पहले he had to distract
भाई
the
अभी
queen
भी
some-
लेकिन बहुत चांस है. बहुत चांस है. Like you can just go queen f6 and you can play this for a century.
Yeah.
मैग्नस को दे दो ये पोजीशन बस. गया विंसेंट.
भाई Sindarov भी गया 2-0 भाई. He already lost the second game. So very interesting battle there. Meanwhile, Nihal की advantage कम हो गई है. So it feels like maybe this could end in a draw.
Nihal ki, let's go back to Nihal. So by the way, so this if we can conclude this, Pranesh is now slightly better, but okay, looks unlikely, but okay, we can see. Only he's pushing though. So going back
By
to
the way,
Nihal, this is the position right now. Rook c8, some pressure because this bishop could get trapped, but okay, this bishop g6 and h5. But this bishop is kind of out of place because it's not really looking at on the queen side at all. But okay, you can take on e4 and it should be fine, yeah? Okay, Nihal draws this for sure.
By the way, Magnus won, so he is up 2-0. And अब 3 games pending है. Arjun, Nihal, Pranesh. Let's go. The 3 Indians still in the battle.
Let's go, bhai. So this is the game. Nihal is definitely still in, and this is the game of Pranesh. Pranesh, we just looked at this. A7 pawn abhi mar raha, bhai. Does he have any chances, you think? Because it's a must win for Pranesh. Oh, queen a6 only move.
Oof,
Okay,
wow.
no.
Arjun lost, yes.
Arre yaar. So Arjun is down 2-0 as well.
2-0. दोनों जीतने पड़ेंगे अब.
अरे यार.
भाई निहाल जीत जाए. एटलीस्ट एक बंदे का तो कंफर्म हो भाई. और प्रणेश और निहाल दोनों तो मुश्किल लग रहा है सहज भाई. बहुत मुश्किल लग रहा है. For Pranesh at least, right? Because Rook Queen a6 only move.
Yeah, that I think you cannot find because there's Rook d2, Rook e2. I think some nuance where the Rook on e2 you take and Queen has to capture back on e2. Something like this is there in the position, which, okay, you're not looking at the e2 square. I think it's very, very difficult to play. But Pranesh does have more time on the clock. So you could calculate. We know he's very, very fast at calculation. Maybe the best, from India.
Sahaj bhai, by the way, Nodirbek winning his second game in a row 2-0 and Sindarov losing 0-2. मतलब very interesting.
मतलब कहना चाहते हो नोदिरबेक अगर डोमिनेट करना चाहता है तो कोई रोक नहीं सकता उसको, या दैट्स व्हाट यू वांट टू से.
नहीं, मैं कह रहा हूं मतलब कि अच्छा है. मतलब इट्स क्रेजी कि डिफरेंट टूर्नामेंट्स जीत रहे हैं लोग. लाइक इट्स भाईचारा क्रेजी है. एंड मीनवाइल निहाल सरीन
नोदिरबेक तो जहां खेल रहा है भाई वो जीत रहा है वो.
Yeah, and Nihal Sarin now winning again. Bhai, let's go Nihal OP in the chat.
Bhai, Nihal is on a completely different level. Yeah, let's go. Also, he's trying to. The crazy part is that he's playing for a win now. Like he's not playing to equalize. Okay, but this is fine. Like that decision of Bishop h7 was like it was very easy to go into the Rook endgame and just make the draw. Very easy.
Yes.
Okay, now Rook h4 is forced.
Yeah. Pawn to marna hi padega. Takes on a3. Now, okay, I have the a pawn Sahaj bhai. I have the bishop plus rook. I think white should still have very good winning chances here.
Oh yes, 100%. 100%. But okay, in some scenario, maybe you have to put the knight on d5. Okay, this is actually the right move. Now you force white to take on d5, and then okay, rook ending will be equal.
King e1.
But let's see if
king
he finds this.
King f4, king e3.
Is the king too far ahead? King f4, knight e3 bhai, I think. Then rook d1, rook f1 is mate.
Oof. भाई थोड़ा
Knight
ध्यान देना
c3?
पड़ेगा.
किसको?
दोनों को actually.
I mean, I don't think he's in any trouble, Nihal. अच्छा, लेकिन 52 seconds only, na? That's the bigger worry.
No, Arjun is not out, chat. Chat, first of all, Arjun has 2 more games to play in this round. If he wins both, it's tied and we go to tiebreaker. Even if he loses, he goes to the losers bracket, jahan pe he will play another player. So you have to lose 2 matches overall to get out of the event. But he could get knocked out today. That is a possibility. But abhi ke liye nahi. All good.
Not 2 games, chat. 2 matches, like sets of things. Yeah, but yeah.
अभी तो एक
So
भी खत्म
a6
नहीं हुआ.
played. King e3 आ सकता है अभी, but then king f1 I'm guessing, and you're fine. Yeah, you're fine, no?
Chat. Anybody? By the way, king f1 only move now. Nihal should be careful.
Yeah.
Oof.
भाई वही तो ये कह रहा था मैं आपको कि मेट है यहाँ पे A1 पे लुक्स स्केरी
भाई
के
थोड़ा
E5
डर लग
प्लेड
रहा है।
नहीं नहीं भाई यहाँ पे कैसा डर भाई दिस इज फाइन ओके 32 seconds is the only reason why I'm worried
Exactly.
apart from that we're good भाई you enter what again निहाल है ना भाई
Oh, blunder! Wait,
E7 is
what?
winning now
A7, 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 A7. भाई मुश्किल है A7 खेलना
बिशप
लेकिन यहाँ
E2 भी
पे।
ठीक है भाई वो भी मतलब अरे अरे
Ah,
अरे अरे रुकी
A7
7
was
खेल दो
tough.
भाई रुकी 7 खेल दो भाई यहाँ जस्ट रुकी 7 रुकी 5 रुकी 6 and
Oh, this is.
unless MVL will play king rook which is possible. Nihal has also won like this. I remember Nihal, by the way, very recently won a title Tuesday with just king rook, king rook. So Nihal is pretty experienced, I would say, in this end game.
भाई पर oh, you're saying Nihal is gonna lose on the clock?
Yes, only on the
I
clock. Are rook d6 is
know.
oh, it's winning, but he could lose on the clock. Yeah, Nihal 30 seconds only. But it is Nihal. Like Nihal is very fast.
Come on, Nihal, जीत जाओ भाई।
यहाँ पर तो
MVL
नहीं
काट
हारना चाहिए निहाल का
भाई MVL काटने को आएगा ना because he was winning. He could
भाई
have
रिपीट
drawn
कर
this
लो ना
game.
सीधा 9 seconds
Come on, Nihal.
King
Come on,
h7 king
Nihal.
g8 भाई don't do Lucina भाई King f7 king just repeat Lucina क्यों कर रहे हो यार
भाई
That's,
because
you
rook
don't have
e4
enough
पे है। He's ready for Lucina. He's gonna win this, I think.
भाई it's tough I think
5
it's
सेकंड है
tough
उसके पास।
yeah okay maybe yeah just one check he needs okay
भाई
there it
चल
is
क्यों नहीं रहा है
let's
बोर्ड
go
में ना?
let's go
Let's go! He won!
let's go
भाई
भाई
साहब क्या
भाई
बंदा
निहाल
है निहाल।
निहाल को आप डाउट नहीं कर सकते भाई 8 seconds में भाई Lucina chat just want to point this out in this moment you know after g7 Nihal could play king f7 you give a check I play king g6 you give a check I go king f7 give a check king g ऐसे करके मैं रिपीट कर सकता हूँ and again with 8 seconds on the clock he's doing Lucina like
बाय द वे भाई जो मतलब
let's go
भाई समय रहना के लिए एक लेसन था भाई तो वे लुसीना करने के लिए क्या बेनिफिट्स है। एंड बाय द वे प्रणेश आल्सो ड्रू सो अमेजिंग रिजल्ट फॉर प्रणेश। सो प्रणेश इज हाफ 1.5. Nihal is 2-0, almost guaranteed to go into the next round. But Sahaj bhai, Arjun Erigaisi is struggling with 0-2. Next game is a knockout. If he loses or draws, he goes to the losers bracket.
Bhai, also like it's a knockout for Sindarov as well because he's also down 0-2. It is crazy actually. Lots of upsets happening. Yeah, Sindarov, especially with Sindarov and Arjun. But okay, the match is not over. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
So, can we have a look at the bracket? Would love to see किसका मैच किससे, कौन कितना पानी में, कौन कितना उड़ रहा है अभी, कितना आगे चल रहा है. Very interesting. By the way, Magnus Carlsen, of course, in lead as well. 2-0 के साथ अपने opponent शांत सरगीसन जो भी शांत हो गए हैं. And there it is. सहज भाई, if Sindarov goes out, we could have Sindarov versus MVL and guess who Nihal plays next? It's the sleeping Dubov.
अरे भाई निहाल के साथ तो नहीं करेगा आई थिंक वो बट आई एम नॉट श्योर आई थिंक वो सिर्फ सिंडारोव के लिए स्पेशल था वो बट आई थिंक ही इज मेड अ पॉइंट बट विल सी व्हाट हैपेंस
Wow. And of course, we'll also have Arjun. Agar Arjun were to lose chat, he's going to play the loser of Duda versus Nepo today itself. And that will be a knockout. So you can afford to lose once, but you can't afford to lose again. And of course, let's not forget, if Pranesh were to somehow create an upset here, he plays Magnus today. So, bhai, agla match jeetna hai Pranesh ko, bhai, kaise bhi karke.
Correct, but Vincent is not going to make that task easier. We know that. Also, Pranesh, but he did have good chances in both games. That's the positive sign. I think if you're getting chances, that's already means, okay, you have to sense them, you have to calculate, and of course, you have to convert them. But yeah, the good thing is that he's getting the chances. And chat mein, someone's asking, what is Lucina? Tikku bhai, do you want to take this?
भाई लूसीना एक समय रहना का फेमस रैप सॉन्ग का मेन टॉपिक था एंड इट्स फेमस रुक एंड गेम जो चेस प्लेयर्स जानते हैं बट समय जी ने फेमस किया उनको. उसमें किंग रुक पॉन वर्सेस किंग रुक में कैसे जीतते हैं वो बताया जाता है और निहाल सरी ने हमें विद 2 सेकंड 5 सेकंड्स क्लॉक पे थे 2 सेकंड्स का इस्तेमाल करके हमें डिस्प्ले किया. तो या कभी करेंगे इस पे वीडियो बट क्रेजी शो ऑफ स्ट्रेंथ एंड स्पीड. एंड जो भी निहाल के फैंस द चैट, I can assure you, Nihal का ये साल could be the year of his life, Sahaj bhai. We talked about this, याद है last time Chennai GM में कि will this be Nihal's tournament? It feels like this year, so far, if we choose one player who's grown and improved as a chess player in the ratings, it is Nihal Sarin.
Correct. From Indian chess, for sure, I think. Because for classical, I think we were waiting for Nihal to be 27. He was so close and then, he had a bit of ups and downs. But now he's consistently, above that. And not just that, I mean, he's gaining, I mean, rapidly. Yeah, now he's 2-7, 2, what
or
is his rating
something.
now? 2-3, yeah, 2-7, 2-3.
2-3. Yeah.
It's crazy, actually. He's
It's
ahead of
insane.
Vidit, yeah. I mean, and he's definitely going to be in the Olympiad as well. So that's an amazing. Only 10 points away from Gukesh, Nihal.
Exactly. And he's confirmed his spot essentially for the Olympiad because there's nobody even close to catching him. So it'll be interesting, of course, to see him there. But right now, he's proving his dominance in the online format. And Chad, of course, agla match could be a knockout for Arjun Erigaisi. Sahaj bhai, I mean, Nihal doing amazing. Pranesh fighting till the end against Vincent. But what's going on with Arjun? Because you would expect him to dominate this match against Sina Movahed.
I mean, can be so many things, and I think one of the main things is that Sina Movahed, I think, is very underrated because Title Tuesdays and online chess के scene में I think he's one of the top 5 or top 10 players all time, and he should not be taken lightly ever. It's the same, I think, with Dubov. It's the same, I think, with Pranesh because these guys are not as high rated in classical chess, but they are very, very dangerous in online chess. And I think that he just got caught, yeah. And पहला match up white से हारने के बाद you're already in a bad situation. So yeah, momentum is a huge thing. We saw that at candidates by.
I think he wins this one though. I think this one he wins. Whether he wins 2 in a row, I think is a big question. And chat पूछिए निहाल की world ranking क्या है? Nihal's world rank right now is 23. But the thing is, for example, he just needs 2 games, 2 wins to cross Gukesh. So he's in that zone. जहां पे you have a couple of great months you could be in the world top 10 like वो उस range में आ चुका है अब जहां पे like you could be the strongest Indian player, right? Like he just needs 2 wins. He would cross Gukesh and Parag both, by the way. He would be the India number 2nd, by the way. Sahaj bhai, if he wins 2 games in a row, that's insane.
Wow, that's actually a great point for Nihal.
So chat,
but yeah, let's see.
Yeah, we'll start in a couple of minutes. Chad, by the way, question to you. Who do you think will last the longest at this event? So chat format मैंने explain किया है. It's 4 games, first to 2.5 wins. The loser goes to the losers bracket, जहाँ पे 2 game होंगे, and if you lose, you get out. So basically 16 players में से top 3 में आना है to qualify to the AWC basically, जो आगे जाके अगस्त में होने वाला है. It's going to be a grand spectacle, of course, as expected. कौन जाएगा सबसे दूर इंडियन प्लेयर्स में? सेड भाई योर गेस. इंडियन प्लेयर्स में भाई मैग्नस अभी उसका हुआ नहीं है, इंडिया में शिफ्ट नहीं हुआ है, अभी होगा कभी आगे जाके बल्लभगढ़ में मेंशन बनाएगा. बट सेड भाई, व्हाट्स योर टेक?
I think from round 1 it's very clearly Nihal because he's 2-0 up and Arjun is 2-0 down, and Pranesh is also down as well. Of course Pranesh has a chance to, because it's just one game, but okay, against Vincent, being the underdog, it's not the best situation to be in for Pranesh. So I would say Arjun, I think, has the best chance. Nihal has the best chance. And for you?
Agreed. I think Nihal Sarin MVL को 2-0 हराना is a clear statement, and of course he had those worst positions. Yeah, he ऐसे कैसे navigate करना, वो king f1 only move है, and then to find all of that, and वो जो आखिरी 5 सेकंड में कैसे mate कर दिया भाई बंदा, like I would definitely lose on time, like 100%. So I think Nihal has that X factor in him.
Also, let's not forget that Nihal defeated Gukesh in Menorca Masters 2-0. That was also a rapid format. So it just goes to show that he's improving in all formats consistently, yeah. Or maybe it means that he was always there, but classical mein he's just getting there as well.
And I feel classical ne better hona na will help his online chess somehow. Like and 100%. His rapid chess, of course, is already so good. Yeah, Gukesh ko 2-0, and that game jahan pe uska bishop d6 बैठा हुआ था भाई. Like that was such a memory etched in my brain कि भाई मैं खुद वो bishop d6 खेलने के लिए आजकल ढूंढता रहता हूँ कब रख दूँ bishop d6.
I think agreed that bishop d6 and that pawn structure like this, black का king e8 पे ऐसे फंसा हुआ. I mean, and that too after 10 moves. Yeah, it showed some great prep from Nihal, and then he defeated him again with the black pieces as well. So I mean, Nihal is doing really, really well. Yeah, actually, if I remember correctly, he won the tournament. No.
I think so, yes. Gukesh
he won the tournament.
5th.
Yeah, he won.
I think he came 4th or 5th. I think he came 5th,
I remember.
Right? Yeah,
he lost to, I believe, Dominguez. He defeated, I'm looking at it now, he defeated Hari and then lost to Dominguez, and then he defeated Gukesh basically. So he was +3 overall. So he must have won the tournament. So that's insane. Yeah. So he's also on some streak there. And also him winning the Kolkata Blitz as well. Let's not forget that.
Agreed. That was huge. Last minute entry because Sukesh withdrew from the event after the World Rapid
Correct.
Blitz, and he used that to the utmost and also played well in the Blitz section. By the way, Chad,
Hmm.
also, one question. I think we saw like Vaishali win the candidates now. We already know she's going to play the World Championship. We also know Sukesh is playing the World Championship. मैंने कहीं article पढ़ा कि FIDE might consider having both together. So would you prefer having both World Championships together at the same time in the same place like the candidates, or would you prefer like having them separately, like जहाँ पे एक let's say November December में, एक let's say next April में? Say your thoughts and chat your thoughts. Separate या together?
I feel like World Championships are built on traditions, and it's the one thing I think for chess that hasn't changed in a very long time. So I feel like should be held separate for me, just to keep the tradition. But that's just my take. What do you think?
I agree. I think it's the pinnacle of what you can achieve as a chess player, right? I mean, of course, Magnus is world number one, but I think हर बंदे का dream होता है. And you want कि when you win that, like it's your moment, right? All the eyes are on you. Like you have basically accomplished something which very few people in the world will do ever in human history. So I think, I think separate will be fun. Of course, one more event for us, to cover and enjoy and kind of cheer for Indian players. So
course.
hoping it's separate as planned. But
Also, I believe World Championships जैसे event को ना अगर आप दो साथ साथ कराओगे तो I feel like none of them will receive that only spotlight. दोनों के पास वो spotlight. Then I feel like वो World Championship जैसा वो feel नहीं आएगा आपको. I don't know, but that's just
agreed.
my
And
take. By the way,
big for
Game
women's
3
chess.
is it about to begin, or I see
Yes.
Game 3 is a big.
It's about
yeah.
to begin. Also, I think separately रखेंगे तो like it could be huge for women's chess. I think because Vaishali is participating, Prag will be helping her, and of course, like बहुत interesting होगा. I think this could be the biggest chess event ever in women's chess history in terms of viewership. So that will be crazy. By the way, Arjun ये game पे चलते हैं सहज भाई, because this is a must win for the India number one. अगर यहाँ draw भी होता है, he heads off to the losers bracket.
Absolutely, and look at this. He goes A3 in this position. Some new idea again by Arjun. Usually you go bishop f4, bishop g5, or e3 in this position, which is the normal way to play. But a3, QGTA board pe, I'm gonna make a prediction. Arjun is gonna throw g4 very soon. Tikku bhai, Maggie bet in the next 10 moves, Arjun throws g4.
Bhai, chances बढ़ गए after queen c2 actually.
Just bhai, I'm telling you, I'll make it 9 moves now, because it's एक move हो गई है. 9 moves के अंदर Arjun plays
चलो
g4.
done.
Are you in or out?
Done.
अरे यार c5 खेल दिया उसने यार.
अरे अब तो
यार
हो गया.
c6 खेलना
अब
था
तो हो
भाई.
गया,
What is
अब तो हो गया भाई.
it? ये गलत है यार. सेंटर ब्रेक कर दिया भाई ने यार. अब तो g4 कैसे आएगा भाई?
But I think e4 आएगा maybe. You want to pick up the c4
Yeah.
pawn quickly.
You won't play
Maybe-
g4 now. Very unlikely.
Maybe e4, maybe e5 as well. कल को maybe h4 knight g5 also could be a plan कल को to mate on h7. By the way, फिलहाल के लिए अर्जुन की position बढ़िया लग रही है chat, and of course we will look at Nihal, we will look at Pranesh, but for Arjun this is a must win. So that's why this game becomes really, really important. Sehaj bhai, क्या chances लग रहे हैं उनके जीतने के and to keep the game alive?
Still early days, but Arjun is definitely in prep. He's only spent 19 seconds on the board. Played just e4. By the way, now g4 is extremely unlikely, so I'm definitely losing that one Maggie from you. Maybe e5, h4 he can go. Will you give me h4 or no?
नहीं भाई, h4 तो काफी logical
You won't
है
give me.
यहाँ पे.
You won't give me h4, huh?
नहीं, h4 तो
Okay,
काफी
it was worth asking at least, chat. But okay, now bishop c4 is the best move here. But yeah, just to come back to your question, I think he does have good chances because not a lot of pieces have been traded off. But okay, next 5-10 moves are super critical to understand how the game is going to develop. But let's see. So far, it looks very promising though.
Yeah, Pranesh can also draw and still be in the match, but Arjun cannot afford a draw, by the way. If he draws, the match is over, 2.5 in the favor of Sina. And how do you pronounce this? Is it really Sina Movahed? Like as we were kind of kidding around
Sina
a bit.
Movahed.
Movahed.
By the way, Magnus is not lost, but very, very bad position. Like -1 type of bad position. So Shant को थोड़ा अब थोड़े आवाज मारते हैं.
देख लो सब शांत हो गए भाई. और मैच द कैमरा देखो भाई. Oh भाई, Magnus Carlsen with the TikTok camera भाई, with the 2D
भाई,
कह रहा हूँ भाई.
Let's go.
9:16
Gym OP.
aspect ratio.
h5 के बाद, by the way, if you cannot take on h5 for some reason, There's G4, H G4, Knight G4, yeah, and this Queen G3 check is incoming. That's yeah, that's very strong.
Yeah. By the way, chat, Sindarov is better, Shant is better. So clearly, जो लोग हार रहे थे वो fight back कर रहे हैं. So let's jump back to Arjun, maybe Sahej bhai. What's the update in that game?
This is the position. Bishop C5, Bishop E3 was played, and he just went Queen E7. Now F4, E5 के साथ you can gain a couple of tempos and then take the bishop, and he has good chances. Not winning, but okay, very good chances for Arjun to go ahead. By
Let's
the
go
way,
F4.
just want to look at this game one more time because we got the exact same structure which we were mentioning a bit earlier from the World Championship match of Magnus and Karyakin. The exact same structure, yeah, where Black played H5 and the
So,
Knight kind of.
सर में स्ट्रक्चर काफी सिमिलर था. क्या प्लेयर्स का भी स्ट्रक्चर बैठने का सिमिलर है?
हाँ. um, half yes, half no. Never seen Sindarov sit like this before.
सिंदारोव का थोड़ा सा आई एग्री. पोस्चर
हाँ,
थोड़ा सा
थोड़ा.
डिफरेंट लग रहा है मुझे. लाइक कैमरा
हाँ,
थोड़ा सा ऊपर है, सीलिंग दिख
हाँ,
रही है मुझे, बट आई कांट सी लाइक हिज एंटायर फेस. कवर किया है फेस,
हाँ.
लाइक थोड़ा सा या अजीब पोस्चर. आई एग्री.
Hmm. I'm actually wondering if the players can see each other, like
आई
on like
थिंक
some
इफ दे,
Zoom call or on some Zoom call or
हाँ,
something. अगर ऐसा possible है फिर तो पक्का जान के कर रहा है.
I think कभी ना कभी देखा होगा. Like I think because you might
Yeah,
join a call and you can probably see all the players, but then when you're playing the game, you don't look at them. But तभी वो starting से लेटा हुआ था सहज भाई कि जब भी कॉल ज्वाइन हो पहला बंदा इन द कॉल लेटे हुए.
crazy भाई, crazy. By the way, chat is asking निहाल का दिखाओ भाई. निहाल की position ये है भाई. And there's a bishop versus knight imbalance on the board. He has just pushed b5 to create some minority attack. And now if you play c5, then this diagonal kind of becomes a bit loose. That's what MVL wants to achieve here. The only way for Nihal to be equal is to take the pawn and then go queen d7. And okay, still slightly uncomfortable, but the point is ये h3 का pawn मर रहा है भाई. Do you think Nihal has seen this? For sure, no?
Yeah, maybe he might just also think, okay, let me just allow b takes c6 and defend c6 instead. Because I think bishop on f3 kind of attacks d5, right? So c6 defend karna maybe is a bit easier than that. But of course, you don't have any counterplay in that case. So I think tough choice. And Nihal 2 minute पीछे है clock के ऊपर. You can see the clock timings on the left, right? 6 minutes for Nihal and 8 minutes for MVL. So Nihal under pressure. Now 2-0 up hai, so don't expect much drama here. But MVL putting up, some resistance in this match.
Oh, that's an understatement. MVL definitely looking to score a win today. I think he's definitely pushing as well.
Sahaj
And it
bhai,
is up to Nihal to defend this. Why? Yes, you were saying?
let's go to Arjun's game because
Why?
look
By the
at,
way, look at this. He takes. Let me just see
wow,
Queen D7 on the board. भाई मेरे मन
wow.
को शांति मिल जाएगी एक बार. Queen D7 देख के. Let's go Queen D7. Let's go भाई, बढ़िया. Let's go.
Nihal chill कर रहा है. It's like ये बच्चों का खेल है मेरे लिए भाई, कुछ और लाओ.
Now he's
Played
completely
भाई.
fine, I think. Completely fine. So you were
Yeah.
saying Arjun's match, yeah? Let's go there. This is the
Bhai,
position.
look
अरे
at his only move. Bhai, how is he worse in the third game in a row?
भाई ये कैसे हो गया? अभी तो बेटर. अच्छा उसको लॉन्ग भाई लॉन्ग कासल जाना था उसको. That's in like it's kind of like that Ding's thing, that Rook G6 where he self-pinned the Rook. Long castle is kind of like that. You're self-pinning your own king. Maybe he wasn't comfortable with that because you have these b5 ideas and okay on the board you see like 1,000 different things and you're just not comfortable with it. So it was not an easy follow-up and now bhai, this is even worse now.
Bhai, it's really bad. I can see Arjun really mad at himself. Yeah, he's punching the table 7 times in the last 11 minutes. And it's just, I mean, it's hard to see that somehow. जब भी वो हार रहा होता है, like he sometimes visually दिखता है चेहरे पे यार.
अभी तो दिख रहा है भाई. Usually it's like this, but now I feel like it's more tilted, yeah, the hand. So I feel like it's like the sign where he's a bit upset. How many games per pair? Bhai, there are 4 games in total. So this is game number 3. So Arjun is down 2-0 right now. So it's not the best spot for him, and he's in a must-win situation. Basically, even if he draws, he's gonna be out, but he's still gonna play the losers bracket. So yeah, and it's 10+0 basically.
And he's not playing. By the way, 5 minutes for Arjun versus 7 for Sina. So भाई ये तो मतलब लिटरली बोलते हैं ना, एक जैसे कहते हैं जॉन सीना का यू कांट सी मी. भाई क्लियरली सीना की भी मूव्स कोई देख नहीं पा रहे हैं भाई. G3 And now knight e3 is possible, simply preventing castling on both sides.
मतलब अगर जॉन सीना बोलेगा यू कांट सी मी बट ये बोलेगा हैव यू सीन अ मूव अहेड.
Yeah, so it's a immovable, बोलते ना वो क्या force versus immovable object, मतलब एक बंदा
भाई
दिख ही रहा
भाई
है, एक बंदा आगे देख रहा है.
crazy भाई. By the way, a5 played and now b5 is incoming. Only move in the position. If you played, let's go.
Played.
Oh, blunder. Oh no, wait, that was me. That was me who played it. क्योंकि सेम टाइम पे हुआ भाई.
भाई एक बार ना ब्लैक से क्वीन F2 खेल के ब्लंडर करना प्लीज भाई.
भाई
एक
मुझे
बार
लग रहा है इसके क्लिप्स बनेंगे भाई अब.
एक बार क्वीन F2 के ब्लंडर करना भाई प्लीज भाई प्लीज एक बार.
मैं अरे यार. You just want to take a picture, don't you?
सहज भाई आप clearly you have not seen a move ahead.
I've envisioned it. Bhai, let's go. Bishop d7 played, and now a4 only.
भाई look at the move Daniil Dubov just played. Sindarov losing third in a row.
You are joking me, bhai. You are joking me.
Popcorn भाई.
Oof. भाई आई थिंक ओके लाइक कंसिडरिंग कि सिंडारोव का जो रन चल रहा था भाई वर्ल्ड कप से लेकर, लाइक हिम विनिंग एवरीथिंग एंड देन
उसका
टाटा
सारा
स्टील एंड देन उसके बाद ये यहाँ के भाई दुबो कहता ओके भाई अभी अभी आपको थोड़ा लेटने दो फिर बताते हैं आपको.
भाई इट्स लाइक आई फील लाइक सिंदारोव को जितना जो खुशी होगी ना चेहरे पे आफ्टर कैंडिडेट्स, लाइक वो 3-4 दिन से प्रेप ही नहीं किया होगा, ही वाज सेलिब्रेटिंग. आई थिंक वो सारा रुक गया, कल से सीरियस तैयारी चालू हो जाएगी. मुझे फीलिंग आ रही है.
But I don't know. But you know, we have like been in this situation before. You know, maybe at home when we are looking at our like some preparation or whatever. यार आपका हाथ तो थक जाता है ना ऐसे. I'm just thinking like he's been like this. He's played like 3 games already. हाथ नहीं थका होगा इसका अभी तक. I think he's doing it on purpose, भाई. Even now, it's
वो
not
प्रैक्टिस
convenient.
करके आया भाई. वो प्रैक्टिस करके आया कि हाथ ना थके, बिकॉज वो पिछले एक हफ्ते से ऐसी लेट के ही गेम्स खेल रहा है. इज लाइक आई नीड टू ट्रेन माय हैंड टू मेक श्योर कि जब खेलूं इससे तो मेरे हाथ ना थके.
You know, we have like these things we say कि you should do this, you should do that, and then Dubov, comes in and just does completely the opposite and still beats everyone.
Agreed. So
Crazy
ठीक
one.
है. So Sindarov will of course likely lose. एंड डूबोव से मैच होगा निहाल का अगला चैट इफ ही विंस. सो दैट्स गोना बी अ टफ वन. वो भी आज ही होगा भाई इसके बाद. सो डोंट गो एनीवेयर इफ निहाल वर टू विन. सो लेट्स जंप टू अर्जुन्स गेम सहज भाई, एंड नाउ ही हैज टू फाइंड एन ओनली मूव अगेन.
अरे भाई ये तो अरे knight d6 is the move. By the way, this knight on e3 is an absolute unit because it's stopping white from castling on both sides of the board. And knight d6 is not an easy move because black can then play f6 and you are thinking in your head कि भाई okay he goes for it. Okay,
भाई,
nice.
F6 क्या होता है, क्या खेलना है? King e2 and played.
Okay, and now queen e3 and now queen e5. Okay, but this is a great development, but okay, his time is just really bad.
भाई पर जीतोगे कैसे यहाँ से? It's not easy,
Exactly.
right?
भाई 2 मिनट के साथ तो नहीं, 3 मिनट के साथ तो नहीं जीतोगे ना ये तो.
Okay, do we have that left camera, right camera वाला angle? Like मतलब ऐसे कर कुछ देख सकते हैं क्या? Would love to see their expressions a bit closer if we have that. By the way, endgame में जा चुके हैं हम लोग. सहज भाई, any chance the version winning this?
I think we'll find out. King e3. Yeah, some chance. Pawn on e5 is there. कुछ हल्का सा space advantage. I don't know. उम्मीद तो है भाई. I mean, you will if you played this with white, you're in a must-win position. You are gonna play this until the very end. By the way, bishop g4 is best, but I'm seeing h3 is possible. What am I missing?
Maybe rook f3.
Because rook f3 check is there, भाई. Rook f3 check is very tempting here. क्योंकि ये king e4 पे जाना पड़ेगा and then rook c3, bishop e6 check and this king on e4 looks very exposed, yeah?
भाई there's no way you play king e4 voluntarily. मजबूरी में खेलोगे, right? And rook f3 is so tempting right now. So Sina move ahead. Has he really seen a move ahead? Because rook f3 इतना tempting है. But maybe
I
that's
think
where
he's
Arjun's
been-
stance lies.
He's been ahead on like everything, I think, so far in this match. I think he's seen it, he's felt it. But rook f3 is such an easy move to play in this position. Bhai. Also, bishop g4 and rook f3 is also... The more you think about it, the more it makes sense because rook c3 is also a tempo.
भाई अर्जुन इतना zoned लग रहा है ना मुझे in. He's like ये गेम तो अभी शुरुआत हुई है ऐसा मुझे फीलिंग आ रही है. I think Arjun is gonna win this, Sahej bhai. He looks
Chat,
like
what do you think? Okay, let's not try to decode Arjun. We know कि उसका सेम ही वो ऐसे ही बैठता है वो हमेशा फर्क ही
by the
नहीं
way,
पड़ता.
huge update. Dubov has won. We won't switch the games, but Dubov has won 3-0. Sundarov is out. He will now play in the losers bracket, जहां पे 2 गेम होंगे सिर्फ. So
क्या
yeah,
धोया दुबोव ने भाई. दुबोव इज ओपी 3-0. रिडिकुलस. वो भी 2
by the
ब्लैक
way,
से.
let's have one look at the Nihal game, Sahej bhai. Then let's jump back because Nihal game dead equal hai, and a draw is enough. By the way, if it ends in a draw, Nihal Sarin wins this round and goes to the quarterfinals. Chat. So draw is enough, and I think draw aa raha hai, Sahej bhai. I don't see like this
Yeah.
game.
This
becoming
G4
that
G3
complicated.
was a very very important move here by the way. Pawn takes pawn के बाद Queen H3 and then you start giving checks. Very important find by Nihal there.
Yeah.
Because this is hanging by. Look, the rook is hanging. That's the problem. And
Oh,
now check
amazing.
check check. GG.
I would even say if anybody's better, it's black. Yeah. After I pick up G3, I pick up F4. Everything comes with check. No stress whatsoever for I think white black here.
You can play King G6 also, no here? Or can you? You can, no?
Oof.
Because Rook F7 should not be winning
हाँ.
for white. Because मेरे
Yeah.
pawn तो equal ही है.
Agreed. Okay, king
भाई
for
MVL
endgame.
हार भी सकता है because he might try to play for a win
But
in
he
this.
should play it. No, like at least king
Yeah.
for endgame, he might have a chance. Otherwise, ये तो game draw ही है. So ideally, he should just take on F7 and just pray for the best.
If he takes on F7, that's a king pawn ending. If it's not winning, then there is nothing to play for. I mean, you
नहीं, but
want to
like-
keep the pieces like Rook ED7 type
हाँ.
of a move is what I would expect. जहाँ पे कुछ ज़्यादा okay, that's also good. ताकि the king can just run away and there's no apparent checks. But are there checks now? Wait, check here, check here, Queen F6 check, D4, and the checks are gone. And if I go Queen E1 check, King D4 is there. Queen A1 check पे King
भाई,
D5 मार. King
सहज
Rook के
भाई
पास
घुस
पहुंच
गए.
जाएगा वो तो सही है.
सहज भाई अंदर घुस गए भाई. King को 40 में आगे देख के बैठे. But he played Queen F6 instead. And
That's
now
also
what
good.
do you
That's
do?
why very clever move because if you go King D2 now, then Queen B2 check, and I don't allow the King to run from the C3 D4 business. Yep, that's nice. Queen A1 check incoming.
A4 played.
And now Queen
Okay.
B2 check is that's a draw, no? Because King F3 पे Queen F6 check is there. King E2 पे Queen B2 check is there. तो draw हो गई ना?
Yep.
Yeah.
Looks likely.
King
Okay,
F3
what do you
check.
do?
King E2 check.
By the way, if you play King F1, like King H5 was the best move. Bring the king
क्या
in and
बात
starting with the, just going for the G5, G4 and mating white somehow.
Oh wow. That's a beautiful nuance. I mean, just 1 second. I just would love to show this. In this position, King H5 and just pushing this pawn. Very, very, not something that you would play, but I think this is a repetition.
Why again King H5 is again better. Okay, he doesn't need to do
Wow.
that. He doesn't need to do that. Yeah, draw is enough.
Oh, you can. Bhai, Rook C2 pe Queen B4 check is there. He can't even play this. He can't escape the checks. There it is.
Oh, it's a
Repetition.
draw. Nihal Sarin has won the round of 16, has entered the quarterfinals with dominance with a 2.5, 0.5 score, and Sahaj bhai, it could have been 3-0 if he really wanted to win this.
Yeah, for sure. But I think great fight by MVL, but Nihal is on another level as he has shown. By the way, switching to Arjun because Arjun has just made an inaccuracy and he could be on the brink of elimination.
And chat, Nihal ka agla match abhi hoga. So it will start in around 10-15 minutes. So do not go anywhere. Agla match will be against, I think it's going to be against Dubov, right? So that's going to be very, very tough. Jisne candidates winner ko 3-0 haraya. Interesting match coming up. Meanwhile, fighting for his life, Arjun Erigaisi Sahaj bhai.
Bhai, Nihal Dubov, I'm taking Nihal.
Same. By the way, let's have the camera, yeah? Left, right, wala camera. I want to see into Arjun's soul a little bit. Understand, does he believe in himself in this position? Sahaj bhai, kya dekh ke samajh aa raha hai?
Bhai, I would not be asking that question in this position, bhai. ये तो क्या believe भाई कुछ वो position में कुछ base होना चाहिए ना भाई. I feel like there's not enough venom. Rook D4. Oh, by the way, look at this Rook D4. If you played Rook E2, check King G3, chat black to play very quickly. Chat black to play. Do you see it? Tiku bhai, do you see it?
देख रहा हूं भाई. Oh, blunder by Arjun.
Bhai, he played the same thing. Arjun played the exact same thing.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
That was the blunder. Arey yaar. Arey yaar,
Look
that's
at
sad.
Sina Movahed.
Clearly Arjun is tilting. He would have seen that. But yeah, that's sad, bhai.
Okay, that's
That's sad.
Sahaj bhai saw that in a second, and look at the smile on the face of Sina ji, and he's like pumped up, and he's gonna go to the next round. And Arjun is gonna go to the losers bracket now, Sahaj bhai, jahan pe will be in a must-win situation, and he's gonna play likely Ian Nepomniachtchi there.
अरे वाह, नेपो का तो लेकिन तीनों मैचेस ड्रॉ है ना अभी.
Like 2-1 है अभी स्कोर, करंट स्कोर इज
Yeah, yeah.
2-1.
So he's going. Oh yeah, yeah. You're right. You're right. You're right. I was
By the
thinking
way,
of
Pranesh is losing. Let's go to
Yu
Pranesh again
Yangyi.
because I think that's the end for Pranesh. He will also lose his bracket now.
Yep, there is the game. The pawn on d7 is really far. Oh, he's 2 pawns up by clear. Yeah, this is also over. 93 knight f5 check. Or rook d6 even is looking very logical. Knight b6 is even better. Knight c8 check is incoming. So many threats.
Bhai,
The
Nihal
only
seems
way
to be
that
the
Pranesh wins this is if he can flag him somehow.
okay. There are some chances of that happening, no or no? What do you think?
And Knight
49
c6 is there.
seconds.
No, you're gonna promote. If you get a queen, then okay. Nihal ने 5 सेकंड में mate कर दी थी भाई.
True. Yeah, this is over. I don't think Pranesh himself doesn't have the time, by the way. So I think Nihal is the only one, Sahej Bhai, out of 3 Indians who progresses to the top 8, right? And losers bracket mein to, of course, do hi game honge, one mistake and it's over. And there it is. Vincent Keymer wins.
Wow, Vincent Keymer has just eliminated Pranesh. Well, Pranesh goes to the losers bracket and he advances and he's going to play Magnus Carlsen, correct?
Yes. By the way, final game remaining in today's section is Nodirbek against Sam Sevian. That just ended in a draw. So that means Nodirbek also wins. By the way, he won the game. Wow, he won a drawish game somehow on the
Oh,
clock.
I
Maybe.
think he won on time by. This was the
Yeah.
position. So I think he just flagged his opponent here, yeah? Very weird type
Yes.
of a position. White just had to give checks but didn't have enough time basically. So that's 3-0 for Nodirbek bhai.
That is freaking insane. And I think this is the apt moment to look at that graphic. Ki kaun agle round mein gaya. Hopefully we have the names there. Even if we don't, I think we can add 2 and 2 and figure it out. Sahej bhai, Nihal Sarin going into the top 8 and agla match against Dubov. How difficult that is. Tell us in words.
No, very difficult. I think it's always I'm just looking at move ahead this each time and move ahead has actually moved ahead, yeah. I was
Right?
just
3
looking at
is
that.
insane. Magnus didn't win 3 by the way. He won 2.5 half.
Yeah, yeah. Only Nodirbek, Sina, and Dubov have defeated 3-0 in their matches, which is very, very impressive. And of course, it's going to be a tough match for Nihal, but I think also going to be a tough match for Dubov as well. And I think for Dubov, Dubov ने वो prove कर दिया आज एटलीस्ट कि जो उसको प्रूव करना था. तो I feel Dubov थोड़ा chill करेगा. I think we had a conversation about this Tiko long ago, about this hunger you have, yeah, कि वो भूख बहुत important होती है, I think, for a player to just kind of stay at the top for very very long. And I feel okay if you beat Sindarov, थोड़ा भूख तो मिटेगा ना आपका, right? Like on
And
the
by the
day
way,
you're thinking, okay, I achieved what I wanted to achieve, and yeah, that's why I think Nihal has a very good chance now.
I love that animation, by the way. Arjun नीचे lose bracket में आ चुके हैं. So Pranesh against Sargsyan. So hopefully Pranesh जी भी Sargsyan को शांत कर पाएंगे. That's going to be an important match if he wants to progress. And Arjun का match is against who is it? I'm just quickly checking.
Sevian, I think.
No, the game is still on, by the way. Wait, how is their fourth game just starting?
For
Duda
Samuel,
against...
no, because it is Lazavik versus Yu Yangyi. Oh, by the way, interesting stat here for the chat. This is the only match जिसपे एक भी result अभी तक नहीं आया है. That is Yu Yangyi versus Lazavik. तीनों draw.
But I think these two games started a bit late, yeah? I'm guessing because...
No, भाई बाकी सारे मैचेस 3 में खत्म हो गए ना. उनका चौथा अभी भी बचा है.
Oh, चौथा सारा. Okay, then let's maybe go to the game of Duda against Nepo, I feel, because I think unka jo harega, he's going to play Arjun. So let's look at that game. And what do you make of this crazy opening called the Petrov defense, Sahej bhai?
अरे भाई पेट्रोव डिफेंस का हमने देखा था जज्बा in candidates, like so many aggressive positions were we had way he defeated with black, that game rook c4 bhai. I mean I think about that so often. It was such a beautiful game. I think one of the best games I think I've seen in my life. That rook c4 was beautiful from Wei, and also Anish also played it in the end as well. But this doesn't look like that classical wali Petrov. This looks like the जो पुरानी Petrov की जो reputation थी. This is exactly what that position looks like. Very stable, equalish. White के पास थोड़ा सा advantage, but black is extremely solid as you can see. Dark bishop नहीं है, but pawns जो आपके dark squares पे हैं, you are controlling the center, you are controlling the only open file. You're very solid basically as black. So if you're in a position of strength, playing Petrov is a great opening. Because you are extremely solid. You are asking your opponent कि आओ भाई attack करो.
Yep, agreed. Also, Ian Nepomniachtchi missing out on the candidates after playing 3 and winning 2 of them. So he, of course, said, Ki bhai, I'll be here next time. That's the kind of confidence he brings to the table. And yahan pe, of course, he would love to win this one, but trailing by 1 point. And if he loses, he plays against Arjun Sehaj bhai. So who do you favor in that matchup?
Arjun bhai, of course. What question is
Fair.
Arjun to bhai? You cannot. Arjun to always Arjun. Let's go. Knight e5 played. And now c4, c5 is an idea, which I think is very good because you can remove one pawn from there and then jo double bishop ka advantage hai. The pawn structure becomes wider because the d pawn is gone and that can help the bishop. So c4,
Agreed.
c5 I really like for white.
Imagine करो chat knight f7 खेल दिया a5 by the way amazing move because queen d4 queen a7 का idea हो सकता है. If the knight cannot go back to c6 queen d4 could be a winning move in this position. So white is building up that attack यार धीरे धीरे करके. So बहुत ध्यान से खेलना पड़ेगा यहाँ पे Duda को. So far feels like Ian Nepomniachtchi is not in the mood to give up just yet.
Yeah, absolutely. And he goes rook a1. Bhai, look at this move. Rook a4, rook b4 and put some pressure on the b7 pawn. Which looks super scary. And now black की next दो चालें पता है क्या भाई? Bishop f7 we played by the way and g5 was the next. I would भाई if he plays g5 insane yeah.
भाई
Because in your mind you're always thinking queen d4 but knight c6 is always there. तो आपकी नजर उधर ही है. But yeah, please continue.
I just wanted to say something. Just 2-3 years back, by the way. Just 2-3 years back, Duda, Nepo, Rapport, like these were the guys we were scared of. Mamidyarov. 2-3 साल में ही suddenly all the opponents who we are scared of have changed. Like Sindarov आ चुका है भाई, वहां से Dogmas आ चुका है. You know, like there's so many new players. Like I feel like chess is moving so fast ahead now कि हर 3 साल में, you know, there like so many new people कि पुराने वाले irrelevant हो गए भाई. Like we have not thought of Duda as a खेलते हुए top level event, right? Like candidates for a long time, and he like won the World Cup. Duda ahead of Magnus.
Yeah, of course. I mean, of course, he's a very, very strong player, and I think fully. I mean, he's been there for like 10 years. So yeah, but yeah, lately chess has been changing a lot, and I think you know, we have a question. We have a super chat by the way in the thing, and it's kind of connected to that as well because people are saying why is London's opening is not played as often. मैं पूरा नहीं पढ़ रहा because I'm not sure what else is he mentioning, but it's the same reason why, because I think if any opening gets played often, then it becomes predictable. And that's it.
So it was so good कि लोगों ने इतना खेल दिया कि अब वो predictable हो गई. Basically, that's what you're saying, Sahaj bhai.
अब हर गेम से हर मैच से पहले सिंडरॉफ 1 घंटा मतलब लंदन देखता था.
लंदन देखता है, हाँ.
पहले काउंटर स्ट्राइक के बाद बिकॉज प्रायोरिटीज.
हाँ, वो कहता भी है, जाता है ना काउंटर से खेलते खेलते क्या खेलते लंदन बच गया, क्या खेलते लंदन लाइक एक्सेक्ट वो पर्सनल वेंडल्टा भी है London के अगेंस्ट. So by the way chat, knight c6 is played, nice move. Can we just go b4 b5 and just go completely nuts here, or is that too much?
I mean Nepo है तो वही करेगा I think. You know, I've only played Nepo once in my life. And it was in some title Tuesday, and I remember white का ऐसे ना, white की ऐसी position थी, I took bishop g3 and white का pawn e3 पे ऐसे ऐसे बैक खड़ा हुआ था, and he just took f takes g3 in this position, and it was such a weird move to me, and of course it was bad for him. I was technically winning, but because of that shock factor, I didn't even have a chance. Let me just tell you, and from that point onwards, he just completely demolished. So this b4 b5 looks very Nepo thing to do.
And that's why rook e5, yeah, kind of bring the rook up the board, at least optically. But okay,
यार b4 खेलो, मैं provoke कर रहा था तुम्हें, तुम खेलो b4.
भाई साहब, तो अटैक बनाते हुए queen e6, by the way, nice move. Bring the queen up, कल को e5 पे इस्तेमाल हो सकती है. If you play b5 now, takes पे queen a2 check आ सकता है. The queen can step in. So Duda playing some amazing defensive chess here.
Absolutely. And by the way, chat is saying Nihal का मैच तो खत्म हो गया ना chat, 3 मैचेस में खत्म हो गया उसका. So right now Nihal के लिए this is a very nice break actually for Dubov as well, because they're going to be playing against each other, but they're having technically an unplanned rest because there is no game 4 for them क्योंकि 3 मैच में खत्म हो गया वो.
Yep. And I think Arjun के लिए tough है यार, मतलब he has to sit now and kind of, you know, after those 3 losses, by the way, like if Arjun lost 3 games to Magnus back to back, you would say he's going to be disappointed. Imagine losing it to Sina Movahed, yeah, because he had not even seen Sina Movahed a couple of years back.
No, but he had seen plenty of moves ahead, and I think the quality of the games were was pretty promising from the Iranian players. So I think it's very, very good. Dubov very strong. Let's go Nihal. भाई chat आपको क्या लगता है भाई Dubov और Nihal? Question. Like
मैं पोल डाल रहा हूँ
like
भाई.
just हाँ पोल डालो भाई इस पे तो ये दुबोव का तो भाई डालना है. Also किन किन को लगता है कि दुबोव अब मतलब बैठ के खेलेगा? Like that's उसका
I mean,
उसका
that's
पोल नहीं डालते बट वो ये बता सकते हो अब जैसे अपने अपने मन से चैट.
चैट क्या
Now the
वो
poll is up.
लेटेगा यस और नो? क्या वो लेटेगा यस और नो? आई डोंट थिंक अब लेटेगा वो सेट. आई थिंक वो स्पेसिफिकली उसके लिए था, सिंदारोव के लिए. इज माय गेस.
हाँ मुझे भी लगता है क्योंकि अब वो जीत भी जाएगा तो इट्स ही प्रूव्ड अ पॉइंट ऑलरेडी सो ही इज डन.
हाँ.
Chat is more. I feel interested in the follow up question, yeah, which is whether कि वो लेट के खेलेगा कि नहीं. But I think we'll have the camps for that because Nihal is the only one who has qualified, who's in the winners bracket, and he plays against Dubo. भाई मजा आने वाला है भाई. Peak watching.
मजा आएगा.
Tiku भाई incoming.
Bhai, I think it's going to be fun. And of course, Arjun ka knockout match, I'm also very interested about. I think hopefully he can win this one. But meanwhile, C5 khelte hue, trying to break open this queenside complex, allowing Queen A to check, a bold move by Ian.
If you give a check, I have King C2, and there's no checks because this queen defends everything. And now maybe Duda can say, कि, okay, is there a repetition here, perhaps? Like knight b4, queen a1 check, I don't know, something like this. Just just game khatam ho jaye because all Duda needs is a draw here. Maybe that's what he's thinking about. But best move here is d5. Definitely not easy to play this.
Agreed. I think Queen A2 पे थोड़ी सी फंसी भी गई है. And of course, Rook on F4 is a very helpful piece because any knight B4 I can just take with the Rook. And suddenly I'm attacking on B7. So not simple for... maybe the threat is stronger than the execution. I just keep the Queen on E6. You have to calculate Queen A2 on every single move going forward. Let me play something else. Can I play G5?
Right now, okay, pawn takes, I'm guessing, pawn takes.
And just takes with the pawn.
But isn't my rook gone? Or rook f7, yeah?
If Rook F7, I
rook
take on
e4
F7.
तो नहीं आ रहा ना भाई. Rook e4 कैसे आएगा? By the way, g5 played. Let's go. It's happening on the board. Is he going to go rook f7?
Takes. Let's see.
But
Let's see. Crucial moment.
Takes cd6 looks interesting, no? Double bishop g3. I don't know.
It does. Maybe it's the way to complicate matters. Nepo does look a bit, not so happy with the position. He plays rook e4.
Oh, that was, I think, let's say the less sharp option out of the two. And I'm not sure if he would be happy with this. Because now I can just go queen e4 and queen b4 check में सीधा endgame पे जा रहा हूँ मैं. Isn't that just... There's no chance for Nepo to win this, no? After queen e4, pawn takes and queen b4 check. Queen b4 check is losing. So pawn takes pawn, and then you take on b4 basically.
Yeah, also I have a potential outside pass pawn. I feel like black should be very comfortable. अभी भी ठीक है, dark square से कुछ हो सकता है. But queen e4, I mean, just do it, yeah? Sometimes you just have to bite the bullet. Just take the pawn on e4 and see what Nepo has to offer.
Yeah, correct. By the way, outside pass pawn को बहुत बड़े example दिया आपने because Chad आपसे question if imagine this was a king pawn ending, right? Do you push the g pawn or do you push the h pawn first? अगर मैं आपको option देता हूँ h और g में तो what do you push in this position? It's a very important, I think, endgame principle. It was coined, I believe, by Capablanca himself in his book. Oh, there's a check on h8, king c7 incoming. The h pawn, exactly. You always push the pawn that doesn't have an opponent. The cardinal principle, I believe it's called, from this book, Chess Fundamentals. Very nice book. A must for, I think, many chess players. King c7 now only move.
By the way, mistake queen h8 now.
Yeah. Queen c7 के बाद bishop b6 check, king d7. There is no check on d8 because the knight is a great defender as usual. And yeah, only Duda can win this now.
Maybe he just plays queen e8, yeah? Like if I was black, he goes for it. Wow.
Oh, bishop b6 check, only move now. Otherwise, he's dead lost. King d7 के बाद b5 again only move and black has a repetition. भाई ये game over है. आपके पास कोई option ही नहीं है भाई. c3 maybe, but c3 would definitely be losing because of some knight b4 idea. I guess. Or maybe queen e6 even. भाई ये check अब बहुत dangerous है. और played.
Oh, भाई queen f4
ये
is
क्या हो रहा है?
bishops.
मैं जो चाल blunder बोल रहा हूँ, players वही क्यों खेल रहे हैं?
भाई Dubov के लिए भी बोलना. By the way, this is over, yeah? दोनों bishops hanging है.
Yeah, exactly. Check, king d7 incoming. Now queen d2 check is GG, -7.
Oh, it's over, right? Bishop g6 आ रहा है. It's completely over, I think. Queen 7 97. Perfect.
Bye. Yeah. So Arjun plays Nepo then.
Yup, Arjun plays Nepo and हमारे Nihal ji plays Dubov. So Nihal won 2.5 half, but उन्होंने सिंदारोव को हराया भाई डुबोव ने 3-0. That's an impressive feat. मैच चालू होगा in just about 10 minutes. चैट निहाल सरीन का. It's gonna be exciting. सहज भाई सारी गेम्स खत्म हो चुकी हैं. Maybe is there any game remaining? One more game.
No, I
Denis
think.
Lazavik is winning, by the way.
Oh, by the way, very important for this match, chat, because the first 3 rounds ended in a draw. So Lazavik winning with the black pieces means that Yu Yangyi will now be in the losers bracket now, and he's a queen up. So
Nepo
you have to play it. ये तो बहुत simple है. But yeah, you were saying?
नहीं, मैं कुछ पढ़ रहा था जो मुझे पढ़ना नहीं चाहिए. So
feels like we've been there. But yeah, it looks like it's going to be an India versus Russia, yeah, match. ओलंपियाड का एकदम प्रीव्यू आपके लिए चैट.
ओलंपियाड में खेलेंगे वो लोग? I'm not sure.
I mean, I'm not sure, but okay, if they were to field their best team and we were to field our best team, these two players would be there. चाहे आप वो रैपिड में करो, ब्लिट्स में करो, अर्जुन and Nihal are our like in rapid and blitz 100%. Yeah, let's be real.
Agreed.
At least for the moment. So, and for Russia, I believe it is Nepo and Dubov when it comes to fast chess.
Agreed.
So it's going to be a nice match.
Yep. Magnus, by the way, did win. He drew the third game, so he also won in 3 rounds. He is going to be playing Vincent Keymer, who defeated Pranesh in the match. So I think Pranesh also will fight against Magnus's opponent, whom Magnus defeated in the losers bracket now. And अब Pranesh और अर्जुन के लिए नॉकआउट है और सिर्फ 2 गेम्स है. अगर आप उन 2 गेम्स में 1.5 पॉइंट ऑपोनेंट को दे देते हो, यू आर आउट ऑफ द इवेंट. सहज भाई, आपके EWC में क्वालिफाई करने के सपने जो आपके थे, उस पर एक बहुत बड़ा डेंट.
Yeah, absolutely. ये 2 round का जो रहता है, I feel because this is especially very scary for players who have lost 3 games in a row. Because already वो losing streak सा बन गया है, you are not having the best momentum there. And one more mistake and the game is basically over. The match is basically over. कि 4 matches की तो आदत है आपको.
एक सवाल है कि अंग्रेज बंदा इतना बढ़िया हिंदी कैसे बोल रहा है? सहज भाई, आप अंग्रेज कब से हो गए?
कौन सा कहाँ?
मिस्टर 2 OPG लिख रहे हैं.
मिस्टर 2 OPG कौन से चैट पे भाई?
चेस 24 इंडिया भाई.
मैं भी वही देख रहा हूँ. अच्छा, अरे भाई ऐसा क्या है भाई? What the hell is white guy? भाई तो क्या ही जवाब दे भाई?
बोलने का था ना भाई, मतलब
बोलने का तो मन है भाई, बट कभी स्ट्रीम करेंगे तो उसका जवाब देंगे भाई. जैसे
दिल्ली से है भाई और बहनों.
Sahaj bhai, in my first rapid tournament, I scored 5 out of 9. Is it good for first tournament? Of course, bhai, 100%. I think if you score more than 50% in your first event, that is amazing. You should really be proud of that. I know I would be, bhai, for sure.
Agreed. अपने पहले टूर्नामेंट में स्कॉलर्स में हुआ था भाई. So 5/9 is pretty impressive.
Yeah. Who is surprised, chat? Just say yes or no if you're surprised with that information. Rook F3, by the way, incoming. Mate थी वहाँ पे, but okay.
Oh,
93 is also good.
Nice. If you take the free rook, Queen G2 is checkmate. Beautiful.
Okay, Queen C2 now. Queen B1 check, Knight F1 check, Knight D2, and that is game.
Wow.
GG.
So chat, इसका मतलब सारे गेम खत्म. Let's have a look at the bracket now. The very interesting bracket. Next round भी आज ही होगा. We're gonna have the first round in the losers bracket जहां अर्जुन प्रणेश खेलेंगे, and we have the second round in the winners bracket. सहज भाई, चारों की प्रेडिक्शन करते हैं. Carlsen, Keymer, what are you expecting?
Oh, Magnus Vincent is difficult to predict, but I would still say Magnus. Yeah, Magnus for me. Lazavik. Let's go like one each now. Who do you think and who do I think? So, and for you?
हाँ, तो Lazavik, Nodirbek, I think Nodirbek, because I don't know, for some reason I feel he's very pumped up. I don't know why.
नहीं, पहले Magnus Vincent में तो बताओ.
Magnus, I think Magnus wins. I think.
Okay, Lazavik, Nodirbek.
Nodirbek. I feel like he has some aura going on right now because I don't know why he feels like pumped up लग रहे हैं मुझे अभी आजकल.
मुझे लग रहा है नॉदरबैक, हाँ भाई, वो मुझे लग रहा है नॉदरबैक एंड मैग्नस का मतलब सेमीफाइनल में होगा. नॉदरबैक मतलब कुछ करेगा क्रेजी भाई. आई फील लाइक ही इज
Possible है.
बहुत 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 गुस्सा है वहां पे, बहुत बहुत आग है वहां पे चैट.
हाँ.
एंड
Then
डूडा
Duda.
प्लेइंग अगेंस्ट सीना मूवरहेड.
I think maybe move ahead has a chance. Yeah, move ahead has a chance because 3-0 हराया अर्जुन का यार. So I'm gonna go with him. What do you think,
Chad, what do
Sajjad?
you think about does he with move ahead? Because I think Duda here. Because I feel
Okay,
एक strong player को हराने के बाद again वो भूख मिट जाती है आपकी.
समझ गया,
तो
समझ गया.
and
So
Nihal
भूख
Dubov
ना
by
मिटाए.
the biggest one,
Bhai, I think that's
and
the
I
toughest
feel the
prediction.
closest one.
Huh. I think it's going to be very close. Might even reach the tie breaks. That's a genuine possibility. This one, chat. I'm going to go with Nihal because dil manta nahi hai. But I feel like this is going to be 2-2. And we're going to see tie breaks. Sajjad, your thoughts, chat? What are your thoughts?
I think Nihal जीतेगा भाई. Nihal wins this, yeah.
Fair
Because
enough.
Dubov ने सिंडारोव को हराया, I think वो भूख temporarily I think मिट गई होगी. तो I think he will, yeah. I think Nihal has good chances.
Amazing. So, and there it is, the losers bracket. Jaha Pranesh against Sargsyan. I think that's a crucial game for Pranesh to move on to the next round. And I think Arjun against Ian Nepomniachtchi will be important. So, what we can do, chat, is for the second round today, which is the final round for today. We'll be back tomorrow, of course. Second round today, we're gonna first look at Dubov's posture. कि भाई वो लेट के खेल रहा है कि सीधा खेल रहा है. Then we can jump to Arjun's game and see पहले दो games. Of course, we'll keep checking Nihal simultaneously. But I think Arjun के क्योंकि दो ही games है, we have to focus more there. And then once Arjun and Pranesh's games are over, then we can exclusively focus on Nihal's games. What do you think, Sahaj bhai?
Hey, we can just keep switching, yeah.
हाँ,
Just keep switching. It's completely fine. But yeah, of course, we have to keep a very close eye on Arjun and Pranesh because they're having, I think, pretty close matches for both of them. Because
yeah.
Nepo also not having the best event so far, and also Shant is versus Pranesh is, I think, a very for me that's a very interesting match because the players are super close to each other. So let's see what happens.
So chat, Tame bhai, do we know कि कितना break है अभी? 5 मिनट, 7 मिनट, 2 मिनट, 10 मिनट कुछ idea? ठीक है. So chat, we'll take a very, very short 5-minute break. And on the other side, it is Nihal Sarin fighting it out for glory.
The totem holds the moments that defined champions. Plays that became history.
This time, they may have just won. The bailout does absolutely nothing. The on babies are gone.
Across years, across games, across the world. The roar of the crowd. The winning play. The heartbreak. Moments that turned players into champions.
Trying to be feeding through here. He gets broken.
Moments that never fade.
Is it going to be good? Yes, it is. And Weibo will.
As echoes of the past grow distant, the next chapter begins. A new challenge unfolds. Who will define history? Who will rise above?
And we are back chat after a short break. Welcome to the stream. क्या ही धुआंधार बल्लेबाजी सारे प्लेयर्स की तरफ से लेटे लेटे बॉलिंग कर रहे थे कई लोग तो सहज भाई. एंड आई थिंक इस राउंड का स्टार गेम इज क्लियरली गोना बी निहाल सरीन अगेंस्ट डैनी डूबोव. मतलब सिंदारोव को भाई कैंडिडेट्स चैंपियन को बस दो डाला.
वो भी 3-0 with 2 games with black लेटे हुए. So yeah, but of course I think from to Nihal's benefit, I think to to his credit, I think he could also be 3-0
Yeah.
अगर वो चाहता तो. But I think वो at the end I think he also went and just made a draw at the end. But okay, he's also in some stellar form and he also defeated MVL, which is huge, which is always going to be huge. So
Agreed.
let's see.
Basically a battle of equals is what we are calling it, but जब equals में क्या होता है, जो पहला hand, जो पहला strike launch करता है, उनके chances बहुत high होते हैं. But the games are coming up. The first game is Arjun against Ian. That's going to be crucial. Second is Pranesh against Shant, of course. But of course, that star clash, Daniil Dubov versus Nihal Sarin. Chat, question to you, question to Sahaj bhai, क्या 3 गेम में खत्म होगा कि 4?
I think 3 में होगा भाई.
क्या बात कर रहे हो?
Yes,
सही में?
I think so, yeah.
नहीं, आई थिंक 4 में होगा ये वाला. ये वाला
तीन
is
होगा
too
भाई.
close.
3 होगा भाई. And I'll tell you why. I think it's because Dubov ने 3-0 से हराया उसको. I think because you're on a high because you know कि the guy who has literally just dominated everything, you just beat him 3-0. That's like an unbelievable high, right? Like for a chess player. And I think then maybe your sense of danger kind of goes away.
उसके सेंस पे डेंजर तो आसपास भी नहीं है. कोई डेंजर वाली चीज घर में घुस भी जाएगा उसको 15 सेकंड तो बेड से उठने में लगेंगे. अगर घर में बेल भी बजे तो उसको पहले उठना है. अरे भाई क्या कौन आया भाई. ही इज नॉट रेडी फॉर एनीथिंग राइट नाउ.
By the way, we do have liftoff. E4 has just been played.
There's Nihal.
And now,
भाई निहाल इज लेट. ओह
What?
वो कह रहे हैं भाई वी बोथ कैन प्ले द साइकोलॉजिकल गेम. निहाल सरीन. Oh, he's shocked by the game starting, yeah? He thought the game had not started.
I definitely don't think that was on purpose. I think वो वो जहाँ पर भी था, I think वो कुछ brand deals वगैरह कुछ कर रहा होगा, busy होगा. And now he plays E6.
Merge sign. Yeah.
Exactly, merge sign, थोड़ा चलता है.
Yeah.
Okay, he plays knight off. Oh ho, look at this, Tiku bhai. Look at what Dubov has just played. What? The source in system. Someone wrote a course on this chat. Do you know who that is? By bishop p3. What? That is insane.
It's almost like Dubov has a friend whom he met in India, and it was inspired and bought his course. भाई किसी ने कोर्स खरीदा क्या आपका?
भाई एक बात मैं आपको बता सकता हूँ. I did discuss the course with him, yeah. Just for a brief, and उसको बताया था bishop c4 bishop e3, but okay, he would know this, I think, anyways. But yeah, what a move I would say to see this on the board.
Yep.
And rook
is he
c8
planning
played now.
queenside castles? Like, is that the plan?
Yes, absolutely. Long castle and f4 g4. You just go for the kill basically. जो भी पहले आता है, you just go for it. And bishop d7, by the way, from Nihal is already going away from theory.
Yeah.
Generally, you play e6 there.
For Nihal, no, Sahaj, because look at the black king side. Black is 3 moves away from castling, and it's white to play. So you're essentially 3.5 moves away from castling. And if anything goes wrong, like if white manages f4, e5 or something, like now he's trying to kind of develop the king side. But as of now, Dubov in control.
Yeah, absolutely. And but by the way, he just played e6, but difficult situation, I would say, for both players. For now, and by the way, Niranjan Bhai is letting us know that a crazy game is happening between Ian and Arjun. Should we take a look at that?
Absolutely, bhai. And Arjun is better, bhai. What is this move? B5.
Oh, wait, what? So this was the position. Queen f5 only move, by the way, here, and b5 is a blunder. Okay, idea is clear, yeah, to play bishop b7 and rook c8. But ये knight c3 पे बैठ के will just defend everything, or you can just play e4 bishop c4 to block this. He's already a pawn up, by the way, and this is the second pawn in the position.
Yes, he chal hai, which you play in 2 cases. Either you are just kind of overconfident कि भाई मैं crazy खेल के जीत जाऊंगा, or second is when you're on a high, like भाई मैं crazy खेल के आऊं. Neither is the case for Ian, so I'm not sure why he played b5 Sahaj bhai. Na high पे है ना, like he's very stable as a chess player, right? Doesn't go for some crazy stuff.
Nepo.
Yeah. I
No,
mean,
no,
he's
bhai, I
crazy,
think
but he will
Nepo
not
is
play something
crazy,
which is
bhai.
dubious. Like, not
No, no,
dubious, right?
भाई I told you ना that F-Tech जीती मेरा खुद का experience है भाई I'll show you the game sometime maybe on stream also I can show at some point when the games are a bit slower that F-Tech जीत रही it was such a weird decision and it's such an imbalanced decision that he made against me actually in Title Tuesday itself and it sometimes it works out well but yeah to just summarize the point I think Nepo is very crazy I would
By
expect this
slight
from him.
error by Arjun. Arjun clearly not in shape, by the way. Knight D2 only move now for the
Bishop
advantage.
C7 already was a mistake by the way E4 खेलना था.
भाई अर्जुन फॉर्म में नहीं है, आई थिंक इट डजंट लुक लाइक ही इज इन फॉर्म, या ऐसी फीलिंग से आ रही है.
हो सकता है भाई ऑल्सो 3 मैचेस हारने के बाद आई थिंक फॉर्म की बात नहीं होती है
Yeah.
मोमेंटम की बात होती है आई फील
By the way,
मोमेंटम नहीं
chat,
है हमारे पास बिल्कुल भी
jumping back to the Dubov,
ओह
क्या हुआ, क्या
भाई
क्या क्या हुआ?
दैट वाज अ वेट डबल ब्लंडर नेपो आल्सो जस्ट ब्लंडर एंड नाउ ही इज बेटर अगेन भाई रुक c8 की जगह यहाँ पे नाइट टेक c4 वाज जस्ट क्लीन इट वाज हैंगिंग
Wait,
बट ओके
what?
नाउ अर्जुन इज मच बेटर नाउ लेट्स गो
Okay, that was hard to see though for Nepo as well. Yeah, Rook C8 and the bishop is gone. But okay, understandable. But okay,
फॉर
Bishop
नेपो
D8,
इट्स
now
इजी भाई
E5, E5 is very strong. Yeah, coming up and King B1 and White is just clearly winning.
if you give me 2 moves king b1 and okay rook c1 I'll just choose these 2 moves you give me I'm dead winning Black has to do something right now, so that's why the best move is Bishop D8 to just ask some questions early on. By the way, idea देखो Bishop C7, Rook C4, takes.
चल भाई दिख नहीं
Guess the
रहा है
move.
बोर्ड पे. दिख नहीं रहा है बोर्ड
Guess
पे.
the
टेक्स
moves.
टेक्स टेक्स टेक्स.
अरे
आपने
अच्छा,
हिकारू की तरह खेला. इसलिए
अरे
आपको ही दिखा
अच्छा.
वो. भाई.
कैप्चर तो हुआ ना बोर्ड पे या नहीं?
अब हो गया,
या हो
अब हो
गया
गया.
ना?
हाँ, अब
हाँ
हो
तो
गया.
Queen takes C7. अब बताओ what is the best move for Black?
Queen A8, yeah.
Exactly, Queen A8. Alekine's gun, but the idea is Rook C8 के बाद you're just going for the C file. That is the follow for Nepo, which is not the easiest thing to see. If he doesn't see it, he's definitely worse by, if not
Crazy.
losing.
So Arjun in the driver's seat, चाहे नेपो की गलती से क्यों ना हो. Let's go to Dubov, जहां उन्होंने F5 लॉन्च कर दिया है. भाई क्रेजी. हाँ, क्या हुआ?
I just want to check out Pranesh as well, just for a second, to see how he's doing. This is the position, double bishop versus bishop, and so he has 2 bishops and his opponent has 2 knights basically, and very little chance for Pranesh to lose this. Only he is pressing, that is for sure. C4, C5 could be a plan. He has to look for a breakthrough, but it's going to be a long game. Actually, I'm not sure which side I prefer, but going to be a long game. Okay, so let's move to Dubov, yeah?
गेम प्रणेश और शांत का है, लेकिन दो डूडा दिख रहे थे मुझे.
वही तो हम देख भाई अभी तो कोई कुछ नहीं दिख रहा भाई. There's b5 played by the way. Now pawn takes pawn, rook d3. This is by the way thematic stuff. Or pawn takes pawn, bishop takes pawn and rook d3. I mean, sorry, my bad. Takes के बाद you go for e5 basically, and then you target the e6 pawn. That's also very thematic here.
Wait, isn't this opening like not as E5 played by the way?
Bhai, I think Dubov is over pressing. I think Nihal will take this by.
Bhai, only move bishop 6 now. That's not something that I would think instantly.
Yeah, I think Nihal will take this one. Come on. Chad, what do you think?
On, Nihal.
Nihal? I'm seeing only Nihal, yeah. Like I'm seeing Nihal and that rocket emoji so much in the chat. Like,
Bhai, Nihal Sarin Soul have a lot of fans, and you can see him there. By the way, Dubov is also saying, I think he said something to himself. I'm not sure. He's not happy with his last decision, which was a mistake. And by the way, chat, वो लोग कह रहे हैं वहां पे इतने सारे कपड़े जर्सीज क्यों है निहाल की, because हर राउंड के बाद वो चेंज करके नई जर्सी में हराएंगे ओपोनेंट को. That's the goal.
Crazy.
By the way, he's taken on F6.
And now rook takes d7 is possible, by the way. But knight e4, that was the best move. Now pawn takes f5, only move for Nihal. And now knight takes f6, gf6. 3 pawn आएंगे f file पे.
That is tough, man. I still prefer Dubov, chat, actually. Because
Nihal pushed the golden pawn without pushing the golden pawn. That's why Nihal will win.
Interesting, सहज भाई, interesting. कुछ आया था नॉलेज में दिमाग में, लेकिन I can't say it out loud actually. अलग से बताऊंगा भाई. By the way, 6, you can't take with the queen, chat, because bishop on d7 is hanging, rook से. So you will have to take with the pawn, and इसका मतलब आपका king weak हो रहा है. So even though Nihal has an extra pawn, his king is weaker, and the game will be very, very tough, I think, for black. Time पे ध्यान रखना पड़ेगा उनको.
Correct, the king is weak, but okay, at the same time, there's not a lot of minor pieces left. And there are major pieces. This bishop is there, but I can always challenge it with bishop e6. That's तो the bishop तो trade हो जाएगा बहुत जल्दी. But ये रुक को आने में टाइम लग रहा है. 2 moves लग रही हैं आपको. उन 2 moves में मैं I mean I can give a check, I can go king h8, rook g8, ऐसे बचा सकता हूँ मैं. So it is, I think, savable territory for Nihal regardless. Also, he's ahead on the clock as well, which is, I think, a big bonus here.
Bye.
Queen
But I think
did he just Queen H5, yeah?
are the bishop e6 only move now? Is it that obvious Sahej bhai bishop e6 खेलना है?
Yeah, I would say so for sure. That looks very, very logical to me. And then let's see what he goes for.
Wow. भाई आई एम स्टिल सरप्राइज बाय डुबोव यार, मतलब क्रेजी खेला वो, मतलब लाइक कैसे किस पोज में भाई 3-0 हरा दिया भाई बंदे ने, दैट्स इनसेन.
Insane, yeah. That's just can't make this stuff up. So bishop e6 is now the only move. Nihal is thinking right now. 5.5 minutes each we have. Board gaya kya? Oh, should I refresh? Okay, I just refreshed. Great, awesome. Sorry, chat. Board is back now.
Wow.
And now bishop e6
And
is the move.
he's still thinking. That's a good sign, chat. Crucial moments में you should take your time and figure out the best way to approach this, because यहाँ पे गलती कर दी, it could cost you the game. So it's an important decision, and he finds the best move. Great
Nice.
call, taking extra time Sahej bhai there in that move.
Yeah, exactly. It took over a minute there, which is a lot of time in rapid chess, because you only start with 10 minutes and with no increment. More than 10% of your time, yeah. Very, very important where you do this. So queen h6 is possible now. f6 ke pawn pe thoda pressure. And then this rook d3, rook g3 is the biggest threat here. So rook d3 mein ho kya raha hai?
That's a good
Bhai,
question actually.
rook d3,
Ooh.
queen c5 check only move, by the way. But I was gonna say, like, if I played king g7 chal nahi raha hai, but do you know this is a draw?
Oh, hilarious actually. I'm
That's a
surprised he's
draw.
not winning, by the way.
Rook f4, yeah, something like this.
Yeah. Crazy, bhai.
Actually, if you go here, king h8 is rook f. No, there's queen e4 actually. Doesn't work. Okay, going back to the original position.
Yeah. Okay, now white is thinking that crucial move for white, because अगर white को जीतना है, he needs to come up with a very, very nice idea here.
क्या लग रहा है आपको? ये मैच तो ड्रॉ मतलब लग रहा है ना? Draw is most likely result here, I feel.
I'm hoping, because queen c5 निकालना पड़ेगा, and queen c5 के बाद king h1 and f4 is the plan, just to offer the trade of queens. And f4 for a single move controls the g3 square. g3 check is not possible. Very important.
By the way, queen c5 check, and now king h1 पे f4 is better for Nihal actually. Rook f2 के बाद f4 पे it's equal. But why? King h1 में इतना फर्क क्यों है भाई? बैक रैंक पे कुछ हो रहा है क्या? देखो भाई.
भाई कुछ तो हो रहा है बैक रैंक पे यार, इतना
right, भाई, look at this. King h1 f4 takes rook f4. I have bishop takes b3, and आप c pawn से capture नहीं कर सकते, because this is a checkmate. And if you capture with anything else, then the c2 pawn falls. वही same चीज rook f2 के साथ करता हूं मैं, तो c pawn से मैं capture कर सकता हूं. Oh, he plays king h1. Wow, that's a mistake. And now f4 only move played. Let's go. Now no more rook h3. Queens are being traded. Queen h6 जाओगे तो queen g5 is a move.
Okay.
He takes the queen on c5.
Basically,
now
Nihal is out of the movements now. He's very
Sorry?
safe now, Shad. He's not risking anything. I think time पे आगे है Sahej bhai. Position be equal at least. I think Nihal is drawing this. This is going to be a draw.
No, this is easy draw, I think. Very, very easy draw, I think. Back rank mate ka threat. He's technically a pawn up right now, chat. Don't forget. So if anyone is playing right now, it could be Nihal. Should be Nihal, I think. Unless ये rook g3, rook f3 करके draw रहा है तो.
No, I think, yeah, with double pawns also a4 aa raha hai, exchanging those pawns. I think draw is the likely result, but it was looking dangerous. So draw is a great result for Nihal here actually.
There's a repetition incoming now. This is the repetition.
Yeah.
Check, rook f3. Yeah, Dubov will not be happy with this, yeah? Because he did have a very good chance in the game, but he did not capitalize on it fully.
Okay, black pieces draw. Amazing result for Nihal. It's half each. The next game will start in just about 60 seconds. Let's jump to Arjun Sahej bhai. Wahan kya chal raha hai?
Yes, let's take a look there. Arjun is much better against Nepo. He has an extra pawn and bishop versus knight ka imbalance. He's completely winning, no?
Yeah. King side attack बना हुआ है. Rook G1 is an idea. You have control over the C file. Bishop against knight. If the bishop is taken, your pawn structure improves. I think domination on every front on the chessboard.
Correct. I think that's an understatement here. Wow. Queen B7, that's a nice move. Takes के बाद this pawn on A7 because मैंने 2 बार बोला था जान के by the way. Rook C8. Rooks be trade. Let's go.
Okay. Looks like a
By the way,
decent move.
Magnus was a
हाँ.
lot worse, but now he's safe.
Got
Now
it.
he's safe. Now it's
भाई,
equal.
Vincent has a knack for putting Magnus in trouble. Yeah, मतलब
Yeah.
हमेशा कहीं ना कहीं pressure तो डालता है. It's not
वही
an
है.
easy match for Magnus ever.
Vincent is that guy. Yeah, true.
Chat, by the way, question to you. क्या लग रहा है अगली गेम में निहाल डुबो में क्या होगा? Win, draw, loss, spam कर दो भाई. In the poll, by the way, 88% people saying Nihal wins. Bhai, it's like not even close in the polls. Even the position mates much closer.
Crazy. Crazy. But okay, it's a draw. I think still that's a good start for him. By the way, Sindarov completely beating MVL. So he's back to his
Winning ways.
old ways, winning ways. Sindarov
Yeah.
is back now.
Just the laying down threw him off, yeah, but लेटो मत उसके साथ बस.
Yeah, I
that's
think
the
हो
only thing.
सकता है. हो सकता है. Some psychological thing. Yeah, it's possible for sure.
By the way, Arjun still winning. You can see chat. 2 pass pawn hai. Black doesn't have a pass pawn right now. I can just play b4 next, and the bishop offers enough of protection कि कोई, you know, perpetual नहीं होगा. Queen pinning that knight, so black literally खाली queen से खेल रहा है. And there is no way to break that pin. Yeah, e5 of course gives me a target on e5 now.
Exactly. E5 now queen c3 can be played, queen c5 can be played, and also this
Yeah.
knight becomes weaker क्योंकि knight d5 का जो outpost आपको बहुत desperately चाहिए वो अब outpost नहीं है.
Agreed.
And also this pawn on e5 is something black's queen always has to defend.
Yeah.
But let's see what happens. He still is 1 minute behind though. Queen c4, beautiful move by attacking the
Amazing.
f7 pawn. Another downside of playing e5 by the way.
अब f7 fall है तो क्वीन को वापस जाना पड़ेगा e7 पे, d7 पे. Now I can simply start pushing the a pawn all the way to a6, and I think कहीं ना कहीं पे this is resignable for Ian Nepomniachtchi जिन्होंने pawn sack दिया था for no reason, and वही pawn अगर यहाँ b7 पे होता, this would be much more defensible.
Yeah, this would be, I think black would be the one pushing here, bhai, if the pawn hota b7 pe to. But I see the idea. You just push the pawn on a6, queen takes f7 check, and a7 8. Like sack the bishop there. So a6 now, and now queen takes f7 is just winning. You कैसे रुक रहा है?
Wow.
Beautiful. Beautiful stuff.
Queen a7.
So
बढ़िया.
Arjun also back to his winning ways. So let's go. King h6, by the way, he plays. Queen f7 is no longer a check in this position. Chat. He goes queen c6. Idea of queen b7. And take 6 के बाद knight d7 is possible, perhaps. But it's winning. Completely winning.
It's winning. I mean, king h6 से बड़ा भाई. What else can we say? Huh? I mean, Sindarov king नहीं है कि g5 f4 आके game draw कर लेगा भाई.
By the way, looking at the game of Pranesh as well, he is completely equal, like dead drawn position. So, like 99% chance वहाँ पे draw ही होगा. But let's move to that once we finish this. Because I believe this is about to be finished.
Even he is pushing actually now with queen f5 he plays, and he finds it. So it's good chances of him also winning. By the way, queen straight हो चुकी है अर्जुन की गेम में. I think now it's even more over. Now the king can simply walk up, जैसे उसी का घर है पूरा यहाँ पे, उसी की दिल्ली है यहाँ पे, आराम से चल के आ सकता है ऊपर.
Correct. And these two double pawns are just beautiful defenders in this position because अगर ये pawn यहाँ होता chat, तो then black could play f5, e4, f4, e3, and this pawn could technically be a passer. हाँ, बहुत टाइम लगता आपको, but still ये passer बन सकता था. But ये double pawns की वजह से ये pawns कभी भी passer नहीं बनेगा, and that's why they're amazing defenders.
भाई bishop a4, bishop b5 खत्म. Knight is dead.
King b5 ये नहीं खेल सकते क्या?
हाँ, true, also possible.
Oh, he wants to play g5 and push this pawn down. Clever.
भाई थोड़ा ध्यान देखना पड़ेगा भाई.
कि 1000 तरीके से win होगी भाई.
Okay, king
h3 पे रोक दो ना इसको, bishop c4, bishop f1, GG.
हाँ. Okay, he goes king c7, h4, okay.
g6 भी winning है भाई. Oh, h3 he wants to go bishop f1, h2, bishop g2, yeah.
He wants to keep it very safe, but okay, I mean it's getting a bit more tricky, but
No,
still
it's
winning.
winning.
Now g6 wins.
King has to be in, tied down to the knight, and who's gonna defend this? Oh, he just resigns.
Let's go.
Let's go, GG Arjun. So one more game to go. But this is a great development. Nepo, by the way, having a very bad event so far. Yeah, he won his first match against Duda. उसके बाद 4 consecutive losses for Nepo.
So that means Arjun is still in a chat. अब उनको सिर्फ draw चाहिए अगली game में to make sure he's still in the event. So let's jump to Pranesh against Sargsyan, जहां पे इस भाई Sargsyan में डूडा क्यों दिख रहा है मुझे फिर से?
Bhai, good question, very good question. But okay, there is a repetition on the board. Okay, gives a okay. There is no way that you can escape the repetition, no, unless Sargsyan tries to flag Pranesh, which is a very very big possibility because black
नहीं.
ही checks दे सकता है.
भाई Queen E6 check आ रहा है ना, like that's gonna be
Right.
I think, and then H takes G6 like Queen F7 mate के साथ. There's no way you can realistically hope for it.
He's going on the other side. GH5 Queen E6 check. Okay, now it's Pranesh who should repeat here. Because time बहुत बहुत कम है.
Chat, Nihal game पहली गेम ड्रॉ चुकी है, सेकंड गेम अभी स्टार्ट होगी, सो विल जंप टू इट एज सून एज इट बिगिंस. सो जब तक सारी गेम्स खत्म नहीं होंगी दूसरी गेम स्टार्ट नहीं होगी. सो दैट्स द ओनली डिफरेंस. पहली गेम इज अ ड्रॉ.
Yeah, and Magnus, by the way, has defeated Vincent Keymer and Abdusattorov, by the way, has won again. So 5 out of 5 for 4 out of 4.
अलग ही
Sorry.
आगे भाई. I feel like उसने किसी की Instagram स्टोरी देखा उसमें मैं नहीं हूं, and he got pumped up and now he's just winning.
Theories तो बहुत है हमारे पास. बहुत हैं, but Nodirbek, bhai, watch out for Nodirbek, bhai. That's all I'm gonna say.
Agreed.
Oh, by the way, Pranesh also continuing to play. He could have repeated just now again, but he doesn't. Bhai, Pranesh got 24 seconds. Oh, by the way, Queen B2 check only move.
भाई come on. But okay, that's
Queen A7 is lost. Queen C4 के बाद, bhai. Oh, wait, that's
भाई let's go.
ways. No ways that just happened. No ways.
Let's go भाई, let's go.
Arey, Queen G8 check, bhai. That is so sad.
अबे नहीं.
You could have taken. Just
You
take
can
no
still
E8.
take.
Why Queen E8? But why? Or 19 seconds maybe, yeah. He's just panicking. Flag
भाई.
mode में होगा अभी वो, for sure.
I think king pawn endgame analyze करना not easy, oh maybe.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
was
yeah.
not.
Oh, blunder by the way,
Bhai,
D7.
D7, come on, come on.
Why this is so hard to play with no time, yeah.
Okay. he's
So
winning this,
many
yeah?
checks.
Bhai, he has more time. He's gonna win this. He's gonna win this. Queen D6 check.
A flag page,
Queen
time
E6,
page.
Queen E6, Queen E6.
Queen F3 is beautiful. King F3 is beautiful. Queen E8, let's go. Queen E8.
Queen's check. It's check. Queen D8 was check. Queen D8 was check. It's still check. Bhai.
दो queens है mate हो रही है. Crazy.
Let's go, bhai. So Pranesh as well as Arjun both in the running. Bhai, nobody is giving up just yet in the losers bracket as well. And अब शांत के बदले MVL आ गया, but शांत नहीं आ रहा है आज.
शांत को आना ही नहीं है भाई.
अभी मैग्नस भी आएगा
Shant
वापस
has had
देखना
a
भाई.
bad day. I mean, Magnus के साथ, I mean, his first match was against Magnus. His second match, I mean, of course, he would not be happy with this. So, but yeah, by the way, the next games should be beginning any moment. I already see it here. This is the Arjun match against Nepo, and let's go to Nihal as well to see how he's doing. This is the current position. And by the way, Dubov playing with the black pieces for the first time against Nihal. Tiko bhai.
Yep, and I think Nihal Sarin अगर यहाँ पे win लेते हैं, that's gonna be huge for his chances to win this 4-game match against Dubov. Dubov in great shape. By the way, Dubov को एक भी गेम में रोक ही नहीं पाए हमारे कैंडिडेट्स विनर, बट निहाल ने पहली गेम में कंफर्टेबली होल्ड कर लिया. That's a good sign. अब वाइस देखते हैं क्या होता है भाई. मजा आएगा.
Exactly भाई, बहुत मजा आएगा. तो भाई, what's more important टिक्कू भाई, preparation or posture?
I think both. जब प्रिपरेशन हो तो बढ़िया है, प्रिपरेशन ना हो तो भाई पोस्चर से ही गेम खेलो. आई थिंक बिकॉज योर ओपोनेंट विल बी लाइक, इसको मेरे सामने लेट रहा है, अब दिखाऊंगा मैं इसको, एंड देन सडनली ही डजंट प्ले हिज बेस्ट चेस.
He's still in that pose, bhai. That is ridiculous. He's been like that for the last 2.5 hours. I mean, हाथ definitely थक गया होगा भाई at this point. He's doing it on purpose. Okay, but D4, D5 played. Let's go. QGD, another QGD on the board.
Maybe Catalan, possible. Nihal Sarin, no. Queen's Gambit. H6. Ooh, भाई, this is kind of a Nihal move against Nihal, yeah. Like उनका weapon ही उनके against इस्तेमाल कर रहे हैं.
Yeah, Dubov has played this in the past by many times, I'm sure. Hikaru has played this. Gukesh has played it against Elyanov. I'm pretty sure Dubov has played this in the past many times.
Agreed.
This was that Sindarov Hikaru game from candidates, by the way. And Prag Hikaru as well.
Ooh, e3. Just blocking the bishop. Usually I would just put the bishop on f4, bishop e7. I think b3 करके खेलेंगे. Adigban
Done.
को, yeah,
दोनों
Adigban
done.
will be very happy. Dubov
सहज
looking
भाई
really.
Sahaj Bhai's one-on-one chess session is better than group session. Is the extra fees worth it? Depends, bhai. Depend करता है on many factors. What are your needs? But I would say like in general, one-on-one is more targeted. And group sessions तब अच्छे होते हैं when it's on a certain subject. Like if you want to learn a certain opening or कुछ end game पे काम करना है आपको. Something that a lot of you can work on, basically.
Sejay, what are your needs? अगर आपको कभी कोचिंग लेनी हो तो. सहज भाई. सहज भाई अपनी नीड्स लेके चले गए.
So it was my
Good
internet.
internet.
Wow.
Good internet is your need. Understandable.
was my internet.
Understandable. By the way, I like
भाई मैं
Nihal's
तब से
position.
भाषण
Yeah?
दे रहा हूँ भाई बट yeah he
Right.
has a great position. DC5 is already very very good for him. Yeah.
Looks nice, yeah. You attack rook c1 now, attack the bishop indirectly, d5 pawn with pressure. You always have h3 to attack the bishop. Knight b5 bhi aapke paas is an option. Like this looks great for Nihal.
Yeah. And in as black, you want to play d4 as quickly as you can.
Agreed.
D4 is what you want to play as quickly as you can, but of course, right now is not possible. Knight b5 is a very nice move as well. Rook c1 खेला उसने.
Threat knight d5, knight b5 ideas to attack the bishop. So bishop को defend कर सकते हैं. Okay, he plays bishop e7.
That's bad, yeah.
But
Now he knows it's a bit worse now for black for sure. You want the bishop on c5, a6, bishop a7 जाता है ऐसे. But अभी a6 आ नहीं रहा था because I'm guessing there's knight d5. I mean, the c5 bishop is hanging. Lost like many online games like this chat in the past, like in Blitz and Bullet and even in Rapid. I'm not sure if this happened in Rapid, but definitely it has happened to me in Bullet and Blitz.
Chat. ये गेम जीत जाएंगे तो 1.5 की लीड होगी. We could be 1 game away from going to the semi-finals, Sahaj bhai, already. Like this tournament is moving fast. Hopefully Nihal wins. And by the way, knight b5 a good idea, of course. Anything else you would consider? I'm thinking like just bishop d3, queen e2, rook d1, something like that.
That's good because actually not queen e2. Generally, bishop d3 is a good move because you want to play knight e2, knight f4. Because knight e2 से ये भी बच रहा है, knight f4 से you always take on e6 and golden pawn को touch करते हो. But he goes for a different approach. He plays knight d4, which is more principled, in my opinion, because you completely now dominate the d4 square for yourself. You cannot move the rook, a7 मर रहा है, bishop c5 possible नहीं है. Queen b6 के लोग end game तो मेरा ही फायदा है because आपका pawn isolated है. This looks very promising, I believe, for Nihal. I think Nihal is taking this one, bhai.
Agreed. I think Dubov ऊपर से ऐसे खिलाड़ी है ना who prefers counter play, like at dynamic positions, like exchange sack मार दिया candidates winner के साथ. This kind of position is not his forte. जहाँ defense करना है end game में अपने प्यादे को ऐसे पकड़ के रखो कहीं मुझसे छीन के ना ले जाए. That's not the kind of position he would prefer to defend in. And Queen A5 you see, trying ambitious ideas. इतना आसान नहीं होगा Dubov के लिए यहाँ पे hold करना.
को bishop c5 खेलना है, I believe. I think that's his idea, to kick the queen and then push d4 at the right moment. And then, he goes a3. Beautiful move. Because bishop c5, now always b4 is going to be a threat. Queen hata ke b4 kabhi bhi. Rook f8 played.
Smooth, bhai. Smooth. Apparently f4 is also a plan, but I would just play bishop f3 or rook d1. Just pressure d5 heavily here.
But rook c4 आ जाएगा उसमें भाई, थोड़ा careful रहना पड़ेगा. Rook d1 I think is nice, keeping the bishop here to not allow rook c4. I like that approach. And now a5, by the way, one of the best moves for black. The second best move is queen f8, which is ridiculous. I think the idea is to just play a5 anyways. और कोई मूवी नहीं है यहाँ पे black के लिए.
And played. Why? Dubov is fighting back here. Chad, it's not over just yet. Dubov fighting back. And trying to hold this game, and time पे वो अभी भी 1 minute और 15-20 सेकंड आगे हैं. So this is a battle going on between two very very strong and informed players.
Yeah, absolutely. And b5 के बाद the problem is the black can always play bishop c5 to try and play d4, and queen को d4 से हटाना है basically Dubov को. दबाव, Dubov का दबाव incoming.
भाई असली दुआ का दबाव तो भी बैट जी फील कर रहे हैं उनके, बिकॉज पूरा लेट के मतलब दबाव बिठा दिया उन्होंने. बट okay, question to you, Chad and Sahil. Do you think he sits up during the match against Nihal, or do you think नहीं पूरा time लेते रहेंगे?
Depends if he goes under 1 minute. I think it has nothing to do with the player. It's more about his time. Oh, by the way, look at this. He's allowing rook c4, but I think he has queen takes and rook d8 and bishop b7, something like this in his mind, which is interesting.
Ooh, nice tactic, chat. Basically exchanging pieces in a way which favors you. By the way, it takes p4 played. So black के पास a file खुल चुकी है. Can't use it just yet. सारे square covered है. But at some point maybe.
Yeah, at some point, definitely possible. Rook c4 mein there's queen c4. I think that's if I had to guess, this is exactly what Dubov is calculating right now. If he is calculating, that is.
Ronaldo ji कह रहे हैं Dubov's left hand is numb. That's why he's playing with his right hand, chat. That's the point.
क्या input है भाई?
Yeah, by the way, queen takes c4 possible, but that would be an endgame. Not sure if there's enough masala for a win there. For
भाई अगर ड्रॉ हो गई तो फिर तो मतलब 4 गेम पक्का है.
हाँ, that's
फिर तो 3 में नहीं खत्म होगा. Oh, by the way, Arjun completely lost against
क्या बात
Nepo.
कर दी भाई?
अरे यार, that's bad. That I think his last move was a blunder. This rook d8 and it allowed queen h2. And is this knight trapped or bishop? This bishop h4, yeah, and you take on d8. Okay, I don't know if it's. No, it is bad actually. It's very bad. So generally in this position, white का एक pawn नहीं होता यहाँ पे. Like c2 या c3 का एक pawn नहीं होता. Then black has good compensation. That's what I originally thought. But now it's just an exchange. By Nepo is winning this one. By we're gonna go into Armageddon here.
Damn. And what about Pranesh?
So let's take a look with Pranesh. This is the position.
Sindarov is also lost, by the way. Sindarov is also
Arre
lost.
bhai, look, did you catch that position? By the way, Pranesh is better against Shant, so he's the first one I think who. I think Pranesh का match सबसे पहले खत्म होगा because it's not going to go into tie break. But look at this position. By knight f3 check.
Oh wow.
Disgusting. Wow. Woof. Rook h5 incoming. Bhai, kya? This is insane.
Chat, by the way, 2000 लोग से ऊपर देख रहे हैं. Do like the stream. This is the chess.com open. I want to give you context in about 30 seconds about the stakes of the event. Basically, we are deciding 3 spots for the EWC जो होने वाला है अगस्त में, एंड टॉप 3 को वहां डायरेक्ट एंट्री मिलेगी. एंड इंडिया से 3 प्लेयर्स खेल रहे हैं. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल वी हैव एरिगासी अर्जुन हु इज स्ट्रगलिंग एक्चुअली राइट नाउ. देन वी हैव निहाल सरीन हु इज डोमिनेटिंग राइट नाउ, एंड देन वी हैव प्रनेश हु इज आल्सो फाइटिंग राइट नाउ अगेंस्ट एमवीएल. सो पहला राउंड निहाल जीते, प्रनेश एंड अर्जुन लॉस्ट. नाउ दे आर फाइटिंग इन द लूजर्स ब्रैकेट, दैट इज अर्जुन एंड प्रनेश. इफ दे लूज दे आर आउट ऑफ द इवेंट. सो यहां पे हार नहीं एक्सेप्ट कर सकते. Of course, Nihal doing pretty well, but right now, Sai, what do you make of this position?
Why did you see this? Knight h2 also.
Wow.
Bhai, this is, yeah, I think Sindarov would not be happy with, this day for sure. But yeah, this is the update there. Of course, Arjun is lost, but Pranesh still putting some pressure. I think he could win or he will draw. So that's the update there. Let's switch back to Nihal to see how he's doing. Slightly better still, yeah?
Agreed. And I think it's not the kind of position. Oh, okay, he takes on f6. I think the plan is just take on c4, but black takes on b5, rook c8 check. Don't see much happening now. But I think draw ने वाला है.
Rook c4, bishop b5, ये pawn नहीं मिल रहा क्या मुझे किसी तरह से? मिल सकता है pawn
ना?
Rook b4 मतलब बाद में भी तो मर जाएगा वो pawn. हाँ, but लेकिन वो खेलना will be a nightmare. Also, he has 2 minutes. He's going for that idea. Yeah, he sees the extra pawn, but he has 2 minutes less, so it not maybe the best situation to go to do this in.
No, I think 2 minutes is not that much at time, I think, but it should be okay. Meanwhile, by the way, chat, Pranesh is completely winning now. That is essentially game over. Magnus and Vincent is going to be another draw. So Magnus unable to beat Vincent for the second time in a row. Bhai, inki rivalry build up ho rahi hai, Vincent against Magnus. World Cup 2023, then the freestyle tournament this year, and now this.
Wow. Correct. And now rook b4, by the way. Takes ke baad, I think you're going to win the pawn on b7. Rook bishop, 4 versus 3. Aadha time hai aapke paas, yaar. That's the problem. Aadha time is too little, no? You're not winning this.
बचा लिया ना उसने. वो बैठा ही नहीं सीधा कुर्सी पे, तो उसने आधा टाइम लेट के बचा लिया. He didn't have to sit up, so that's why.
Moves खेलना easier हो गया Dubov के लिए basically.
हाँ, उसका हाथ पास है लैपटॉप के मतलब.
हाँ, exactly.
Okay, by the way, Bishop E7 played. So, okay, I was looking at Arjun's game. Sorry, my bad. Arjun is completely busted, by the way.
Yeah, wow. I see that, but okay, it's basically over.
So, tie breaks, yeah? Armageddon between Arjun and Ian now. Gonna happen soon. By the way, rook b4 played by Nihal Sarin, attacking the bishop. Decision for Daniil Dubov. How does he want to do this? Is he going to just play like bishop? I don't know. Can you play bishop c6? I was just thinking, can you just play bishop c6 exchange pieces, or would that be a bit risky?
Bishop c6 I would never play. Bhai. Bishop c6 takes ke baad, I think I will play rook c4, and okay, knight has a much better chance of, because pawns are on one side of the board now. You want your opponent to have the bishop here. It will be harder to play for a win for sure.
Yeah, maybe then you just take on a4. Yeah, would that be a better choice? Just take and
Yeah, could be for sure.
Okay, so still waiting. Wait, Chad, Magnus won against Vincent in the first game. Okay, Chad, I mean, I saw that game. I was like, there's no way anybody's winning this. But he apparently won that game. Wow, my bad, bhai. My bad for doubting Magnus. Meri galti hai, bhai. Wow. And he sacked his rook, by the way, for a pawn.
I
Magnus
know,
in that game.
Against Vincent, na? Yeah, of
Can
course.
we show that at some point? Kabhi dekhenge, bhai. Crazy.
This is the position. Rook takes d6.
मेरी गलती है मैं देखा नहीं भाई I apologize
No, we actually spoke about it like in the but yeah वो जल्दी हुआ बहुत सारे games हैं ना. Makes sense.
Crazy.
भाई Nodirbek is not winning. ये कैसे हुआ? Look at this. This is the current position. 4 games he has won in a row. भाई क्या Nodirbek 5वां game जीत सकता है?
But Pranesh has won and Nepo has also won. So Pranesh wins his first round in the losers bracket, and he, I think, will be back tomorrow confirmed. So that's a big win for Pranesh, yeah? Stays in the tournament.
For sure, I think, for sure. Huge. But yeah, Arjun के लिए थोड़ा डर लग रहा है भाई. For sure, because he's on paper, he's the highest rated. So I thought, उसके लिए it will be the easiest, but it's been the hardest day for him so far, if we think about it.
Right, 3-0 harna, yeah, against a player who's like, okay, he's very strong, Sina Movahed, but still to lose 3-0 was totally unexpected. But okay, Chad, इसका मतलब कि निहाल की game will be very important, of course, but Pranesh का आज का दिन खत्म होता है, so he'll be back tomorrow. Now we're going to look at the game of Nihal Sarin, who's still fighting in the endgame side, if we go there. And what do you make of the position? I think halke fulke chances maybe, or no?
Yep. This is the position. Chances तो हैं भाई. I mean, if you take this, actually no chances by here. This is the best formation for the pawns. अगर मैं, let's say you play bishop e2, bishop takes b5, bishop takes b5, rook b5, ठीक है? Let's say rook end game है, and this is the best pawn structure you can have, as like that you can want. Even if अगर आपके pawns connected होते, it's harder to defend that. So to answer your question, very unlikely that Nihal will win this.
Yep. And we are reading your chat. बिल्कुल पढ़ रहे हैं हम लोग, या कुछ भी crazy message होगा तो हम पढ़ेंगे बिल्कुल. And the only comments we'll not read are the ones about Daniil Dubov's posture. भाई क्या मतलब अलग ही बंदा है. By the way, you can see जैसे bicep pump हुआ पड़ा है Daniil Dubov का भाई वहाँ पे. And by the way, bishop d7 played. Maybe planning f5 on a good day, just exchanging the double pawn, saying कि भाई double pawn चाहिए नहीं life में मुझे.
Yeah, I think that's quite nice. Rook f4. King is this is just a repetition, no? Like this. So 4 games are incoming, basically.
भाई neck to neck चल रहा है, and
तो tie break possible, टिकू भाई.
होगा भाई. I thought so. मुझे लगा tie break होगा इसमें.
4 draw you think, yeah? 4 draws.
नहीं, 4 draw नहीं. Like,
no ways.
Even if somebody wins, then I think the other guy will counter and win again. So I think it's going to be a tie, and 1 each, bhai. That is
very close. Yeah, and by the way, Nodirbek is now completely lost. His first loss, by the way, of the entire day. 4 games, and now Lazavik finally takes him down.
Yep. दो तरह से पास pawn दोनों नहीं रोक पाओगे मोगैम्बो जी, and that is it. King e4 finishes off in style.
Beautiful. So King e2 पे. Oh, knight c3 and still not so clear. But okay, should do this, and basically don't let the knight sack for this pawn, and you are golden.
Yeah. Just king d4, I guess.
By the way, chat में someone's writing chess bars 18. Says by in the tournament which I scored 5 out of 9. Gautam Krishna was also playing and he won first place with 9 out of 9. Insane, bhai, insane. I think that kid I think has a lot of potential for sure. Big fan I
सहज भाई
think.
तो पिछले वर्ल्ड
Fan हूँ
में
भाई मैं
मुझसे कह
उसका.
रहे भाई, क्रेजी बंदा है वो, ये तो है.
Yeah, he's very strong I think.
सो सहज भाई, थर्ड गेम में क्या हुआ, क्या लगता है बिटवीन डुबोव एंड निहाल? नाउ डुबोव हैज वाइट.
Draw होगा भाई. Draw होगा I think. Draw होगा और fourth round में I think Nihal will take it.
उफ.
चैट आपको क्या लगता है by the way, निहाल या फिर दुबोव? और has your thing changed after first two games या फिर it's still the same? Tiku bhai, for you I think it's the same, yeah, because you predicted that it will go into 4 matches.
Yeah, I think tie break होगा भाई, because इतना neck to neck. They also might have a lot of respect for each other after these two draws, so they might play it safe. Like they might not take that much risk because they're seeing the other guy is in form.
Right. That makes perfect sense. Then I'll be like, आप bye. Dangerous चीज़ है in the chat. I think all the
Are
games
you-
are finished. Only Nodirbek is playing.
Yeah.
I think no, Nodirbek का भी हो गया ना?
नहीं
No,
चल
he's
रहा
still, he's
है.
still playing.
And good question by Karthik bhai ki, are you excited to watch Magnus play 2 classical tournaments in 1 month? That is a big surprise for me कि भाई classical खेलना ही नहीं था और एक ही महीने में 2 खेल रहे हो, भी इतने बड़े-बड़े events.
True, guys. Tepe Segeman and then Norway chess back to back will be a lot of fun, भाई. 2800 रेटिंग सिर्फ एक ही प्लेयर की है अब दुनिया में चैट, and that is Magnus Carlsen. There is no one else
Can
with
you
2800 rating right now.
imagine Norway chess कितना बड़ा होने वाला है इस साल? We have Magnus Carlsen, we have Gukesh, we have Prag, we have Humpy, we have Divya. Oh my God, this is gonna be a spectacular event to watch. I mean, like on par with a tournament like the candidates. Yeah, like of course stakes maybe are not as high, but insane tournament.
Yeah, Norway chess is always, I think, crazy. Oh, by the way, Nodirbek has just resigned against Denis Lazavik, handing him his first defeat in round 2. So यहाँ पर भी 4 games तो definitely होंगे. So now it's neck to neck everywhere.
भाई neck to
Is
neck
there
चल रहा है.
only one player, by the way, who has not lost? Yeah, that's Magnus Carlsen right now. Magnus Carlsen is he's right now leading. Yeah, sorry, you were saying?
Nodirbek खुश नहीं लग रहा भाई. Like he's saying something. Maybe Sindarov पीछे बैठा हुआ उसके, कह रहा कोई ना भाई, फाइट कर रहा हूँ, कोई ना.
मुश्किल है ना भाई इसको like.
Oh, Lazavik is also not
Lazavik.
lost.
No, Lazavik lost round 5, no, against Nodirbek. He lost the
अच्छा,
first
हाँ,
match they
हाँ,
played. He
हाँ,
lost
हाँ.
against Nodirbek, and then
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Maybe Dubov hasn't lost a match yet. Yeah, Dubov hasn't lost. So it's Dubov and
Nihal
Magnus.
hasn't lost, no?
Nihal as well. Yeah, of course, bhai.
हाँ भाई.
How could we
Nihal,
forget?
Dubov,
For sure.
जो भी 3-0 जीते हैं लोग, I think they probably haven't. By the way, Nihal talking to somebody there. I don't know. कुछ तो है. He's talking about something. Not
तो
sure what
एक
that
और
is.
ब्रांड डील अभी करना है क्या? थोड़ा बाद में कर देते.
Maybe we can go to the game of Yu Yangyi because game चल रही है सहज भाई अभी.
Okay. I'm just going there now. Oh, okay. We have a rook 3 versus 2 endgame. 110 moves have been played so far, chat, and I think one player is definitely
Hi.
going to get flagged, and that player is not Yu Yangyi.
And I just want to point out, like Hikaru lost this endgame as black at the candidates against Levon Orion. Same position, same मतलब control C, control V. गलती से king छू दिया and then he had to move to G8 and he lost. So yeah, always tricky to play chess.
It was a
under
very big
pressure.
drama, yeah. Oh, 50 move draw, bhai. Crazy.
Oh,
Bhai,
online
F5
chess
push कर
saves the
देते.
day, bhai.
अरे
Online
यार.
chess saves the day for Sam Sevian, but yeah, fair result. चलो भाई, इसका मतलब चैट यहां भी टाई ब्रेक होगा. So Pranesh goes through, but I think we're gonna have a tie break between Arjun and Ian. Can we have the graphic again? पूरा वो देखने के लिए कौन कितना आगे बढ़ा, कौन कितना पीछे, because at least one guy has gone through Sahaj bhai, and that is Pranesh. So he's moved on to day number 2, yeah, with that 2-0 victory.
Absolutely. And who does he play against in the actually that's not decided yet, no? There it is.
Yeah, I think the loser of this, winner of this match, Yu Yangyi versus Sam Sevian, he's gonna play tomorrow.
Okay.
I think. So that's going to be very, very exciting, of course, and a huge win for Pranesh there. Comfortably crush kar diya Sargsyan ko. And
We
Arjun
could
Nepo
actually
1-1.
see, we could actually be seeing Arjun versus Pranesh as well potentially.
बट वो बहुत दूर है बिकॉज पता है सहज अभी क्या होगा
हाँ,
अभी
नो.
पहले ये खेलेंगे देन लूजर्स राउंड 3 में एक और प्लेयर ऊपर से आएगा फिर लूजर्स क्वार्टर
हाँ,
फाइनल में
right.
एक और प्लेयर ऊपर से आएगा सो दैट्स लाइक फार फार अवे आई थिंक बट आई थिंक ये हो सकता है कि यू माइट एंड अप प्लेइंग समबडी वेरी स्ट्रांग after the next round. So फिलहाल के लिए I mean you can already see Ian Nepomniachtchi are playing in the losers bracket of round 1. Imagine how strong the tournament is.
Correct. वो भी rapid event for Ian.
Yeah.
That's completely unheard of.
And in the winners bracket chat, Nihal Sarin kind of had a amazing start, 2.5 half, could have been 3-0 if he wanted to, but beautiful start to the event. The only Indian to go to the quarterfinals directly without tasting the losers bracket. And now Dubov, who also had a great start, they're fighting neck to neck, punch to punch, 1 point each, and 2 games to go. The first player to 2.5 points wins and goes to the semi-finals. जो हारेगा वो जाएगा losers bracket में. It's not the end of the road, Sahaj bhai, but you don't want to, walk on that road, enter that road. You want to stay comfortably in the winners bracket.
Yeah, absolutely. And 117 moves played, by the way, in the previous match, in a rapid game that is used. I think only 2 games in this event so far have gone past 100 moves. And this, I think, is the longest game I think we have seen so far. So, kudos to the players for playing it out until the very, very end. And I think we'll see round 3 begin very, very shortly. Tiku bhai, if we could have that graphic, जहाँ पे हम लोग वो pairings देख रहे थे, if you could tell me like if from top 2 in the winners bracket alone, who do you think is most likely to win? So let's go
So,
Magnus versus Vincent. He's already a bit ahead. What's your thoughts there?
so I'm of course surprised. Yeah, I mean this Magnus guy is crazy. Yeah, comes out of nowhere and just crushes Sargsyan 2.5 half, and then Keymer like winning against him. That's crazy. So I mean I don't know how far he goes, but maybe Magnus wins. Keymer, yeah, he's already in the lead.
You mean table तोड़ के famous हुआ मतलब उससे पहले नहीं?
हाँ लाइक मतलब ऐसे
हाँ
वैसे मतलब ऐसे क्रेजी फेमस हो गया पता नहीं लगा कहाँ
हाँ
से आया
मतलब yeah, just one moment made him famous. Yeah, crazy.
yeah
But
just
okay,
one moment
Magnus, I think, of course, I think a favorite, heavy favorites, especially if he's up on in the match already. Dennis versus Nodirbek. I'm taking Nodirbek. What are your thoughts?
I think I'm taking Dennis वो जो
Really?
लास्ट में expressions देखे ना मैंने नोदरबेक के that felt like genuine frustration like I think he might have tilted after that loss and maybe emotions control karne I think we saw it with Sindarov we saw it with Gukesh when they respectively won the candidates you have to control your emotions and I think Nodebek to me felt too emotional but okay I think it's going to be a very very close match.
Oh, but okay, I think in the heat of the moment, I think it's normal to show emotions like that. But of course, you have to control them in the future. You're absolutely right about that. Duda versus move ahead. He's a bit behind, but do you think can he get ahead?
No, I don't think move ahead is moving ahead. I think Duda with the lead, probably using his experience. I think maybe Arjun underestimated, yeah, right? Sina a little bit. He might have thought, okay, I'm gonna win this comfortably. Lost the first game, got under pressure, then really wanted to stamp back his authority with the win. Did not go his way either, and suddenly you are 0-2 with nothing to look forward to. So I think Duda playing it smartly, using his experience, maybe going into some random openings. So शायद देखी ना हो Sina जी ने. I think Duda's going to kind of go to the semi-final stage by.
I think fully agreed with you there as well, especially because he's 1 point ahead as well. And of course, Duda is slightly stronger on paper as well. Nihal versus Dubov. I think I'm taking Nihal here. Do you agree with me? Yes or no? You don't have to defend yourself.
I agree with you. I absolutely agree with you, Sahaj bhai. But the action is shifting to the losers bracket because both players, that is Ian Nepomniachtchi and Arjun Erigaisi, have made their bids, chat. Because Armageddon May, you have to make a bid. How much time are you ready to take with the black pieces? And basically you get draws. अगर game draw होती है, you end up winning. And Arjun ने bid किया था 8 minutes 2 seconds. And Sahaj bhai, Ian ने किया था 7 minutes 42 seconds. So the end result is Arjun will have white, Nepo will have black with 7 minutes 42 seconds, and Arjun is in a must-win situation in the final game of that match.
I think 742 is. I think we have seen 642 as well. जहाँ पे black maybe had slight disadvantage, but 742 is right up there. I feel like it's okay for black. If I had to choose the situation, I would say black maybe has a slightly upper hand here, but I could be wrong. And of course, it depends on many factors. But generally speaking, I think 2.5 minutes to have two results maybe is more okay for black. What are your thoughts on this?
Agreed. Agreed. I think it's maybe, I mean, it's close to on par. For example, in the other games, Sindarov bet 7 minutes 30 seconds. I think that to me feels exactly in the middle. So maybe like 1% towards black is the correct assessment. Now, whether Arjun can play a good game, that's the main question, because he's not had a great day. 3 losses in a row, comes back with a win, but now loses again. So I think it's more about his play. If Arjun has a good game, I think he has great chances. If he doesn't have a good game, then I think the time won't matter. So let's see क्या होता है. Meanwhile, the game is about to begin, chat. So poll बता रहा हूं मैं, still 88% लोग with more than 2,600 votes voting for Nihal Sarin. Sahej bhai, love crazy support for Nihal.
Waiting as well, bhai. They are waiting for the
waiting
matches
bhi.
to begin. Bhai, jaldi karo. What's going on? Round three, I think it should begin very soon though. But I'm guessing the bidding process took a bit longer, yeah? Because of course players has to manually say, and her player ka hota hai. It's not just Arjun and Nepo who are bidding. There's other players as well. For example, there's also Maxime, Javokhir, who have also bid as well. And there
Also, I
we
think
have
you
the
want to
players in front of us.
start the games at the same time ताकि smooth रहे operations, वरना हर game different time पे खत्म होगी. It's gonna be a nightmare. So फिलहाल के लिए chat, the game's about to begin. भाई feel आने वाली है सहज भाई if Arjun wins and all the 3 Indians are in the race.
Oh, that would be that's actually very nice point there. But yeah, tough. Hasn't been, I think, the most consistent day for Arjun, but he can still pull off a win. Nepo also was in that situation, by the way, in the candidates where he was playing with the black pieces and he had to defend against Fabi, if you remember.
Yeah.
Here it's okay, not the same situation, but okay. Nepo is a very good defender as well.
As we wait for the match, I think I wonder what's going through Arjun's mind right now, because Arjun Erigaisi is India number 1, by the way, by a big margin now. In the at least in the classical ratings, he's the only Indian above the rating of 2750. In fact, the only Indian above the rating of 2733. So Prag is 2733, then Gukesh 2732, and he's 2751. So and also he's the kind of the all-rounder guy, right? Who's good at every format, has no clear weaknesses, but still not being able to show up in his form today. Let's see if he can have a turnaround, and the game is about to begin.
Correct, bhai. Also, bhai, Arjun is the only Indian player जिसकी rating Hans से ज़्यादा है.
By Hans, even world number 12, by the way. So he's
Exactly,
coming up
why?
close.
I don't know, chat, if you know this, but Hans is now 2742 on paper and he's world number 12.
Yeah.
Why? Which is ridiculous, yeah? Crazy.
By Ding Liren is world number 13. So,
Bhai, wo
by
to,
Ding
come on.
Liren is
Ding
rising up the
was-
ranks. He is world number 13 now.
भाई जब तक डिंग 2800 नहीं करता ना बस तब तक वो ओ माय गॉड वाला फैक्टर रहेगा बिकॉज डिंग वाज 2800 ही वाज वर्ल्ड नंबर 2 ही वाज अ मॉन्स्टर basically, so this is not surprising bhai, but it's
Yeah,
nice
but
to see him come back. And also the
हाँ.
games, I looked at all of them. 3 games I think he won back to back, and like it felt so nice and so convincing from Ding's side as well. I think he's in a
Yeah.
he seems to be in a better place.
I think also like they were weaker opponents, but sometimes that's what you need exactly. Yeah, you need your love for the game. You need some wins. That's why you saw Gukesh play these like Menorca Masters, for example, and other tournaments. Like you need some wins under your belt. That gives you a lot of confidence. I think doesn't matter sometimes the opponent. आप किसी unrated
तो
player
वो
को भी
भाई
वो
वो
kill
जो
start होगी
विंस
by the way.
रहती हैं वो जो विंस रहती हैं भाई, क्या वो लुइजियाना जाके भी होती हैं क्या? कभी कभी काम नहीं करती है लेकिन वो
हाँ, but I think वो लुजियाना का चक्कर नहीं है भाई. I think उज्बेकिस्तान फोर्स का चक्कर है सहज भाई. And the game has begun.
Oh.
And can we go to the opening, सहज भाई? What's happening?
Look at Dubov. He has just played bishop to c4, so bishop's opening there. And by the way, we saw this gambit with Vishy sir with knight takes c4, queen h5, knight d6, and it's very interesting. But he doesn't go for it. He plays bishop c5, keeps things solid. And Dubov is not playing knight f3, which is a very important factor here because he wants to push f4 and create havoc on the board.
भाई आई थिंक डूबॉफ जी बिल्कुल अनऑर्थोडॉक्स चीजें करते हैं लाइफ में, चाहे वो उनकी ओपनिंग्स हो, चाहे उनका पोज हो, एवरीथिंग इज डिफरेंट. एंड राइट नाउ आई थिंक निहाल को थोड़ा नेविगेट करना पड़ेगा. ही इज थिंकिंग केयरफुली, ही इज टेकिंग हिज टाइम टू फिगर आउट द the subtleties of the position. And by the Sahaj bhai, if we can jump to Arjun, apparently he's made a mistake, and now Nepo, if he finds e5, is slightly better.
अरे भाई, that's actually here he was slightly better, but king b1 could be prep also भाई. He's playing actually, I thought time advantage है अर्जुन के पास, but now I remember it's Armageddon.
Yeah.
So of course he has more time on the clock.
And he has to win. And e5 played, by the way. It's on the board.
Not the best development, but let's not forget, Tiku bhai, that he is still a pawn up. I mean, that has to count for something, right? Look at Knight f8 played as well. Best move, so best move. And now g4 only move, bhai. No Arjun game is complete without g4.
Bhai, this looks difficult, I think, for Arjun. I'm hoping he
g4
finds
निकालेगा
a way
भाई
to...
वो, देखना.
भाई पर knight g6 पे क्या खेलोगे लेकिन?
g5 निकालेगा भाई, अर्जुन है. He will go g5, he'll take on f6, sack everything, and then go knight d5 and बढ़िया से एकदम. You don't seem very convinced, yeah? Okay, it is a tough situation. I will give
I
you
was
that.
in the Nodirbek mode. I was talking to myself. ये करना चाहिए, ये करना चाहिए, ये करना चाहिए, something like that. So Nodirbek mode में था मैं भाई.
I know that. Oh, bhai, what did I say? Let's go. Gandhi bum.
भाई, but knight g6 पे क्या खेलेंगे सहज भाई is the question.
g5.
Oh, you'll
Knight
sack the
over-
exchange. All in.
Exactly, bhai. That's what Arjun has looked at for sure. This position, and he said knight h5, knight d5. Okay, I'm an exchange down, but I have an extra pawn. Rook g1, some attack on the king. Looks promising, no?
Oh,
Mistake,
okay,
by the way.
G5. G5. Push that pawn. Come on, Arjun. You need to attack any other move, and black is clearly better.
Tough. Very, very tough. And by the way,
Bhai.
lots of people saying, look at Nihal,
Yeah.
look at Nihal. Bhai,
Let's
let's take a
jump.
quick look. Yeah, I'm just putting Nihal up right now.
By the way, chat, Nihal is slightly better, apparently, even
we
with
go.
the black pieces. Dubov is decent, like he's solid, but Nihal seems to have a fantastic bishop on c5. Look at that bishop on c5, pressuring f2, and Dubov ka jo plan tha f4 ka, it's not there anymore. Knight g6 incoming, similar to the other game.
But
Dominant
this
bishop
bishop
g3.
is the biggest problem for white, basically. Had this bishop been on e3, white is completely fine. This bishop on g3, it's kind of a weak piece because it's not really contributing too much. अब bishop g5, bishop h4 के बाद ये bishop बहुत बार ऐसे बंद जाता है. बिल्कुल king side पे. You want to play f4, you want to do something here, but this bishop is the biggest problem. But anyways, he goes knight h4.
Nice move. And look at this. The best move is knight f8 back, not exchanging pieces. That is beautiful.
And then you play g5 and then knight g6 back, bhai. That's the idea.
Oh,
beautiful.
Oh, beautiful. But okay, very hard to find, I think, in time. G5 he plays directly. And now I think bishop e6, for example, king g7, just keeping the king side solid. Yeah, makes sense.
King g7 is very good. And now queen f3 is possible, or do I have oh, bhai, I have g4. Wait. Oh, he goes king h1, but look at this. Queen f3, g4, queen is trapped. G4, bishop g4. Beautiful.
I have to be careful, bhai. I have to be very careful there. And chat, by the way, the game is completely equal in Arjun now. If we just quickly jump there for a second, he did find g5 after knight f8, g5, e4, g5 played, and knight g4 was a minor mistake, and knight d5 now is a nice move for Arjun.
Well, it's pure chaos on the board. Queen d8 will happen. Queen takes e4, I'm guessing, is possible, but this discover attack, knight f2 hanging, so many problems in the position. You have to be super precise here as Arjun.
Not shifting games, and Magnus Carlsen is again better. Seems like he might finish the match in this 3 games, Sahaj bhai.
Also, look at this, by 1.5 minute ka difference. You started off with 2 minutes and some seconds, no?
That's a good point. That's a very good point. I think Ian is catching up on the clock, chat. थोड़ा डर लग रहा है because यहाँ पे game इतनी complicated. You need that extra time. That's his biggest edge. Arjun's biggest edge, because he has more time on the clock. He can use it to his advantage. अगर वो time difference खत्म हो गया, then I think Nepo has great chances to fight back.
Exactly. By the way, knight d5 is the only move in the position that gives you anything. You can play knight takes e4. After knight g6, you can say, okay, I will give you my rook. But this is equal, maybe still some pressure for for Arjun. But let's see. Knight d5 is the move. Does he find it?
Oof, this is going to be tough.
Yeah.
This is going to be tough.
Because look at the follow by knight d5, queen d8, rook g1 only move. And ef3 के बाद rook takes g4. And आपके दिमाग में चल रहा है, मैं rook वैसे क्यों नहीं देता? Well, that way I can keep 2 pawns. Here I only get to keep 1 pawn. So It's a very hard
Agreed.
decision to make for Arjun.
Very hard. But they're jumping to Nihal. यहाँ पे तो time equal होने वाला है सहज भाई. So this is looking difficult for Arjun. Jumping to Nihal, he's just played the best move D5, breaking in the center, very important move. But E5 pawn अब थोड़ा soft लग रहा है मुझे. Like, उसकी protection की जरूरत पड़ सकती है पूरी game की end तक.
Exactly. Very nice point. Knight c3 is possible. Queen f. I mean, knight g1, knight f3 कुछ सोच रहा था मैं, but that's very very slow in the position. And the other option is you go knight c3, but then okay, e5 कभी attack नहीं होगा उसके बाद क्योंकि there is no other piece. You can play f3, but by golden pawn, I don't know. f3 just feels really bad to play here because I don't know. You can never go queen f3. You can never launch an attack on the king side. I don't like this move. But also h5 g4. Don't forget this diagonal. So h5 पे अगर एक भी check आती है, it would be mate. Oh, he doesn't go for it. He goes ed5.
Oh, by
Wait,
the way,
what?
Arjun has blundered. Arjun has blundered. He played h3. Now knight takes f2 is the winning move for Ian Nepomniachtchi, and that will be the end of Arjun's tournament.
Why? You know what he missed? He missed knight f2, knight f2, knight h4, knight h4, and here the only move queen g3 attacking both knights. That's what he missed by. And let me just clarify something, chat. I saw it on the engine. Yeah, I'm not saying that I saw it, but it's a very hard move to see, of course.
I played.
But this is very clearly something that he missed. And
Played
yeah,
on the
he
board,
plays it.
knight f2. I think this is the end for Arjun. I think Ian Nepomniachtchi is winning. Yeah, and Arjun won the first game, so we thought maybe he's gonna kind of win this one, but no, that's the end.
Nepo making an insane comeback and keeping his chances alive for this event. And good chance he might play Pranesh next, yeah, because
Wait.
not in the next
I
round,
have
but
a
like
move.
in this event. Yeah.
Bishop f4.
Oh, cute. Very cute, very cute, very cute. Bishop f4
Why,
chat.
left?
Can we go knight f4?
Hey, he might play this, I feel.
I think he will, yeah. The last big try, yeah, in the position.
Yeah.
Why not knight f4 then in this position, chat?
What is
बार
key
एकदम ऐसे छलांग मारी उसने. Knight f6, exactly. That's the move. And if you go gf6, that's just checkmate with queen h7, queen h8. Bishop f6 से एक घर खुल रहा है. But still, you can give a check and take the pawn, take the bishop on f6, and you have a lot of chances here to play for a win. Let's see if he goes for it though. Knight f2 is the move.
Yeah.
Time, by the way, Arjun का कम हो गया भाई अब.
Agreed. I think this is close to over. By the way, Nihal game में जाएं तो d5 पे exchanges हो चुके हैं. Bishop takes d5 मारा. Apparently queen takes d5 से मारना चाहिए था. उन्होंने pawn से मारा निहाल ने. And d4 के बाद the game is closer to equality.
Okay.
But again, I think that bishop on h2 now at least is in the game. Yeah, putting pressure. But also rook c8 is possible, right?
I wanted to say this here after pawn takes d5 Tiku bhai, that air cd5 is what Nihal wanted to play. And that was a bad move. Knight d5 played. Bishop h2, bishop f5 के बाद वापस bishop d5 के बाद cd5 looks like the most logical move. And this time Nihal caved, yeah. But queen d5 was a better move. So 2 times. So first time he did avoid it. But the second time he just couldn't.
Chat stream like करो. Nihal Sarin fighting it out against Dan. लेटा हुआ Daniil Dubov, by the way. लेटे हुए से तो नहीं हारेंगे. Come on chat. Let's get more people in f6 play defending that strong center. Nihal Sarin. He doesn't want to give it up, but it does open his king. Look at the 7th rank. वो जो फाइल है king की तरफ. White का रुक कभी वहां पहुंच जाए तो could be very dangerous actually.
Or rook a3 वगैरह would be kind of dangerous. Also f6, f6 kind of, moving the golden pawn, best approach in this scenario, because had you played something like e4, then okay, even though London system top level पे नहीं खेला जाता है as much these days, this is kind of looking like a London system position because this bishop on h2, a lot of pressure on the queen side, and you have this slow moves. Yeah, rook a3 is apparently very good for white here, but that's why he didn't go for e4, and that's why he played f6 to not give activity for this bishop.
Agreed. By the way, Arjun is completely busted, so I think we'll have a look at it later. Magnus is slightly better, so let's stick to this game. f3 played, controlling e4. I think rook c8 could be a nice move. c2 is a weakness right now. Bishop attack कर रहे हैं. उसको rook से भी attack करते हैं. And if you play c3, then I get some light squares for my bishop. Yeah, d3 square कल को मैं utilize कर सकता हूँ if your queen moves.
Played c3 के बाद bishop d3. Yep, that's a good point. Because anytime you go queen b3 or something, bishop d3 can be a nice resource to have in the future. But right now the question is, in your mind, you always have to think about pawn takes pawn. क्योंकि pawn takes, okay, एक तो किंग तो आपका weak हो ही रहा है, उसके ऊपर ये दोनों pawn जो hanging pawns हैं आपके दोनों एकदम target पे है. This is definitely something to worry about for Nihal. I don't know, like optically I like Dubov's position more, even though the bar says, black is doing fine.
I think basically if white plays queen d2, rook d1, rook e1 and just pressures these pawns, I think it might be better for white. So black needs to do something to make sure कि ये structure crumble now. And I
So
absolutely
what would
agree
you
with
play?
you. I think I'm not sure actually what to do because bishop g6, I'm expecting knight g3 or knight h5 at some point. So I would love to put the bishop back.
But it's
But
hard to make such moves, yeah, on the board, I feel. Very, very hard to make these moves. I mean, unless you're planning some e4 stuff later on, tab knight g3 makes sense. But without having a clear plan, it's very hard to make a move like bishop g6. I feel like he'll go,
he
yeah,
takes.
he'll make a
takes.
more committal decision, yeah, because it feels like white can improve, black cannot really improve.
But okay,
So
we are
third
entering
draw
opposite
incoming,
bishops.
bhai.
Why is it going to be a draw though? Is Dubov gonna? I don't think he accepts a draw, yeah, because this is last fight, by the way, chat. White pieces slightly better opportunities milti, and Dubov would not want a draw here ideally.
So I'll tell you why I think it's a draw, because the only way that this white can realize his advantage if the bishop moves to d4, right? Bishop g1, bishop d4 is the way.
Yes.
The
Yes.
moment you play bishop d4, I'll have queen d7, bishop h3 as a threat, and that's it. That
Agreed.
means your bishop can never go there.
By the way, it might be a threat right now, actually, at some point, because queen h3, rook coming in, rook coming to e2, by the way. This could be a genuine threat in the position.
Exactly. And if you play queen f5, that must be lost. Oh, by the way, queen f5 is a great move here. And Tikubai, can you guess the best move for black? Chat, can you guess the best move for black here? No, bhai. It's like the first move is d4, which is ridiculously hard. But second one is bishop c2, bhai, to take this pawn on a4.
Okay, 100 साल में नहीं निकलेगी bishop c2 भाई. d4 तब भी निकाल दूं. By the way, rook e1 played, so exchanging rooks, that's what he wants. तो white को sense हो रहा है कि black के पास active rooks हैं, rook e2 आ रहा है. Let me exchange that active rook on e8 for my passive rook on a1. Great decision by Daniil Dubov.
Absolutely.
So दूसरा decision की वो उठ गए भाई, हल्का सा उठ गए.
So takes, and now he goes for d4, I believe. Has that been played?
Yes.
Yeah, it has been played. And now pawn takes d4 के बाद rook c2 is very good. I think Nihal is still trying to play for a win here, bhai. Bishop h3 looks super scary.
89% log in the poll saying Nihal wins right now. बिल्कुल toe to toe fight कर रहे हैं भाई. One each after 2 games. Third game be equal. By the way, rook e7 check is possible right now.
I don't like rook d4, but I think rook c2 was like more aggressive here.
Agreed.
But okay, it's very hard to play these moves, yeah, and time pressure. Also, you have less time than your opponent, then very hard to play here. Rook d4, you feel कि okay, queen f5 आपने मारा, मैंने rook a4 मारा, ठीक है. Opposite color bishop, same side के pawns. Let's just make a draw and look at the next game.
Oh, he takes the pawn. Okay, he wants to play it safe.
Also, let's not forget that game of Dubov versus Nihal from the World Blitz Championship where you played queen h5.
Oh,
you remember that?
Like Nihal digested that move like food, yeah, literally. Like we could see him digest it in real time. So Dubov is an extraordinary tactician.
Absolutely. And by the way, when the queen was on a5, I was thinking that in that game, queen was on h5. Now it's on a5. You know, kind of funny.
Yeah. By the way, bishop on h2, it would love to be on c3 right now. That would be a dream position as long as black cannot sack on h3. But right now, doesn't feel easy. Okay, queen c7 is kind of a draw for, yeah?
Yeah, that's a draw for. But okay, he could want... Yeah, I don't think Dubov will flag him here. You can offer draws here, I'm sure, no?
I think so.
Okay, but they'll play. They'll play, I think.
Yeah.
But position भी ऐसी है ना कि like I think खेलने से कुछ होगा नहीं.
हाँ, rook c2, yeah? Simple draw, I think. Very simple draw. Yeah. Okay, chat. So इसका मतलब 3 game, 3 draw. Nobody is able to break through, and final game सब decide करेगी. But luckily Nihal will have the white pieces. That's a big advantage.
मतलब chat, I just want to tell you something that Dubov और Nihal में अभी तीनों ड्रॉ में एक प्लेयर भी नहीं जीता है. Magnus already जीत चुका है, घर जा चुका है वो. He's already defeated Vincent Keymer. He's completely winning in his third match. He's going to be 2.5 half and 3 matches में game खत्म.
Wow. भाई अलग ही है भाई.
Oops. यार ये वाला थोड़ा mistake था, but let's going back.
By the way, Arjun has also lost, so he is out of the event, and Ian Nepomniachtchi goes to the next round. So Arjun का tournament खत्म होता है. Now it's 2 Indians fighting. It is Nihal and it is Pranesh.
Why? Do you know who else is out?
Sindarov?
Exactly. Sindarov is out. He lost his
Wow.
third match. He had black, so that was also an Armageddon match. And MVL defeated Sindarov. Bhai, crazy.
Wow. Very
So
sad day
Nihal
for.
beat MVL and then MVL beat Sindarov. Yeah,
Yeah.
crazy.
Okay. This is a
Ablash?
draw. This is where you shake hands, I guess.
अभी वो hands तो अभी उसके दुबोव के
Yeah.
थोड़े occupied हैं
Ha. Yes,
to get the
that's true.
right posture.
That's
अभी वो एक
true,
ही हाथ से
Saitman.
खेल रहा है so exactly. That
Yeah.
draw is done, and this is the game of Magnus versus Vincent. By the way, it's about to finish, like very very close to an end here.
I thought you thought the
Magnus
game is
iPad
very,
पे
very
खेल रहा है
close.
क्या?
I think so.
You're joking me, bhai. What? कैसे? How? How is it possible to play this
भाई
with an iPad?
भाई उसने डुबोव का
Crazy.
वीडियो देखा होगा ना कि डुबोव लेट के खेल रहा है इसलिए क्योंकि अब लेट के खेलूंगा तो इट विल फील द सेम सो कुछ तो क्रेजी करना पड़ेगा ना
Correct, 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 bhai.
चलो भाई Vincent is down to the losers bracket as well because he was unfortunate enough to face Magnus Carlsen and Magnus is in the semi-finals now Sahaj bhai already
Crazy, bhai.
and he's going to play
ज़्यादा
Nodirbek or Lazavik ka winner tomorrow.
वही डिसाइड हो रहा है अभी एंड ओके दैट्स अ ड्रॉ आई एम गेसिंग या दैट्स अ ड्रॉ so they will have a fourth match as well. By the way, looks like Sina Movahed just made a huge blunder. This was the position. Rook h6 was a huge miss and Rook f4 के बाद he's dead lost. So Duda is now taking the lead. Okay, no, he will finish it in
He
three
will
games
finish it,
only.
yeah. ये तो भाई मैं भी जीत जाऊंगा खत्म
लिटरली मैग्नस भाई चैट क्वेश्चन टू यू ज्यादा चिल कौन कर रहा है मैग्नस या दुबोव क्योंकि मैग्नस आईपैड से खेल रहा है और दुबोव वेल हमारे ख्यालों से खेल रहा है
ओपोनेंट के ख्यालों से खेल रहा है भाई
हाँ वो भी है
हम
हमारे
तो
भी भाई हमारे भी भाई यू थिंक मैग्नस नो एक्चुअली इट्स क्लोज या
I
people
think
are
more than
I see people have a split opinion but they're very like they have a very strong opinion about it like
कैप्स
obviously
में लिख रहे
Magnus
हैं
obviously
लोग
Dubov
हाँ हाँ मैग्नस
I'm
बिना
searching.
माउस के खेल रहा है ट्रू ट्रू बट ऑल्दो दुबो का भी एक हाथ बिजी है तो लाइक
वो बिना
आई डोंट नो
हाथ के खेल रहा है भाई वो एक हाथ
हाँ
से खेल रहा है
हाँ
like that's also a thing no
या so I think Duda will go to the semi-finals that's confirmed I'm checking so basically चार semi-finalists होंगे Magnus is confirmed Duda is confirmed now we need the last two one will be decided between Denis and Nodirbek उनका भी 1.5 each है so final game decides and one will be between Nihal and Dubov उसमें 1.5 each है
yeah absolutely look at these 4 pawns by the way majestic wow g6 भाई what formation is this called Vatiku भाई
भाई इस कॉल शनि सिंह फॉर्मेशन 4 पॉन काम मेरा रोज का भाई By the way, I literally checkmated a guy like this. I had pawns on e7, e6, f6, g6, and h6, and he didn't resign. So I was like, I just made a queen, but बाद में मुझे किसी ने बोला कि you could have made 4 bishops. I was like, shit, कितना cool होता है यार.
Crazy. By the way, someone's asking in the chat, does he have Armageddon, Nihal? No. Nihal is in the winners bracket, so they have 4 games, and then अगर चारों game draw होते हैं, 2-2 का
हाँ.
score होता है at the end, then only we have Armageddon. So there's one more round to go, but Nihal has the white pieces, so anything could happen.
Yeah.
Bye, move ahead.
I think he's
That's
seen the move ahead.
GG.
Bye. He's going to resign now. He's seen that move ahead.
भाई वो
He's
flag
playing till
कर
the
रहा है.
end. Are you kidding me? Oh, why it is? I thought I was going to make an extra queen यार. अरे चलो Duda is not flashy. He's like नहीं खत्म करते भाई.
भाई 6 सेकंड है भाई कैसे होगा फ्लैश
हाँ, fair. ठीक है.
and
So
that
that is
means
the
all the
end.
rounds are finished.
But अभी final game चालू होगी chat. And I think it should start any second now. We already have the board. It is the final game between Nihal Sarin and Daniil Dubov. Could be the final game of today if one of them wins. Chat. Final predictions. Nihal or Dubov. Who takes the match? Spam कर दो chat में भाई. Let's go.
I think I'm gonna go with Nihal on this one. बिकॉज व्हाइट से, बट दुबोव ने जब वो पहला मैच ड्रॉ करके व्हाइट से प्रग को हराया था इन अ वेरी वेरी सिमिलर सिचुएशन, आई मस्ट से. And chat me, I just want to mention this. It was this opening or something like this. Bishop c4, knight f6, d4, d6 हुआ था, which I remember very well. And then he went on to win that match against Prague. So this is it. We know, Tikuba, you and I both know कि Dubov is playing for a win right now with black. वही strategy है,
yes,
right? White
yes.
से आप थोड़ा solid खेलो, black से आप जीतने के लिए खेलो. That's the strategy for Dubov. Let's see if it works.
And he's also, if you look at his hair, he's also made them spiky, पूरा Dashil Safari look. So I think कुछ तो crazy करने वाले हैं. And by the way, d4, d5, c4, e6, knight f3 on the board. So another queen's gambit, exact same opening हमने देखी थी पिछली गेम में जब निहाल के white थे, by the way.
Wow. And last time, I think Nihal got a very good position.
But I think Dua must have looked at this, yeah? I think he's like, okay, तुमने मुझे इस ओपनिंग में बेटर पोजीशन लिया, अब हम उसी ओपनिंग में तुमको हराएगा. But ऐसा होगा नहीं भाई. I think at some point you want to take on c5, लेकिन वो सही मोमेंट निकालना बहुत जरूरी. जब ब्लैक के लिए सबसे ज्यादा अनकंफर्टेबल हो ना वो पॉन मारना, तब तुम्हें dc5 मारना है.
Yeah, for sure. And by the way, look who we have here
ओहो!
in the back. Let's go. I don't know if you can see this.
जेजी!
भाई थोड़ा आ जाओ, आ जाओ, बैठ जाओ. We have
भाई
India's
ये क्या लुक है
69th
भाई?
Grandmaster.
Let's go.
Let's
भाई
go.
क्या
What's
लग
up,
रहा है?
guys?
निहाल जीतेगा नहीं जीतेगा? हर्षित भाई, tell us the behind the scenes facts. क्या लग रहा है? Final game.
Hi, who's white?
भाई white is Nihal, but black is Dubov.
Oh, bhai.
This is the position.
I think I'm going to say that Nihal will win, bhai.
He had the same position against Dubov in round 2 as
While
well.
Nihal is too good in these slow positions. But guys, how are you?
Bhai, we are amazing. But Arjun has had a pretty bad event.
Oh,
by the way.
really, yeah?
I don't know if you saw, but he lost to Nepo just now in the Armageddon. So he's now fully out.
Oh, damn.
But Pranesh made a huge comeback, bhai.
Against?
Who did he beat again? He defeated
Shant Sargsyan. Shant Sargsyan.
Shant Sargsyan. So and he lost the first game as well. So it was like
Bhai,
a goated comeback.
more
there.
importantly, I think Dubov defeated Sindarov 3-0.
Oh my God.
And वो भी
Guys,
bhai,
let's go Nihal.
Have you seen how Dubov is? This is how he's playing, by the way.
भाई हम भी वैसे ही कमेंटेट करते हैं ना भाई. आ जाओ भाई. हम भी वैसे ही बैठ जाते हैं.
Crazy. But Ruxiwan, that's great.
Okay, let's take on c5, yeah?
I think this is the idea, but I think black can go pawn takes, knight takes, bishop takes, and are you capturing back with the knight?
Yeah, I think capturing with the knight. These slow strategic positions is what Nihal excels in.
Absolutely. And by the way, chat में कोई कह रहा है हर्षित भाई कुछ कह रहे हैं, कुछ maxing कर रहे
अरे
हैं. Would you like to?
I'm max.
I also saw like Jack Peralta OP as well, like a bit earlier. By the way, B6
हर्षित भाई सवाल आ कहाँ से रहे हो अभी?
Bhai, I'm just having a small vacation in Budapest.
अच्छा तो अभी कहाँ थे? अभी कहीं बाहर गए होगे घूमने में भी?
भाई जिम
नहीं
गया
भाई,
था जिम.
I was working out.
Let's go.
Nice.
Grind never stops, baby. So B6 played.
B6 played. Bhai, I think at some point we should just kick that bishop on G4. Bhai, let's go H3. Bhaga wo bishop ko.
H3, bishop goes to H5 maybe.
Then let's think. पहले भगाओ.
भाई there's bishop A3 apparently, which is very strong.
Ooh.
In pawn takes पे तो ये मर रहा है.
हाँ.
Wait, you have bishop A3, no?
But that's very tough, no? Because CD4,
Bishop
bishop E7. Yeah, you want to trade the dark squared bishops. Yeah.
This is not easy, no?
हाँ, agreed.
In
Not
D4
as
के बाद तो
easy.
bishop F3.
Bhai, asset ULOP guys. Let's go. Nihal needs to win, yeah?
Absolutely, bhai. Absolutely. Especially, bhai, yeah, for this, for sure, bhai.
Vamos.
Let's go.
Bishop A3. Sahil bhai, will he play it?
I think he will. I think he will. By the way, chat भी बहुत चीजें कह रही है हर्षित भाई. I think आप private में पढ़ लेना.
हाँ?
Harshit is showing some effects.
अरे भाई.
Bye. भाई वो तो
Oh wait,
DC5.
No, I think it's okay.
Yeah, hanging pawns.
Okay.
So in hanging pawns, in
Look at
general,
this move.
Knight
Dude,
D4,
Mamma
yeah?
mia.
pawn takes पे क्या हो रहा है?
Just bishop G4, I guess. And
Bishop
then the
G4.
C6 knight is falling.
Yeah, that's also falling.
Nice,
Beautiful move.
nice.
And if you take, then I capture back. Or am I capturing here?
I think with the knight back, yeah?
Yeah.
Can't capture there. Ooh, that
Man.
also looks interesting, no? Like
But
bishop
hanging pawn है
e2.
ना. I love कि दोनों pawn ऐसे थोड़े से
हाँ
weak लग
वैसे
रहे
वो
हैं.
भी से बिकॉज ये दोनों पॉइंट्स बढ़िया से इन दोनों को रोक के बैठे हैं.
हाँ.
That's good.
He
That's
played,
very
yeah. He played a move.
nice. Very nice.
Takes. Ooh, man, this is getting tense because white can go knight g3, knight f5 also.
But it's hard to win such positions, no? Especially against someone as resourceful as Dubov. I don't know.
But I like Harsh's plan, no? Because you can't really like ever play bishop 6. The pawn on c5 is hanging. So it's very hard to kind of defend the king side and these pawns.
Yeah, that's also knight f4 के बाद d4 एक pawn तो isolate तो होगा for sure. Queen f3 भी आ रहा है. Knight g3 पे जाओगे, knight f4 पे जाओगे.
I
G3
think
maybe I prefer. I don't know.
g3 I like.
Queen f3 and knight.
a5. Let's go knight g3, bhai. Knight
Right.
g3, g6, even ideas like queen g4. I mean, this looks really good for white now.
Also, this diagonal just completely opens up. Knight f5, knight h5, so many nice ideas in the position. Let's go knight g3. But what's wrong with knight f4?
Knight f4 also looks good, yeah?
You attack this, black plays d4, pawn takes. Tikku bhai.
Bhai, I have a
D6
question
maybe
for
somewhere there.
Harshad bhai.
हाँ
Harshad
भाई
bhai,
tikku भाई
Nodirbek-
पूछो भाई खुले
Nodirbek काफी like he's playing with too much aggression in this event. Like लग रहा है आपको कोई reason उसका हो सकता है?
Who, Daniel?
Nodirbek.
I mean, I think he's like, you know, Sindarov already performed so well. And I think Abdusattorov is definitely motivated now to also show his best. You know, and I think that in online, I think Nodirbek has performed a little bit better than Javokhir. I think he's more dangerous. But right now, bhai, Daniel is a crazy guy, bhai. Because, you know, everyone tells you that you need to sit on a chair, you need to have a good posture. But Daniel is like, मेरा अलग ही style है.
भाई तुम्हारा भी तो अलग ही है तुम भी तो चेयर पे नहीं बैठे
अरे भाई,
ले लो भाई
it's okay. I'm excited.
वो भी excited लग रहा है थोड़ा But okay, a5 and now Tikku bhai, if it was your game, are you choosing knight f4 or knight g3? Like just based on instinct, only
Knight
instinct.
g3, I think. I think
Knight g3,
if I get knight
You do?
f5, somehow I could get the king, yeah? Like the reward is higher somehow.
Also, knight g3, somehow I feel like, I don't know why. Yeah, because of the f5 square. Let's go, Nihal. Knight g3, queen f3, rook fd1. Bim bim.
Taking a long
भाई
time to
बिम बिम
think
क्या
here.
बुम बुम सुना है
Boom boom. Boom bam. भाई पर
It's a Harshit effect. By the way, Dubov वैसे लग रहा है अभी सोने वाला है भाई.
नहीं भाई, he's thinking.
He doesn't look happy though, right? Definitely.
भाई he has 2 extra minutes than Nihal so that's why he's chilling
You know the
कोई
only
stress ही नहीं
time we
life
saw,
में
the only time we saw him get up from this was in round 1. That's it. And that was because he has less than 1 minute on the clock. उसके अलावा he's just been playing like this.
Man. The good
But
thing
when
is that Nihal white से खेल रहा है, so I feel like we shouldn't be too worried about the clock because he's very fast.
Bhai,
Also-
just now he defeated with 5 seconds on the clock. He did Lucina. 5 seconds on the
he
clock.
took 2 seconds though he didn't take the entire 5 seconds
भाई
दो
he
second
didn't
में कर
take
दिया
the 5 seconds. मतलब पूरा queen बना के mate किया पूरा. तो तब भी 5 सेकंड पड़े थे भाई. That's how fast Nihal is. So let's see what happens now. I think he senses that this is the critical moment, and that's why he's taking so long here.
He goes to c3. भाई ये तो तीसरा ही स्क्वायर ढूंढा.
Okay, and now d4 पे क्या हो रहा है?
Knight a4 or something
he
like
was playing
this.
knight a4.
But you can't allow black to take on e3, yeah, because the e3 pawn will be very weak. Okay, he takes. What's the idea, Nihal?
Takes on d4. I mean, it's more difficult for black to choose. Now, how do you choose between pawn, knight, and queen?
I think Nihal is trying to play for 2 results, yeah?
That makes a lot of sense.
But किससे मारोगे यहाँ पे
I would
takes.
choose, I mean, based off of instinct, I would go pawn takes, I think.
He takes with
was
the knight.
Okay.
knight
Knight a4.
Some weakness here on c5.
maybe just knight e6 वापस घर
Rook
rook c8
It was rook c8. By the way, only move now for Nihal, pretty much, which is rook c4.
That's
Only
tough. It's tough, but can he rise to the occasion? Rook c4 is fantastic. Ah, no, yaar.
Why he goes for the pawn?
Yeah, but this is what
It was a bit greedy. And now queen c2. I mean, he is technically a pawn up, but black is getting that pawn back somehow with this queen c2. And the problem is you can't
Played.
go rook a1 because bishop f6.
I have a question. What happens if it's a draw?
Armageddon, bhai. It's gonna be
Oh.
fun.
They can bid basically what to do, and yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Okay,
So
chat
चार
question.
draws.
Armageddon किसको benefit करता है? Do you think it benefits Nihal or Dubov? Chat and question to the panel also.
Man, I think that the lower the time control, the better it is for Nihal
Yeah.
because of his mouse skills. But
Hmm.
it also depends who gets white. Because I think Nihal, like whoever wins, I think will choose black in my opinion.
Because funnily enough, not so funnily enough, that's exactly what happened with Arjun and Nepo just now. Because Arjun, they both bid and Nepo won the bid with the black pieces, and then he just
He made a draw.
yeah, he just made a draw.
King c3. Oh, knight c3.
क्या बात कर रहे हो?
What?
Bhai, no ways.
क्या बात कर रहे हो?
No ways. Tell
No. Where
Why
is Nihal, bhai?
disconnected?
क्या?
I hope not. No. He's there. He's thinking.
Move कर रहा था ना वो?
No, all good, bhai.
Oh, he's back.
He's back. Let's go, baby.
He's
Bye,
back.
all good, bhai.
भाई जान में जाना ही. Knight c3 मत खेलना. Guys, knight c3, what will black do?
Question to the chat. Harshit bhai se. Pehla question. Chat, what do you do after knight c3?
Knight c3 would be amazing, but for black.
That's when you disconnect the router, bhai, and say net gaya, sorry. और कोई बहाना नहीं है. Yes,
Bhai,
bishop
2.5
f6.
minutes.
Yes, bishop f6, exactly.
Correct. Let's go. Queen e5 played, but he took a long time. Almost 2 minutes on this move. Bhai, this is. I'm not sure if this is so good for Nihal because now I'm starting to like Dubov's position more. Because bishop b4, I see this on my screen, but let's assume I win the a2 pawn. Bishop versus knight, only black can play for a win, no?
Yeah, I think at some point white will bail out. I
But
don't
how?
think Nihal is in trouble just yet. Like knight b6, knight c4 maybe.
By the way, you can totally flag here, yeah? Itna time difference if the game is going to last long.
And no increment,
Okay.
right?
But Dubov
increment.
doesn't really flag, no? Or does he?
I mean,
Bishop
if
f6.
we-
I can't think of a moment where Dubov has flagged before.
Okay, but this is a draw now, right? Queen a5, queen a2, and white is up a pawn, but I think the knight on the rim is not very
It's very different.
bright.
And bim bim.
Yeah. Ooh, Armageddon is coming. Oh la la.
But queen d5 के बाद हो क्या रहा है, by the way? Like, are you gonna go rook b8?
Yeah, rook b8.
Knight c5?
Oh, it
Why?
goes
Question
queen
is, why
d4.
can't I defend this pawn?
I guess rook d8, rook d3 or rook e8. Yeah, rook d8, rook d3.
Knight c5 तो नहीं खेल सकता मैं for some reason. Rook d3 is possible now.
Knight c5. Yeah, that's a bit annoying. So Nihal is actually trying to solidify his position because if he exchanges the queens, I think he will have some chances.
Yeah.
Not really.
Absolutely. What do you? But it's a bit. Tiku, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but this feels a bit difficult to hold for Dubov.
I mean, the time advantage definitely helps him though, right? I mean, Nihal ka, I don't see a clear plan. Like, where do you put the queen, for example, for white?
Wait, I have a question. If rook, it's black to play, so rook d3,
Huh.
knight c5, can I go bishop e7?
Oh, nice.
Oh, bhai, it's winning for white if you play that.
Queen e4. Oh, mamma
Yes.
mia.
Very, very nice exercise there. Very, very nice.
Mamma mia.
Attacking this and this.
Double
So-
attack.
थोड़ा precise होना पड़ेगा, I think.
उठना पड़ेगा. Like, let's check in with Dubov. Has he?
Nope,
Not yet. Yeah, not yet.
not even close.
उठना तो पड़ेगा भाई. I
He
think
made a
थोड़े
move.
time में.
He made a move.
Queen
Queen
e2.
e2. Uh-huh.
Oh,
Okay, no new moves. Queen c4 played just now, and queen takes c4 would give some chances to Nihal. He plays queen f3.
F3. But also
Why?
white needs to be careful. Because
yeah,
rook
बार
to
तो
bd4.
black की तरफ बढ़ता जा रहा है भाई. h5, h4, bishop d4.
Too many threats, and this knight on a4 is just a bit out, like misplaced.
अरे
right now.
निहाल खेलो.
अरे भाई 2 मिनट से भी कम हो गए तो. But how do
Bhai,
you
come
bail
on.
out in a position like this, Harshit?
Knight c5, queen e4. Just try to exchange the queens.
You can go rook d4, na? Like I don't allow you to do
Rook
this.
d4.
I mean, I think if you're playing as like Dubov here, you would play for a win, no? Just because of the time.
But Nihal is very fast. So if you blunder something like, let's say, rook d4, and then white plays something like queen to b5, that can be dangerous. Okay, bishop d4, b4.
By h5 now.
Okay,
Tikva, your move.
H5, yeah? H5 has to
Yeah,
go.
your move. Yeah.
h5. If queen d3, bishop f2 check.
Arey bhai.
Arey baap re.
That's dangerous.
He goes back here.
Okay.
Oh.
Bhai, bishop f2 is hanging.
Ooh.
It's actually hanging. Rook d1, rook f1, and then you will win the knight on b3. I'll just show it very quickly as he thinks. Check here, rook f1, and queen takes
Oh,
b3.
he won't do it.
This is
He
a
won't
draw.
do it, yeah? He won't
Yeah,
do it.
because
He'll play for the win.
It's bailing out for Dubov. Of course, he sees
Ah.
it, but he doesn't want to do it because Nihal has less time.
Bishop f6 back.
h4 ka plan.
Bhai,
Knight c5, can I go h4?
queen
Queen
e4.
e4, yeah?
But this is the way you go for a draw.
He
He
goes
plays
for-
knight c5. Let's go. Maybe now he can play rook d4.
He goes bishop d4.
Oh,
Okay.
they're repeating, yeah?
Okay.
Let's go.
Okay.
Would they repeat here? I feel like Dubov will play.
But how? Because
Bishop
b6,
b6?
knight c5. Knight c5.
You block mine.
And then block hi kar diya.
Bishop.
So might as well take it when you have it, yeah? Maybe bishop e5.
Yeah. He goes back, knight c5, and now he will play some move like queen f5 or kuch to khelega bhai. I think he will play.
Yeah, rook d4. I think. I mean, this is the plan, no? Maybe you can just go rook e8. ठीक है, मैंने queen e4 नहीं दिया आपको.
Rook d4. No draw.
Oh, wow. Bhai, queen b3 is one of the only moves here, actually.
Ooh. What an
getting
important
tricky.
move this is actually.
h4
Bhai.
incoming.
But queen b5 is what you want to play, right? Because you want to save your pawn. After queen b3 takes rook b4 is, I mean,
Yeah, but queen b5, h4, and then black. Okay, queen b3 played.
nice, very nice. Queen f5 now from Dubov, I think.
He
Queen
goes
g6.
back.
Bhai, rook
Wait,
d1, rook
rook
d1. Wait,
He
this
should
should be
find
better,
it.
no?
He plays it. Let's go.
Let's go. 58 seconds, pawn up against Dubov.
By the
By
way,
h4.
Can Nihal convert?
H4 is black.
Rook d4?
Bishop d4.
gh4 भी तो मर रहा है ना उधर.
Bhai, gh4 ka I'm not stressed.
queen c4,
Bishop c5.
h3. Oh man, that would be nasty.
But queen, only move is queen a4 here. But he doesn't have
But
to
that's
win.
too. Oh, he finds it.
Oh!
What a move!
Wow.
The idea is queen f3, this check, and then queen e4 check. Beautiful. Let's go.
Okay, but queen f3 पे क्या idea था फिर से बताना? Queen f3?
Queen e8, queen e4.
Queen e8 check.
Ah.
King h7 force, and then queen e4 check. And then, okay, you're definitely playing for a win there.
Let's go, Nihal.
45 seconds.
Let's go,
भाई,
Nihal.
उठा क्या वो? नहीं, अभी भी लेटा हो. उठेगा
Bhai,
भाई.
he's not gonna survive
I'm
this,
predicting
yeah?
this. When it
He's
goes
not
under
gonna-
a minute.
Bhai, but he could lose this, Nihal. 45 seconds is nothing.
नहीं
to
नहीं
finish this.
Nihal won't
नहीं,
lose.
Nihal नहीं हारेगा ये.
100% भाई. No
भाई.
chance he will lose.
नहीं, Nihal will win this.
भाई JMD क्या है?
JMT पता नहीं भाई. अभी तो SATUL OP. JMT कहाँ से आ
भाई
गया?
चैट में तो सिर्फ GMD चल रहा है भाई. What is GMD?
जय माता दी.
जय माता
अच्छा,
दी.
of course, of course.
भाई, let's go.
भाई,
Queen
काफी
a4
time हो गया.
played भाई.
Only move
Let's
के fit.
go.
Finds it.
भागो. अरे
finds
खेलो.
it.
निहाल क्यों सोच रहा है?
भाई 40 seconds.
अरे भगाओ pawn.
King f3,
F4,
come
king
on.
F3. Maybe.
Come on, F4.
Knight c5 possible है क्या? F4 okay played.
Okay, I like this. But black can go F5. Okay,
Quick,
king
quick.
F3.
No, but the king can go to c4. Nah, knight is trapped.
Ah.
Oh, but the bishop knight is now in a very sad place.
King D5, B6, yeah?
King d5. No, you just wait. King c4 पे b6.
By king B. Okay. King F3,
King d5. Am I out of moves?
B6. At
King
some
c4 must
point.
be losing, no? For black, is it losing? Okay, not losing. Yeah, it's still a draw. g6 played.
25
Bhai.
seconds.
Divya lost an endgame like this at the candidates थोड़ा बहुत. वैसे मुझे
Yeah,
याद आ रही है
भाई. शुभ बोलो भाई.
Nice. Pawn exchange करो.
E4.
वो F5.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, if the F5 pawn.
Wait, why? Why
What?
g5?
What?
Why g5? Is Nihal playing for a win? I feel like he's playing for a win.
भाई थोड़ा बैठ जाता हूँ मैं अभी. This is
आजा
too
भाई.
tense.
आजा भाई.
भाई knight c3 check.
OP हो
King
भाई
c.
तुम.
Oh, he goes knight b2. He wants to go to e5 and take on g6.
Okay, king c5, knight c4 and knight e5 is his plan. Bishop g3.
Ooh. Oh, it's a draw, yeah? It's a draw, I think. Bishop
No,
g3.
how?
Bishop g3.
King e3.
Ah, no, but then this hangs
B6.
Bishop h2. Bishop h2.
Ooh, he was
boy,
knight e5.
God, find him from Dubov. Ridiculous.
Wow.
And now it's
Wait, is he gonna? He's not gonna flag, right?
No chance. No
Bhai,
chance.
9 second hai, bhai.
Yeah,
Knight
H4.
h4.
Ah,
Look
okay,
at
okay,
that.
Wow, wow,
Class.
Wow, wow.
Let's
Oh.
go, baby.
Beautiful game, bhai. Both
Oh
sides,
my
actually.
God.
Very nice. Very nice.
Very tense.
Chat,
Very, very
iska matlab, it's gonna be Armageddon. 4 draws in a row by both the players. Nobody's able to break through. Harshit bhai, Sahaj bhai, lag raha hai Armageddon की bids होने वाली है. So what is your guess? कितना bid करेंगे निहाल और कितना bid करेंगे Dubov? Chat, take a guess as well.
How many minutes? It's 10, yeah?
10 plus 0.
10 plus 0, and then last time I think Nepo did 748 and Arjun did 802 or something like this.
I think Nihal will do 7 minutes 35 seconds.
And
7 minutes, yeah. 7 minutes and like 30, something like this, yeah.
7:35 is my guess.
And Dubov?
Dubov will take
10 minutes.
No, he will take 8 minutes. Actually, no, Dubov will also take 7 minutes 50 seconds, I think.
I mean, I think Dubov has had more time on the clock throughout, I think, today. So I think he's been ahead. He beat Sindarov once with 7 minutes on the clock in round 2 or something.
So,
Oh my God.
do you think he goes for like 6.5 minutes, like 6 minutes 55 seconds or something? Like,
No.
that could be a possibility.
No, I don't think so. I think Nihal will win the bid. Kya lag raha hai?
I think Dubov wins the bid. Chat, come on, let's go. What do you think? Oof.
Tough, bhai. Very tough. But I think we'll find out very, very soon. 7:30 is my guess. Like 7:31, just if you want to be more.
By the way, Dubov sits down, yeah, finally.
अब Armageddon हो गया भाई. उठना पड़ेगा. Let's go.
And I think, can we have the bracket take bar? Like, is there any other game remaining, or this is the only one? Just to
Bhai,
see.
I think I'll change my answer. Nihal will go for 7 minutes and 9 seconds.
Oh wow.
You know why? Because that's 6 minutes and 69 seconds. And we have 69th Grandmaster with us.
Wow, bhai. 6 minutes 69 seconds. Crazy. By the
What's
way,
भाई मेरा बर्थडे भी 7 सितंबर को आता है, 7 and 9, so it makes perfect sense, all of it.
nice.
सब लिखा हुआ है.
Oh, by the way, we have the bids, and Nihal Sarin has bid 7 minutes and 29 seconds.
भाई
And
7:30 I
Dubov
said. Let's go.
is 7 minutes 35 seconds.
Yes, bhai, Nihal won the bid.
भाई
Yes.
you predicted Dubov's bid.
7:35 exactly, bhai, bola tha.
Yes. Yes. So
Nihal
6
won.
seconds
That's
se
great
bid
news,
jeete.
no? That's great for Nihal, I think, in this sense, because I think he can. Black, I think, has a slight advantage.
I mean,
Two
it's not
results.
clear if he will take white or black.
No,
Well, you have to choose black. You are black.
because you
You
get the
can't
extra
change.
result.
You're fighting
yeah,
for
yeah,
black.
If your
Yeah,
point
true,
is
true,
low,
true.
if you have low
Correct,
time, you
correct,
get the draw
Yeah.
as a result.
Let's go,
Let's
Nihal.
Bracket लगा दो भाई को देखते हैं भाई कौन कहाँ पहुंचा because I think the other tiebreaker also ended in 2-2, yeah, so I think that's also
Yeah.
gonna be a tiebreaker between Lazavik and Nodirbek, so 2-2 there. So very interesting भाई, दो semi-finalists हैं, and if Nihal wins, he plays Duda tomorrow, and then he could, and which I think is a good match for him, yeah, he could be the favorite there, at least on par, and then he could play Magnus in the finals भाई, that would be a big match. So ये जीतना
Oh,
बहुत
wow.
जरूरी है यार.
Producers आप crazy है पर तुम्हारे समय भाई crazy.
हाँ
Look at
समय
the
भाई is insane, yeah.
unbelievable, yeah. This is the graphics.
भाई हमारे
समय OP.
चार स्ट्रीम में तो YouTube पे ही हैंडल कर रहे हैं वो, so that
Crazy,
that
man.
itself is crazy.
अरे भाई.
Okay, so when does the game start?
I think it should begin at
Yeah,
any
soon.
moment. There is Nihal, and I think he will sort of soon. नहीं अभी एक और brand deal बची है अभी.
And you can see Nihal has a monster logo behind him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa.
He's in some boot camp, yeah.
Nihal is playing like a
Look at
monster.
the jerseys, bhai. Look at the jerseys. They're crazy. Flex कर रहा है Nihal. I think he's at some.
Okay, first move, guess karo, guys. I think it will be C4
From Nihal.
from Dubov.
Dubov, I
I
think,
think-
goes for Catalan.
I think he repeats what he did earlier, yeah? What did he play in the white game, Sej, by?
He was playing D4 only, no? If I'm not mistaken, I'll check.
I think
I think he'll
C4 will be
repeat.
the move.
I'm checking. What did
Dubov
he
was
play?
playing. No, he was. Oh, he played that knight c3, that knight takes e4 wala jo sack tha. E4, e5, bishop c4, knight f6, knight
Ha.
c3. We saw
I think
this,
he'll
yeah.
repeat that because he repeated the second game experiment also, right? In the fourth
But
game.
pehle game mein against Nihal, he played d4.
By Nihal was white.
Oh, sorry.
By C4 will come, bhai. I feel.
I think
E4
E4
on
he
move
goes.
1.
I think C4 on move 1.
Unlikely.
Chat, what do you think? My guess is E4. Harsh is saying C4. Sej, by your guess.
I will say d4 bhai.
Game started.
Game started, E4.
Oh, E4.
Let's go.
Played.
Let's go, bhai. E4 on the board.
Again, I'm just gonna put it up right now.
Bhai,
Nice
kya
scotch.
move hai? Bishop B4 check.
Oh, this is my pet line, bhai. This is crazy. It has that knight, that sacrifice with the knight, with knight takes e4 sack there. You know this?
No, bhai.
Bishop e3, some bishop b6 you play. Knight b3 is not the best here, but I'm guessing it's some prep of Dubov for sure, yeah?
Bishop B6. Not sure actually. Maybe Nihal managed to confuse Dubov with this Bishop B4 check.
Yeah, but it's a very well-known thing, yeah, in this position, basically c3. But this is all well-known here. And
I
at
was
some
black.
point in this position, I'll show you at this moment. This is the critical thing here. You go for d5 here. cd5 knight takes e4.
Oh la la.
This
Wow.
is the line here.
By the way, ये साज भाई रट के बैठे हैं. Imagine करो जब गेम में खेल जाओगे तो क्या होगा. By the way, Black has a fantastic record from this opening. जो भी ये Bishop Knight B3 उन्होंने खेला. So practically Nihal has good chances now.
Boom bam. Knight F6. Let's go. Knight F6, Knight G4. Nihal.
Oof. Let's go. Knight h4 to queen h4 be possible. f2 पे sack.
By Knight C3, Knight G7
Knight
played.
D7 played, by the way, on the
Do you
board.
think? Oh, sorry. Do you think he misremembered something here, Dubov? Or do
I
you
think so. I think he did.
Oh, knight g7 was an inaccuracy, by the way. Knight f6 पे आना चाहिए था. And now looks like Dubov is more or less back. He has to castle.
But F5. Open up the rook. Yes.
Played. Bye. On the board. Okay, 2 minute का chat 2 minute का difference है. This difference should gradually decrease, right? That would be ideal for Nihal. कि time difference 2 minute से कम होता रहे बस.
f5. I really want to push c5 at the right moment, but I feel like it's not going to work out. Okay, wait,
Bishop
h6? Are you taking this? No ways, right? That doesn't seem right.
Yeah, because the more pieces that get exchanged, it should favor black, I think. Because black is fine with a draw.
Also, h6, bishop h4 के बाद I have g5 and this bishop gets trapped.
Yeah.
He plays h6.
He plays it.
Wow.
Are you going to take on e7?
Why, there's this move c5 that the angel loves. Okay, but not played. Takes on e7 directly. Knight d5. Queen f7 maybe?
Queen f7. Yeah, that's a nice move. Pawn takes, bishop takes. And if bishop h5, maybe there is g6, yeah? That also looks interesting.
Bishop h5. G6? Okay, okay. Yeah, makes sense.
I mean, it's such a hard thing to realize, and with such little time on the clock, to go bishop g5 and take away the bishop. Yeah, and it was the best, apparently.
No, I like this for black somehow though, because queen
Yeah, same.
e5 and the b2 pawn is under attack. The bishop on b6 puts some pressure on the f2 pawn. And how do you imagine white to win this?
Just take on b6. I feel like that bishop is too strong, yeah? Just take the bishop on b6 at least. But
Why that
get
really
the knight.
helps my case, Tiku bhai, because after pawn takes b6, this ये rook घर पे बैठे ही active हो गया. And bishop e6, I mean, it's queen on e5 is fantastic. And how do you exactly? I'm asking the same question, Harshit. Is how does white play for a win here? You need that bishop on c3 or on f4.
And if,
Wow.
by the way, bishop, oh, queen d2 played. Bishop
Bishop
e6.
e6.
I'm guessing he's
Okay,
planning
wow.
queen g5. Oh, he goes knight b6, okay.
I think Nihal जीत ही जाएगा.
भाई जीत ही जाएगा वो. बहुत chance.
Oh,
Oh, mistake.
let's go.
Queen f4, come on.
Why queen f4 is a pawn. Takes, and then c4 and a2 both hanging.
Oh, let's go. Queen f4, Nihal. That's the only move, by the way. He needs to play to get a winning position.
Clutch.
Wow.
Time to lock in. And he
Let's
plays it.
go.
Let's go.
Okay, you
भाई
can't take
हर्षित
queens,
के
yeah?
आते ही like Nihal just started I mean वो solid था but लेकिन like, you know he's just been so stable after that भाई हर्षित
But you can't trade queens, no? तो queen तो हिलना ही पड़ेगा, I think.
तो रुके टू मर गया ना
मर
भाई
गया.
But queen trade करिए तो game खत्म हो गई, फिर क्या बचा?
True. No, very tough situation for Dubov.
अब तो उठना पड़ेगा भाई
भाई बैठा हुआ है पूरी गेम में, by the way.
भाई
गलती ये होगी, मैंने अब नोटिस किया एक्चुअली कि वो बैठा हुआ है. That's the mistake. That was the blunder. Getting up, I feel.
पैटर्न ब्रेक हो गया
हाँ.
जब वो लेट के जीत रहा था अब वो
तो
लेटा नहीं है
लेट के
तो-
खेलो chat. That's the
हाँ.
real learning from this, yeah.
But यार निहाल के लिए what a year this has been. He won Menorca. He is now 27 or something like this. I think this is one of the best years that Nihal has had in his career.
भाई also he won Tata Steel Rapid
Yeah.
which is crazy. I mean, so many events back to back. Also defeated Gukesh 2-0 in Menorca Masters.
Yeah. Actually, Prague, Arjun, Gukesh, these three players are struggling, but Nihal has suddenly risen up to the rankings. Yeah, he's playing too good right now.
And he gets to be part of the Olympiad team this time, जहां पे गोल्ड मेडल के लिए वो फाइट करेंगे. So beautiful. ये बाद में पॉन गया A2 पे. Oh, Queen F6. एक और पॉन गया B2.
That's G. That's GG.
Yep. Guy position. No, actually you cannot save the pawn on B2 in any scenario.
He
Yeah.
finds
Oh!
No counterplay. Easy.
Smooth, bhai. Smooth. By the way, chat, just want to say it out. White की accuracy 88.9, black is 98.3. 98.3. 10 accuracy का difference है.
Let's go. And also no counterplay, yeah?
Yeah, no counter. I think my job is done, guys.
Yo.
Let's go.
भाई इतना इंतजार कर लिया है तो 2 मिनट कर ही लो. भाई क्रिकेट मैच नहीं देखेगा भाई आपने. You don't get up until the deal is done, until the final ball is bowled.
भाई यहाँ
That
पे
is good point, but yeah.
Okay, I'll be in the background.
You will be in the back, yeah. Commentary करेगा. Let's go. आ जाओ भाई.
By the way,
So Queen C1
हाँ.
played and Rook B2 was the move. Thanks by the way Harshit for joining.
भाई Rook B2 is a blunder by the way.
Harshit OP भाई chat में.
Harshit OP in the chat, but Rook B2 नहीं खेलना भाई because Rook is 6.
Oh yes.
So थोड़ा
that's
ध्यान
bad.
से वो pawn मिलेगा, but पहले 95 blocking that part for the Rook and then you can chomp on B2 जब मन करे.
Wow. So 95 Bishop B1 and then Rook B2 by such a nice tactic because you cannot go Rook E6 but if you take my Rook then I can go Knight F3 check. Bye, you are joking. Let's go.
Hey.
Nihal OP.
भाई
what?
6000 की सुपर चैट भाई
What?
गौतम पांडे जी सोल ओपी इंडीड भाई.
What? Yo, brilliancy
What a
भाई
move!
क्या दिन है.
Wow!
Gautam Pandey ji OP, Soul OP and then Rook B2 OP. Let's go.
भाई
Nihal OP.
can we show that tactic? If queen takes B2, knight F3 check was winning the queen. Beautiful.
Exactly. Precisely. What a move. And now Rook takes B1 and Bishop C4. Rook gayo.
भाई क्या गेम खेली निहाल ने by the way and thanks a lot
Beautiful.
for that. I really appreciate it by the way. And 98.5 accuracy बढ़ती जा रही है भाई, रुकी नहीं रही.
अरे भाई निहाल रुक जाओ भाई, कोई तो रोको.
Stop the fight. भाई रेफरी को बुलाओ भाई.
खत्म करो भाई अब तो.
भाई बेस्ट मूव इज नाइट F3 check. If he plays it
भाई वो वापस लेटेगा अब.
There is no
लेटेगा
chance.
वापस वो, देखना.
Oh thank God नहीं खेला भाई, वरना सेहत के लिए अच्छा नहीं होता भाई नाइट F3 check.
Look at this. Pinned, stuck. But pawn, golden pawn, don't touch it. But it's like it's such a horrible position. And also he plays F4, knight D3 now incoming. Rook D1 के बाद Queen B2. Wow.
भाई वो 4 पॉन है क्वीन साइड पे एक्स्ट्रा, जो चारों क्वीन बन सकते हैं आगे जाके. Like normal games and Dubov would have resigned and gone home by now.
Wow. Yeah, of course. Rookie. I mean, you have such a free hand in this position. There's nothing you can do.
Wow, what a game by Nihal Sarin, man. Like he's been the star player for India, and to be honest, he is kind of gearing up for a final against Magnus Carlsen potentially. ये win के साथ वो semi-finals में जाएंगे, and he could play Duda if he wins this game. And अगर वो जीतते हैं तो होगा final against the GOAT of chess. Bhai, that would be insane.
भाई ये तो भाई निहाल को कोई रोको यार. What is this? Look at, I mean, can we just
भाई
appreciate this game? Come on. Like, and
अमेजिंग.
also the fact that he has been like completely consistent throughout, yeah, against Dubov.
या
Each match, and the way he drew also the previous match was very, very impressive.
Yep, and Dubov is in epic form. By the way, रोक सको तो रोक लो. सुपर चैट विशाल भाई ने भेजी है. बिल्कुल मुश्किल हो रहा है अभी किसी के लिए भी रोकना. By the way, rookie one, but look at these pieces भाई. सब ऐसे passively अपने एक दूसरे को बचाने के लिए ऐसे खड़े हुए हैं. Black is just attacking. Said you could just push the pawns, but I'm guessing there's some way to win even faster. Yeah.
Bhai, yeah,
Queen
if I
E6, there is
played
it.
King H8 here, Black is still winning, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Like, you don't
Queen
need to
check
be
आ रहा है.
precise here. White has to be precise to find some defense. Black doesn't have to prove any kind of attack in this position. Look at this, bhai. This is also pinned.
भाई
कुछ move
क्वीन
हो रहा है
ई3
भाई.
चेक आ रहा है. विनिंग अ रूक. भाई ये तो मतलब फरीदाबाद डिस्ट्रिक्ट चैंपियनशिप की याद आ गई मुझे भाई फ्रॉम 10 years बैक. भाई
Crazy.
क्या ही है ये.
Wow.
डोमिनेशन. या
But okay, of course, we have to like, give credit to Dubov as well. 3-0 Sindarov को हराया उसने. But even more, I think at this point, Nihal को भी हमें credit देना चाहिए because Sindarov lost 3-0. Nihal didn't lose a single game against Dubov. एक
भाई
सारे draw and then in the end defeated him when it mattered. Yeah, crazy.
That's a great point, Sahaj bhai, because Sindarov won the candidates by beating Fabi, Prag, Hikaru. उस Sindarov को 3-0 हराया Dubov ने, और उस Dubov को हम हरा रहे हैं. So it's like, वो inception level stuff यहाँ पे. Queen G6 by the way, but feels like it's just a nothing burger यहाँ पे. Rook F8 just preparing Rook takes
Rook
F4.
F4 is a checkmate.
Checkmate, exactly.
Kings, why? Let's go. See, now you. Okay.
Let's go!
Nihal OP, let's go.
Nihal Sarin wins this important quarterfinal against Daniil Dubov, जिन्होंने कैमरा ऑफ कर दिया. What a huge win. 4 draws neck to neck. दोनों प्लेयर्स खतरनाक चेस खेल रहे थे, बट टाई ब्रेकर में निहाल सरीन ने एक नियर परफेक्ट गेम खेली 98% एक्यूरेसी के साथ. सहज भाई, इस गेम में ब्रिलियंसी पे ब्रिलियंसी आ रही थी.
Bhai, I think also the game moves that didn't get enough credit. I feel like we should also mention those. Like, for example, here finding Queen F4 is so important, yeah. Like, and afterwards, like, just this conversion, Rook B2, Rook B1 in an Armageddon match. Are you joking me? It's very, very impressive. What a nice finish for Nihal. And by the way, who does he play in the semifinals, Tiku bhai?
Bhai, let's have a look at the bracket now, because it's become super interesting. The kind of dominance he's shown today, I think कल की game super exciting होगी, by the way, which again starts at 8:30, 8:45 p.m. Sahaj bhai, what is your take? Because he is playing Duda, and अगर वो जीत जाते हैं final against Magnus Carlsen himself, भाई वो match सोच के मुंह में पानी आ रहा है भाई.
Bhai, also Nihal meeting Magnus in the finals would be so epic, I feel. It's like Magnus को finals में ही खेलने में मजा आएगा. In that sense, I think it will be a very, very exciting match. But he still has one more obstacle, of course, which is Duda. He's already defeated. एक यान को तो Duda ने हरा दिया, but अब निहाल को भी एक यान को हराना पड़ेगा. As Samay bhai has said this before.
And chat, let's keep in mind, what's the real goal? It's to qualify for the EWC. So top 3 में आना is the main goal. Of course, beating Magnus is the cherry on the cake, but top 3 में आएंगे. If you reach the final, you're automatically in part of the top 3, right? So top 3 में आके, you guarantee yourself a spot at the EWC. That is very important. And of course, यहाँ पे एक losers bracket भी चल रहा है. If we have a look at that once, just to see नीचे से कौन से players अभी ऊपर आ सकते हैं, that will be very important. Arjun has been knocked out, but Pranesh is still fighting. There you see it. Pranesh versus Dubov का लोगा भाई.
अरे भाई.
That's gonna be a cracker of a match. Dubov एक पिक्चर में बाकी है भाई.
अरे भाई Dubov versus Pranesh तो let's go baby. मजा आएगा भाई. Let's go. बहुत मजा आएगा उधर. But yes, yeah, we'll see how it goes. But yeah, of course, sad day for Arjun overall. But I think Nihal and Pranesh, I think both have performed very, very well.
Yeah. Thanks a lot for the super chat, Mr. BKG. I really appreciate it. I think आज का दिन कुछ crazy था, सहज भाई. If you had... Oh, by the way, let's have a look at the final game, chat, because I think this is important as well. Nodirbek, by the way, is losing. And while we look at this game, I want to ask a question. क्या हुआ सहज भाई, बोलो ना?
Why Nodirbek is eliminated then?
हाँ, he is.
And then he has to play in the losers bracket.
He goes to losers bracket, no?
Exactly. So yeah, that means Magnus plays against Lazavik. So SCC की याद आ रही है मुझे भाई. I don't know if you remember that, but we did that not so long ago.
Yeah, Lazavik हरा चुके हैं Magnus को एक बार literally, so it's going to be a tough match as well. And question to you, Chat and Sahaj bhai, if you had to summarize Nihal's performance in one word today, what would that word be?
Dabav. That's my word.
Chat, what's your word, bhai? To summarize his performance in one word, of course, he has to do it tomorrow as well. But आज तो भाई मजा आ गया भाई. And it was like he was smoothly like running through the games. या कभी ऐसा नहीं था कि oh my god he's worse or losing. Yeah, there's not a single moment you can pinpoint कि यहाँ पे he was worse.
No, I think throughout he was never worse. Like never lost. Okay, he had some let's say 0.7, 0.8 positions, but that doesn't really mean anything in rapid or well in most formats.
मतलब phenomenal.
Speed demon कह रहे हैं भाई.
भाई दो वर्ड है वो. एक वर्ड
भाई मूव अहेड में उसने तो वो तो एक ही वर्ड में यूज करता है ना.
हाँ
तो हम भी एक वर्ड में यूज करेंगे. मूव अहेड.
Nice. Aura. Oh, nice. I think lots of words. I think I would summarize this tiger, Sahaj bhai. I think.
Oh yeah, of course. The
कुछ
tiger.
अलग references, but Sahaj bhai को समझ
Tiger
आ
जिंदा
गया.
है.
कोई कह रहा है Nihal can't beat Carlsen. You know what? I think Carlsen is the GOAT. So nobody in the world can beat Carlsen until it really happens. And even I think many people on their day have beaten Carlsen before. So that's the story for tomorrow, of course. But उससे पहले Duda से
Wait,
खेलना
what?
होगा. क्या?
Did he just
Wait,
go
what just
ruke
happened?
chat?
Wait, what?
Did he just go ruke chat here?
Okay, he was lost.
I'm not sure what he was trying to. Was it because okay? I can understand he was trying to pre-move this, but what was his intention? Ruke 7 के बाद भी तो ये lost ही होगी. That was a weird decision from Nodirbek. But yeah, anyways.
Yeah, maybe okay. A last.
Yeah, Lazavik has won. Yeah, and he plays Magnus Carlsen in the semifinals.
Oof, that's gonna be exciting. So chat कल पहले Duda से मैच होगा. Sahaj bhai, Duda versus Nihal. Who's the favorite?
Nihal. I'm taking
Would you
Nihal
say-
bhai. Like it's crazy performance I would say from Nihal so far.
Would you say जितना favorite वो इस game में था आज against let's say somebody like Dubov, right? उससे ज़्यादा favorite है वो कल against Duda.
I don't think Nihal was a favorite like in any. I think against MVL also or against Dubov also. I wouldn't say Nihal is a clear favorite. Because Nihal has some very special, skill set, and also Dubov also has that. We are more than aware of that. So I think it's by the way, we have another super chat of 4,000 rupees. Thank you so much for Nihal. So let's go, bhai. But yeah, I think for Nihal, I think he's just been in a really good form, and I think he's going to keep that form going forward. Every opponent is, I think, just as strong as the previous guy or as the next guy, in my opinion.
Absolutely. निहाल के बड़े से प्राइस फंड में because already he's reached the semi-finals, उसमें और 400 रुपए ऐड हो जाएंगे. But
go.
Crazy man, I think he's impressed us all. Hard luck to Arjun, of course. He didn't have a great day today, and Pranesh still fighting, still in it. So tomorrow, chat, we're going to be back at around 8:30 p.m. We're going to have the winners semi-final followed by the winners final. So if Nihal does win against Duda, Magnus के साथ game भी कल ही होगा. Now that's not the end of the event because losers bracket से लोग आएंगे and then they're going to challenge the winner of the final. So it's going to last 4 days. But पूरा event जीतने के लिए 4 दिन अच्छा खेलना पड़ेगा. But फिलहाल के लिए पहले फाइनल के लिए he has a great chance to play Magnus tomorrow. बस कल ड्रॉ कराना है और कल शाम को ही होगा निहाल सरीन वर्सेस मैग्नस कार्लसन. भाई मेरे को तो गूजम्स आ रहे हैं चैट. सहज भाई, any words?
I think it will be a very, very exciting matchup, especially Nihal in this form would be, I think, it will definitely be a treat to watch. But let's first worry about Duda because वो हराना बहुत उससे भी ज़्यादा ज़रूरी because it's very important to play Magnus. So let's see what happens.
Yeah. So chat, we'll see you tomorrow around 8:30 p.m. Take care and pray for Nihal. Hopefully he wins tomorrow and भाई ये tournament उनके नाम and top 3 में आना है for EWC. See you, take care and good night.